Have you guys ever heard of SCP-096?
No.
That's probably for the best. He is better known as a Shy Guy, one of the strongest, most powerful SCPs. And today, we're going to be learning about his sad origin story.
Hello everyone, Dr. Bob here. I know you're not used to seeing me here at the start of videos.
Is that him?
But that's because today
No, that's
we have
Dr.
an
Bob.
extremely pressing matter to attend to. One that cuts to the deepest core of one of the SCP Foundation's deadliest contained anomalies. SCP-096, the Shy Guy.
No.
It's a creature that needs no introduction, because it probably haunts all of your nightmares already. Close your eyes and
does.
picture it in your mind's eye.
Okay, guys, tell me what you're picturing. What are you picturing for SCP-096?
I see.
Get away.
I see Adam.
Get away.
Is he clothed or naked?
I see Adam running, and he's running from someone who looks beautiful.
Okay. What is going on?
Is it
And
me?
it's
is not
your mom.
scary.
It's your mom, guys. Shy Guy is your mom. What a plot twist.
Gaunt face with the slack jaw and the lifeless white eyes. The face you hope never to see as long as you live. The pale skin pulled tight against
Oh
bone.
my gosh.
Those impossibly long, gangly limbs. It sits there in its airtight containment cube, covering its face and quietly sobbing. Always sobbing, as though cursing something beyond.
I thought that was Alec making the crying sound. I don't know why.
Why does he choose to be in a corner? Why can't he just cry anywhere else?
Adam,
Were you guys
he's-
ever-
He's shy.
Were you guys ever shy in like elementary school and like didn't talk to anybody? Because I used to be like that. I was pretty shy growing up, and like so it's relatable. Like I'm kind of relatable to like the Shy Guy.
Doesn't the Shy Guy murder a lot of people?
Well, only if they look at him.
Okay, so nobody looks at him then. He's camped in a corner.
Technically, you're looking at him right now.
I'm not
So an
looking at his
understanding. Perhaps
face, though.
when thinking about SCP-096,
I'm looking
you
at
feel a
something
pang
else.
of sympathy mixed with the terror. After all, this anomaly is no sadist. Why would a sadist cry as it kills, like SCP-096 does? You're not alone in asking
Are you
this
laughing
question.
at him?
I've spent many a night poring over classified files with an ever-freshening pot of coffee, trying to piece together the answers. SCP-096 is considered one of the most dangerous Euclid-class creatures in containment, and yet,
Do you guys know what Euclid?
I was about to say it. Me no understand big word.
Okay, so there's 3 different classes in SCP. There's Safe, there's Euclid, and then there's Keter class. So Safe is green. Safe means that it's good, it's not gonna hurt you. Euclid is kind of like Minecraft spiders. They're neutral, so as long as you don't touch it, it won't touch you.
Okay.
And then
Shy
Keter
Guy's not even
class,
that bad.
you don't even want to know about Keter class.
Okay, so Shy Guy, he's not even evil. He's just like a nice guy that doesn't want to hang out with anybody.
As long as you stay away from him, he's not evil.
so little about it is known, beyond its capability to do great harm whenever someone is unlucky enough to see its face and send it into its rage state. How did this happen? It's a question for the curious, like you or me, and after months of strenuous research, I believe I may have an answer. Whether you choose to believe it is up to you. Just be warned
believe it? Is this
when you
real?
hear what I believe to be the
do.
heart.
Wait, this is like a real thing? This is actually making me
No,
feel like
no,
that
no.
SCPs are
Jack,
real. I
it's
always
not
thought
real.
SCPs
Jack,
were
it's not
fake.
real.
Okay, guys, we don't know for sure. Do you remember creepypastas when you were like 13 years old?
Yeah.
Like Slender
Usually
Man,
my mom just gave me spaghetti.
Entity 303.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Back in the day, I wasn't sure if they were real or not. So maybe they are real, maybe they're not.
Well, this guy's really convincing me that it's real.
That's
He
not
could
real.
be,
That is
Alec.
not real. Please, somebody say in the comments it's not real. Please.
We've only explored like 5% of the ocean, so it could be down in the ocean.
Good
You
point.
never know. Could be an
Heartbreaking,
alien.
tragic origin of this terrifying and pitiful monster. You may never be able to look at him the same way again. Not that looking at him should ever be high on your list of priorities. It begins in a tavern in a small Nepalese village, a few miles away from the Chinese border, where Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain above sea level, waits. Its mere existence is like a challenge to the brave and foolhardy. Conquer me, it seems to whisper. Conquer me, and declare yourself above
Mount
all
Everest is
those
whispering
I
that to
have
people.
conquered. Become a god
Conquer
among
me.
men. It's always whispering like this, but few, in the
Stop,
grand scheme
Mount
of
Everest.
things, can actually hear it. And sadly for him,
No, Mount
the
Everest, no,
explorer
I won't.
is among those
Okay,
few.
I'll do it.
Fine.
He's sitting in one of the tavern's many cozy
Wait, come on. Alec, can you act like you're eating something?
That looks like me.
If you shaved,
Alec, come on.
For real?
if you shaved and parted your hair,
That guy
I
does
mean,
not look like me.
That looks like you from 2017.
I have red hair. I have red hair.
Are we seeing
Oh
the
my
origin
God.
story of Shy Guy? You always said you were shy as a kid. Oh my
some people
God,
do
dude.
say Alec is a pretty shy guy. Okay, everybody's clicking off this video. Please don't leave the video, guys. Please don't leave the video.
Okay,
he's
no
gonna put
wonder
his
he
hat
didn't
back
have.
on.
All I'm gonna say is no wonder he didn't have any friends in elementary school.
He's gonna put his hat back on in 3,
I am scared.
2, 1. Okay, we're safe. Whew.
May at a plate of mutton
Wow.
curry while sipping from a brass bowl of white chiang, a popular local drink. The explorer, living up to his name, has come a long way to get here. The rest of the village locals in the tavern eye him with a variety of knowing glances. They've seen so many like him before. Smug smiles and
There
puffed
he is.
chests,
There's Alex.
thinking they'll be
Hey,
able to count
the French
themselves
man.
among the exalted few who've conquered the mountain to end all mountains.
I'll climb Mount
The
Everest with you
bodies
guys.
of many men like this
Oh,
are
never
still
mind.
frozen to the mountain's surface.
What the?
don't
Of
know.
course
One
my guy
An
dies.
older man
What?
I said, of course my guy dies.
Well, yeah.
My fellow ginger man.
Yeah, that's why there's not many of them left. They probably all try to climb Mount Everest.
They're trying to conquer Mount Everest
Yeah.
and just die.
Probably.
who can speak English fluently
Not a bad way to
slides in
go.
across the table from the explorer. The old-timer tells him that whatever he thinks he'll find up on the mountain, honor, glory, recognition, he'd be
Alex,
better
you're
off
mine.
searching for it elsewhere. Death awaits on the icy rocks above. The explorer, young, fit, and still feeling mighty smug, replies that death is there for the people who haven't worked hard enough, who haven't prepared. He's scaled other mountains before, all across the globe, from Scotland to Peru. Everest would hold no surprises for him, just a
Okay, I don't understand how this relates to Shy Guy at all, Jack. What is going on?
Adam, you gotta just wait, okay? The story's
Okay,
building.
all right.
And okay, I have a theory. Either A, this guy becomes Shy Guy, or B, Shy Guy is waiting at the top of Mount Everest and he dies to him.
I thought, like, since so many people die at Mount Everest, Shy Guy's just waiting up there.
It very well could be, Adam. Shy Guy can survive pretty much any environment, at least that I know of.
The thing is, it's definitely option A because this is the origin story of Shy Guy. So it's like the beginning of Shy Guy.
Maybe that's Shy Guy and he tries to climb it and then he gets stuck.
Exactly. The problem
Exactly.
is, though, that this guy's not shy at all. Like, he doesn't have any similarities with Shy Guy. So how does he end up turning into Shy Guy?
Maybe he loses all of his clothes and he gets really skinny, and then that's when he becomes shy because he doesn't want people to look at him because he's self-conscious.
And he loses his hair.
new, compelling
I wouldn't
challenge.
want people looking at me if I lost my
The
hair.
old man is,
You kinda
as you
just,
could
like,
probably
defied my
imagine,
life, bro.
unamused by the explorer's hubris. All confidence and bluster now, he says with his thin, raspy voice. But what will you say when you're face to face with the king? The explorer,
The king?
assuming that this king refers to the mountain itself, smiles and replies,
What?
I'll ask him for his crown.
Shy Guy the king?
With that, the old man
Interesting.
leaves, content that he
He's
at least
shy.
tried to dissuade the explorer from going on this doomed journey. If nothing else, his conscience would be clear now. He had done all that he possibly could. The explorer, not bothered by the grim prophecies of superstitious locals, finishes his curry and chung and retires to the room he rented upstairs. He's so excited. Tomorrow,
so
it will
happy?
finally be time. All his months of training will pay off.
'Cause
He
he's
will
the conqueror
climb
of
to
Mount
Mount
Everest.
Everest's peak. It would be an achievement to last a whole lifetime.
I'd be nervous.
One he would never ever forget, no matter how much he wants to. The next day, the
Whoa.
tip of his ice axe cleaves into the mountainside.
we go!
As he grunts, strains, and
Come
pulls
on!
himself up another few feet. He's about 2,000
Dude, he's doing it
meters
all
up,
by himself.
and every
You got
additional
this!
meter is
2,000
fighting him.
meters, bro? Oh
It's
my
the
god.
bitterest cold he's ever known.
That is
a freeze
crazy.
so deep it makes his incredibly expensive thermal locking clothes feel like he's wearing wet one-ply toilet paper. But the pain
Ugh, I
doesn't
hate
matter.
that.
The cold doesn't matter. He finds it exhilarating.
He's still happy.
Of course,
That's crazy.
just as the old man had warned, death could be waiting for him on this mountain. But the truth is, the explorer has never felt more alive. He winches himself up a few feet more, trying to regulate his breathing as his icy fingers, wrapped in thick
This is
gloves,
definitely not
struggle
Shy
to find
Guy.
purchase on what feels
I don't
like a
think
sheer
so, Adam.
cliff face.
I think it was option
There
B.
are many times when he's supporting his full body weight with only his hands. It often takes the kind of Herculean strength that only a lifetime of training can give you.
I think I could
After
do it.
all, there's no room for error on Mount Everest. One wrong move, and you're either plummeting to your death or becoming a permanent frozen fixture of the mountainside. And because Everest is so dangerous, nobody comes to collect the bodies of dead mountaineering hopefuls. Their corpses,
that is
coated in
true.
often colorful winter jackets, litter the mountain. Some look at them
Yeah,
as a
that's real.
tragic warning. Other, more morbid mountaineers use them as mile markers for their own more successful ascents. Whether the explorer would be lucky or become just another dead, frozen mile marker is still entirely up to chance.
That's really creepy.
Whoever goes up this mountain by themselves, that's probably like not known ever.
Usually you're supposed to go up with like some sort of tour guide that has done it hundreds, if not thousands of times, and you go up with a giant group of people that know what they're doing. But this guy's crazy. He's doing it all by himself.
If this video gets 45,000 likes, I will go up Mount Everest by myself.
And I'll shake your hand and watch you go, Adam.
I think I can do it.
To climb this mountain on your own, you have to be best climber Everest.
Okay, can we
He
just
climbs for a few more
Black out.
hours, pushing past his body's
Alex
complaints,
face
his
cam.
physical limitations, until he reaches a well-earned plateau.
Let him cook.
Here, he establishes a small base camp and eats
That's where
some of
Shy
his
Guy is. I'm
rations.
telling you, get out of
The
there.
area is thankfully
He's gonna
guarded
get ya.
enough to keep
He's
out the
gonna
worst
touch
of
ya.
the sub-zero winds, so he can at least get some sleep without
Here we
freezing to
go.
death. Mount Everest cannot be conquered today, and even someone with the
Sleeping
explorer's
on
bravado
or in
wouldn't
Mount
dare
Everest.
to try.
That's cool.
But
That'd
as
be a
he
cool
settles
video.
down to sleep for the night, he can't
you're
help
freezing.
but look up. And
He's
the
in a little
enormity of
cocoon.
what stands before him, he finds utterly terrifying.
Wait, how was he still
The
looking at
mountain
Mount
just
Everest when
keeps
he's in
going
it?
and going.
There's, like,
and
different
going,
peaks.
stretching up into the misty heavens, like the tip would only be a short jump from the moon. For the first time, the explorer begins to genuinely wonder, will I scale this mountain, or will I die on it? What he never even considered.
This is the first time he's not smiling. He's getting nervous.
He's freezing. He's in a cave, and he hasn't even done it yet. He has to sleep there the entire night. I'd be scared.
I think what they don't think about either is that they have to get all the way back down the mountain too. And that must take almost as long as climbing up it.
You just take like a sled and go.
I don't think it's as easy as that, Adam.
That's an easy way to die.
Is that there may be a third option that's so much worse. Over the next few days, he keeps climbing further
he's
and
still
further. Hundreds, then thousands of meters pass under him as he breaks past even the boundaries biology seemed to set for him. He's impossible to deter. An engine of pure, burning willpower, going
He's a
because he
beast.
knows he cannot stop.
Beast.
Because he knows that if he throws in the towel now, it will have all been for nothing. He'll be just another failure, one speck among billions. He'll have no meaning, no legacy. He'll just be another average Joe, forgotten. And that honestly scares him even more than the prospect of freezing to death up here. Eventually, even though it costs him almost everything to do it, he reaches 8,000 meters,
What?
an area
The
known
death
as
zone?
the Death Zone, where
Huh?
That can't be real.
So when you reach that, are you guys turning around, or what do you guys do?
I
You
mean,
gotta
at
keep
that,
going.
I mean, at that point, you're in too deep. You got to keep going.
Well, the thing is, like, if you do something as serious as try to climb Mount Everest, you have to have the understanding of, like, yeah, I might die on this trip, you know? So, like, when you see that, it's like, yeah, like, you gotta expect that to be a possibility. So, yes, you see that, and you're like, all right, here we go. This is
got
what I signed
really
up
real.
for.
I think I'd turn around.
This
Yeah,
isn't
of
even
course
the
you would.
scary part yet.
It's
where
not.
it's
Wait,
believed
how
to
many
be
meters is
impossible
it?
for humans to acclimate. This is the
8,000
thin,
meters
rarefied
high.
air that few have been permitted to breathe.
least.
And he's seen so many brightly colored mile markers on the way to here. The ground is slippery, and the air chews into the explorer's skin, but he knows he's made it this far. Less than 1,000 meters from the peak now, he has
Oh, he's almost there.
conquered the mountain. So you can only imagine how surprised he feels when he sees another
please don't be
mountaineer
Shy Guy.
walking
Please don't
down
be
the
Shy
side
Guy.
of the mountain towards him with an eerie kind of casualness. He's wearing standard mountain
No.
climbing gear,
No.
including white thermal
that
pants
Michael
and
Jackson?
a hooded coat, zipped up to the chin. The explorer can't make out the stranger's face beyond the pair of thick, black
out your
goggles
gun now.
he's wearing over his
Who is
eyes.
this?
What the hell is going on here?
I start tossing snowballs at him, make him take off his face mask.
You think so? Well, it's just probably another person, right?
No. Why do you think there's all these dead bodies? Mount Everest is easy to climb. It's the animals and the people there that make it so hard.
I don't think any animals live there, Adam.
They do, and they don't want you to conquer the mountain because it's like this huge accomplishment. So they'll do whatever they can to not let you succeed.
Interesting.
That's why
I never-
I'll
I
bring
never knew that.
I'll bring an M16 when I
And you
go.
bring Alec as bait.
And I'll bring Alec as bait.
smart.
I'm gonna bring one of them slow cookers and have some beef jerky.
Alec, can I bring you when I go and bring you as bait as well?
Whatever you guys need to do, I'm here for you.
Thanks, Al.
That's a big piece of bait.
The second the stranger's eyes fall upon him, he feels a frightening sensation. The bite of the cold
That's gotta be
is
Shy Guy.
gone. The chilling winds can't reach him. Instead, he feels warm, cozy,
He's
and
smiling
content,
again.
like
Ew.
he's sitting in front of
Adam,
a
what's
warm
that behind
fire
you?
in a well-insulated log cabin.
Okay, stop. Don't.
In any
don't
other
do that.
circumstance,
I
these
swear I saw
sensations
something.
might be welcomed, but a seasoned mountaineer knows that this is actually one of the worst things you can feel.
Really?
It means that death is creeping in,
Oh.
and your body is opening the front door and welcoming it.
That's probably not even real. It
That's
could
not
be
even a real person?
hallucination. Yeah, a hallucination.
Whoa, what is that?
Hallucination.
Yeah, it is a fascination.
Oh my gosh. Wait, this is what death looks like?
I guess so, yeah. Death is at the front door, and he's about to let it in.
That's not even that bad then. So when you're about to die, you actually smile. You enjoy it.
Yeah, but you don't want to die, Adam, remember? Don't do it, Adam. Don't go in.
Yeah, I forgot.
up.
Sorry, I
Wake
forgot.
up, wake up.
And if this stranger is causing that feeling, then one thing is certain: he's bad news. The explorer wants to turn and run, but he finds that he can't. It's almost as though he's frozen in place, entranced by the warm, inviting feeling that the other mountaineer seems to exude as he gets closer and closer. That's when the explorer notices something strange about him. Something is glowing through his goggles, like hot
Run
embers
the other
burning
way!
a bright,
Oh, he's a
luminous
ginger.
orange. Are those eyes? Dear God, are those his eyes?
He's a demon.
Go the
Explorer
other
can
way.
Feel their terrible stare.
It's not
Literally
worth it.
Feel it. It hurts to be looked at by this monster. Yes, that's what it is. A monster. A monster in the shape of a man. Why are you here, mortal? Comes a booming voice from the inhuman mountaineer. Do you wish to challenge me?
Who is that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
The
whoa,
explorer
whoa.
can't form words. He's quaking, his body acknowledging the cold that his mind can't, as those two glowing eyes bore into him. Speak, the stranger commands.
Okay, Jack, you are the most knowledgeable in SCPs. Could this potentially be a different SCP that maybe transforms others into SCPs and now, like, the original guy becomes a shy guy?
I'm super proud of you. You're very much on the right track. However, not a chance. This is definitely not an SCP. This is like the spawn of Satan, okay? This is not an SCP.
Is that not what
I've never
SCPs
seen
are?
a
Satan
no,
is an SCP?
No. Trust me. Trust me. Demons and SCPs, completely different, okay? Sometimes SCPs seem like demons, but trust me, this is definitely not an SCP. This is the spawn of the devil, okay? And it also could be a hallucination inside of his brain. We don't even know if this thing is real.
Unless Jack is an SCP and his role is to confuse our brain into thinking that that's not an SCP.
Unless you're an SCP and your role is to convince me that Jack's an SCP and you're actually the SCP and I'm the one that needs to reverse the entire mindset, and really, I was right the whole time.
The only way to get to the bottom of this is to smash like, and if it turns blue, Alec is an SCP.
Who? What? Are you? The explorer forces out between chattering teeth. The stranger laughs.
Hey,
I am the king of the mountain. Though to the SCP Foundation, he's better known
what
as
is that behind you?
SCP-1529.
Oh,
and he's the
I
worst
got
possible
it!
thing you can run into while trying to scale Mount
Well,
Everest.
not. You
The
have
explorer
called it.
remembers
Let's
his
see.
conversation with the old man in the tavern. The question he asked,
The
what
king.
will you say when you're face to face with the king? And his own foolish answer, I'll ask him for his crown. Now, really, truly face to face with the king of the mountain, all the poor terrified explorer can do is whimper and beg for mercy.
Oh, that's not
Please,
what you do.
he says, the tears freezing on his cheeks as they fall.
What do you do?
I just wanted to climb.
Wait, this might be a really dumb question, but if you cry when you're on Mount Everest, wouldn't your eyeballs just freeze?
I think it just said that, like, the tears freeze as soon as they hit your face. But you wear goggles so that your eyeballs don't freeze.
Oh, okay. All right.
King of the mountain laugh, his eyes burning. Then you will climb, he says, and climb and climb and climb.
Isn't that
The
what he's
king of the
doing
mountain
anyways?
must have wielded
Think so.
truly unspeakable power to do what he does next.
Whoa.
With a simple nod, the explorer is
What?
suddenly hanging off the mountainside, his fingers
He's a
digging into
waterbender.
the craggy
Oh, no.
rocks. The only thing supporting his weight. It was like being back at square one all over again, except with added pain, terror, and cold so deep he can feel his
Oh,
bones
no.
rattling. And all the while, he feels those eyes upon him, those burning, fiery eyes, staring with absolute malice.
Okay, the other guy, the guy with the scar, should have gave him a better warning. Like, he just like lightly mentioned the king. If he actually knew that this guy was up here, I would be screaming and putting signs up, have ads up on the wall.
I mean, yeah, to be honest, whatever the government that's in place there, they should not let people walk up this mountain if they know this is at the top.
That's like how when. Nah, never mind.
He keeps climbing. Every time he reaches a plateau, a place where he might camp and find even momentary comfort, the king of the mountain is already waiting there, staring that horrible stare.
Ooh.
And just like that, the explorer was climbing again, wind whipping against him like 40 lashes
Not
from a
gonna
cat o'
win.
nine tails. That, coupled with the endless strain of the climb
He's
on his
going
muscles,
down.
is the worst agony he's ever felt.
You gotta
And
just
yet-
let go.
He never dies.
Huh?
Even though he hasn't eaten in days, weeks, months, years, he never, ever
Years?
dies.
No, wait.
He just fulfills the same torturous loop over and over again. It's like the king of the mountain is just keeping him alive for his own amusement, a toy that's impossible to break. But while the
Years?
explorer never breaks, as time goes on and the torments never cease,
Oh,
he does
it was
begin to
Option A.
change, like rock being molded by the tide. First, from the endless stress,
him.
his hair falls out. His skin goes pale from the lack of sun. His body
He's
becomes
gonna be
thin
the
and
SCP!
wiry from starvation and malnourishment. The endless physical strain even
What?
warps his limbs. His arms and
I
legs
called
begin to
it.
stretch.
I
his body
literally
becomes
called it.
elongated
That is
and
exactly what I
grotesque.
said.
All the way through this horrific, dehumanizing ordeal, the king of the mountain stares at him. One day, the explorer, now changed, reaches a plateau, and as can be expected, the king of the mountain stares at him with his burning eyes.
How?
The explorer cowers and covers his face with his hands,
No.
sobbing from exhaustion. He just wants the king of the mountain to look away, to leave him be. He babbles incoherently. He doesn't want to be seen anymore.
Oh my gosh, this is
His
crazy.
pain simply makes the king of the mountain laugh. I gave you your wish, the mountain king says, his voice oozing with contempt. You climbed, didn't you? You thought that your climbing would elevate you, make you more than human.
What?
But now, you're so much less.
It's
Our
gross.
business concludes here. I'm tired of playing with you. And with that, the king is gone. The explorer is alone, stranded among the snow and the whipping winds of the death zone, but very much alive. He's finally able to go.
That's literally exactly what I said. I said the king was another SCP turning other people into SCPs, and that was Shy Guy.
But he only turned this one guy into an SCP. Why didn't he do it with other people?
Common Siren W.
Because this guy's the strongest climber out of everybody, so he knew that this was going to be the guy. He probably
Interesting.
tested everybody else, but they all failed.
Exactly.
Those were
They
the dead
died to the
bodies.
tests.
The one thing I am curious about is why does Shy Guy become so violent then when people look at him?
Because Jack, he's been climbing for years.
And all he remembers is the king's stare. He didn't want the king to look at him anymore, so he doesn't want anyone to look at him.
Dude, but he should be, if anything, like nicer to people because he just got tormented for so many years.
He hasn't had
He's
social
changed.
contact in years, Jack. He doesn't know how to interact with people.
At long last, after what felt like an eternity, he's escaped. When the explorer arrives in the village again, he's not the explorer at all. It's been
Ew.
years since he went missing on the mountain. The old man who had warned him not to go up onto Mount Everest had passed peacefully in the interim.
Aw.
The other members of his small village would not be afforded the same luxury. Instead, the explorer stumbled back through the village limits, still covering his face. The only sounds he can hear are the wailing wind and his own pitiful sobbing. Everything hurts. He's so
how he's gonna
terribly
turn evil.
afraid. He needs somebody to help him. Why will nobody help him? The sun begins to rise, and the village shakes itself awake. People leave their homes to go about their daily tasks. None of them are expecting to see a monster loping through their streets.
Okay, what I think happens is that the Shy Guy, he's just looking for help right now, right? He's actually just a normal person. But then everybody
what they
calls
said.
him a monster and ugly and this and that, and you're stupid, you're bald. You literally have red hair, but it all fell out. So now
Exactly,
you're
so they
bald.
start
You have
bullying
nothing.
him.
Even your arms are weird. Like you
then
have
he
the
lashes out.
whitest of skin.
That makes sense, Adam. Actually, you might be a genius.
So they keep calling him a monster,
Pale,
so he turns
gangling
in.
monstrosity,
what people are
stretched and
calling it.
hairless. It engenders a mix of fear and curiosity as it stumbles around, audibly sobbing with a loud, warped voice. It's like nothing any of them have ever seen before, like something out of a myth or a folk tale. But for the monster that was once the explorer, it's so much worse. At first, he thinks that the villagers might be there to
my
help him.
gosh.
But then,
Is he blind?
sees their eyes, that same intense, burning fire pit orange as the king
I
of the
told
mountain.
you.
What?
That
Oh,
same
I
horrible
see.
gaze that the
Why do they
explorer
all
thought
have
he'd escaped
eyes like
when he
that?
left the mountain.
king did it to
gaze
him.
that meant pain, torment, and madness. Even when he tries to cover his face, when he wails at them to go away in words that make sense to no one but him, he can still feel those terrible eyes on him. Is he still on the mountain? Is he still at the mercy of the Mountain King? Are these all just illusions or projections, another awful trick? What did he ever do to deserve this kind of torment? Was the crime of wanting to climb a damn mountain worth this kind of everlasting suffering? Did it earn him the gaze of all these monstrous eyes? The explorer begins to feel his anguish being replaced by another feeling. Rapidly rising rage.
angry.
The kind of pure, blistering hatred
Oh,
that
he wants
inexorably
revenge.
leads to one result.
Here we go.
Violence. First, he screams.
Oh my
Then
God.
they scream.
I don't know what to
And
do. I
finally,
don't know what I would do.
The killing begins.
Was he eat
The
them?
creature
What does he
that had once
do?
been the explorer
Kills
leaves no
them.
stone unturned. Even when they try to run away, he still feels their eyes
How
on
is he
him.
so fast?
He needs to kill them all.
This is one of the strongest SCPs. People say this is the
How did he get
strongest
so strong?
SCP,
From, I
actually.
guess, from training over and over and
I
over?
guess.
He's like One Punch Man.
And the king must have gave him some insane powers because as soon as you look at Shy Guy, even if you go to outer space, even if you go under the water, you go anywhere, he's gonna find you and he's gonna kill you. There's no escaping.
Wait, what if I hide in like a secret nuclear bunker? There's no way he's getting there.
Doesn't matter, yeah. He's gotten in every single place, everywhere, anytime, you're dead.
Them quickly, leave no trace. It's the only way he can feel anything close to at peace again. It becomes a kind of terrible chain reaction. The sound of the horrors going on in the street only entices more to come outside and see what's going on, to look at the creature causing all this carnage, to see its face. They have no idea that this very
I hate
action
this.
is
What
dooming
if that
them.
was the last thing you've ever
Within
seen?
the hour, the village is empty,
Well, it was
save
for those people.
one
That'd be
creature.
terrible.
The creature that had once been the explorer, now just afraid, confused,
Don't.
and alone.
Oh, I mean,
bad
You will
for him.
always
oh, get
be
him!
alone. The anomaly that will soon be known as
crying.
SCP-096 simply bows its
I
head
kind of feel bad for him now.
and weeps.
Guys, I don't know. I don't know about SCPs, man. They really do spook me out. They freak me out. And what's crazier is if you thought that the Shy Guy was the strongest SCP of them all, well, you would be very sadly mistaken. Because this next SCP that we're checking out actually is. And it's called SCP-682, the hard to destroy reptile. I'm not sure I want to, but let's go check him out together.
If
Yes.
he breathes, the bear will see him.
Don't breathe.
Lying flat in his stomach, the boy has no choice but to watch as the hulking brute eats his father before his very eyes. Lying in the thicket just a few trees away, the boy knows that any small movement he makes could prove fatal. A bear this large, hunting for its hibernation, will have no issue chasing him down in a split second.
Are you trying to tell me the SCP right now is a bear?
No, Adam. It is
it's
way
stronger?
scarier than that bear.
I am about to poop myself right now from just this bear.
Guys, I breathe. Does that mean I die?
No, it's gonna be okay, but hold your breath in 3, 2, 1.
Look at the bear's eyes.
And doing exactly what he did to his father.
That's his dad.
The boy is utterly powerless. All he can do is stay deathly still and watch. They'd found the tracks too late.
Okay.
On the way
guys
back
are
to
good.
camp, they'd been following the
Yeah.
wooded cliff that lines the ocean's edge. Bows and salmon slung over their shoulders, they'd been so proud of their catch and the prospect of bringing it back to the tribe that they hadn't kept their wits about them.
Guys,
Oh, they always gotta sound high alert.
nobody built an emotional connection to the dad. We all know he's about to die, all right? I don't
We
want to
do.
I don't want to see anyone
Yeah.
crying.
And it also seems like this is taking place way further in the past. You know, they look like cavemen. So there's that.
So this SCP's been around for a hot minute.
Seems like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
By the time they'd
Good
seen the
observation.
enormous prints in the dirt, the sound of lumbering footsteps were already echoing through the trees behind them. The boy's bow is too far out of reach. He dropped it when his father pushed him into the thicket. He's got the knife hanging at his side, but he doubts it's long enough to even get through the bear's fatty hide. In contrast, the only thing protecting him from its bite is the leather hide slung across his shoulders and a woven garment from the tribe's elders. One slash of the bear's claw, and he'd be... A
Oh my
breeze
gosh,
ruffles
that's
his hair.
terrifying.
The boy's eyes widen in horror. That wind hadn't come from in front of him, but from behind.
Hey, yo. Oh my
What
gosh.
the heck?
Imagine
Wait.
if you looked behind you and you just saw this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, bears are actually really mean. So if you guys ever see a bear in public, do not approach it.
What are you
And
supposed
don't
to do
run
then?
either, because they can run like 40 miles an hour.
So
True.
what do you do?
And they can climb trees.
You just give it
Just
whatever
don't
it
want-
wants.
Get dirt blocks and like build a shelter.
No, what you do is you don't move and you say, wait, what do you say?
Oh gosh, we're all dead. We're all dead.
I don't know.
This is not. Is that what you're gonna tell the bear? Wait, give me a second. I forget.
Wait, yeah, hold on, bear. Give me a second. Shoo, bear, shoo! Shoo, bear, shoo! That's what you're supposed to do.
Alex
Definitely is
getting
gonna
eaten
get
first.
eaten by the bear.
That's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do, guys.
The only way that you don't get eaten by the bear is if you trip your other friend like Alec and then you just run and
Yeah.
let him get
We'll
eaten.
let Alec
don't trip
scream
me.
at the bear. Jack and I will run.
Yeah, shoo! Ah!
Idiot.
Following his scent, his fear, directly towards the bear's nostrils.
Dude,
The
that
boy
breath's probably
plants his muddy
stanky.
palms into the dirt, staring at the animal. Its nostril twitches
throw dirt in its eye.
and twitches again. It half turns its head, sniffing the air. Maybe it won't bother with him. The bear's turning back to its meal already. The boy lets
no.
out a sigh of relief, and a twig snaps.
Oh,
Bear
no.
snarls and
Oh,
moves
no.
its head around. For a second, the two of them
Jeez.
lock eyes, predator and prey. Then the boy takes off running. Fast as he can.
Alex
Run,
says that's a
boys!
no-no.
He's
Burns
not
and
fast
nettles
enough.
whipping at his shins. He fumbles the knife out of its sheath and slings the water
Oh,
skin
he has
off
a
his
knife.
shoulder,
Okay, he can throw it at
throwing
the
it
bear.
wildly behind him.
What is
He
that
doesn't
gonna
know
do?
if he hit the bear. He doesn't have time to turn around and see. It's going to be on him in an instant. Up ahead, he sees
Wearing
sunlight.
pants?
Wait, why would he try to hit the bear with the water bottle? At best, he just gave the bear hydration.
I think he was maybe thinking maybe he was playing like Mario Kart and he thought like maybe the bear would slip on it or something, or like maybe, I don't know. Yeah, like take some of the attention away from him and he would investigate the water bottle instead of chasing the boy. That's what I would do if I was a bear.
It's streaming through the thick trees, the cliff edge. If he can just get to
Oh,
that,
no.
maybe he can climb down and... No, there's no time. Besides,
Maybe he can use the knife
bears
as a
are better
parachute.
climbers, better swimmers, better runners.
What?
All the boy can hope for is that he's a better jumper. Him and the boys from the tribe have left off plenty of cliffs along the shore.
Thought that was
Never
way
these
deeper.
ones. There are too many rocks, too many shallows.
What?
But the thundering of 4 enormous paws behind him
He's gotta
is looming
jump.
larger
You gotta
and
jump.
larger. He can almost feel the bear's hot breath on the back of his neck. There's nothing for it. Here goes. The trees clear, the sun blasts his skin, a claw slashes at his back, and the boy launches himself into the air.
Okay, do you think, guys, that this is gonna turn into the SCP? This guy, this little boy.
No.
Pre-predictions.
No, I don't think that the guy is an SCP. It's a reptile.
Yeah,
Adam.
but
This
we've
is
seen in
clearly a
previous
human.
videos that sometimes humans turn into SCPs.
I think that this guy's gonna dive into the water and then the bear isn't going to jump after him and then the hard to destroy reptile is gonna come out of the water like God freaking Zilla and then go fight off the bear.
Oh. No, I think
I
this
like that.
little boy's gonna grow something out of somewhere, and he's gonna be the strongest thing to ever exist.
Or
and then
maybe
he's
when
gonna
he
come
jumps
back and avenge his
down,
dad.
Maybe he jumps down and maybe he teams up with it. I don't think he's gonna turn into it. How could he?
He's going to, and then he's gonna destroy the bear like his brother bear.
I guess we'll see.
The wind carries him, the weightlessness
Use
of
the knife as a
wheeling his
parachute.
arms and legs through the empty sky.
How is a knife a
Almost enough to
parachute?
make him laugh with joy.
You don't understand
Until
physics.
the boy looks down. The cliff is
looks like the
higher,
Wolverine.
much, much higher than he'd realized. His momentum carries his torso forwards.
Don't
into a
belly
tumble.
flop.
He's not going.
You're supposed to
land
pencil
straight.
dive. Pencil
He can see
dive.
jagged rocks
Oh,
everywhere beneath
I don't
him.
think a pencil dive's gonna
Boy
work there,
closes his
Alec.
eyes,
No.
crashes into the sea.
Okay, he's.
Oh, he's good. He's
The air
good.
is slammed out of
He's
his lungs.
good.
His knee hits
I don't know if
something
he's
hard
good.
and sharp in the water.
Ow.
The swell
Ooh,
throws
that's
him
the
away
worst.
from the shore and
Hopefully he
pulls
didn't
him
tear an
deep.
ACL.
He can still swim.
Without
He can
air
still
in
swim.
his chest, he can't float. Kicking hard as
Swim
he
up
can,
there, dummy!
The boy swims upwards,
He's injured.
eyes still screwed shut. His face bashes into a sandy rock. No, it's
Oh
upwards.
no.
Which way is it? Which way should he swim? The ocean current rolls him over and over. Darkness
This
fills
dude's
his
dead.
mind.
Imagine
But his
if the
feet
bear
find
jumps.
a hard surface.
That'd be so
He pushes
funny.
against it, launching himself through the water, kicking as hard as he can. The darkness fades. Light. The boy's head breaches the water, and he's
Professional tip, if you're ever in that situation where you can't see up and down of which way to swim, you're supposed to blow out a little bit of bubbles and feel which way the bubbles are going, because bubbles always go upward. Just saying.
Thanks,
you do a little,
Al.
Noted.
Okay, so I shoo away the bear and then I start blowing bubbles at it and then I'll
I'm
live.
just saying, it might save your life or somebody's life someday, so I'm just putting it
were
out
you
there.
a Boy Scout at some point? You know how to.
All you gotta,
know how to
I'm
stay
just
away
trying to
from
save
bears?
one life at a time. Saving one life at a time.
No, Alec watches Joe Rogan, so he actually learns a lot from that.
Exactly.
But he splutters for air, rubbing the water out of his eyes. He looks around.
Oh, he's good, he's
wildly.
good.
No,
The
he
sea
turned
has
into an
carried him
SCP.
away from the cliff and out into open water.
Oh, the
lifting
riptide
and
took him
dropping
way out.
feet
Oh
away,
my gosh, this guy
carrying
just
Blow
him.
getting
bubbles!
wrecked.
Blow bubbles!
He's gonna
Blow
get stuck
bubbles!
here for probably like 40
Blow
years
bubbles,
and
you
then
fool!
turn
He's
into
just
an
getting
SCP.
wrecked over and over.
Wait,
No
whoa,
way!
whoa,
It's
Yo,
going
that bear is
down.
God is dirty.
What kind of
The boy's
bear is
stomach
this?
turns. It reaches
my
the bottom of the
gosh.
cliff and sees him there in the
Just
water.
let him live, bear. God
Why is
dang.
the bear like Liam
It roars
Neeson?
at an almighty volume,
Let him
deafening
go.
the boy over the sound of the waters. Even
Bears
from
can
this
swim
distance,
really, really
the
well.
animal looks impossibly large. It dwarfs
Something
the
wrong with
boulders
that
that
bear.
line the water's edge. It slips into the water, barely making a
No.
ripple.
That's so
No
messed
way
up.
it goes after
Going
him.
straight for him. The
This is
bear
the unluckiest
covering
guy
the distance
ever.
So fast, he only has seconds left.
Blow bubbles! Blow
I didn't
bubbles!
realize this
To
could
keep
get
himself
worse.
afloat, the boy knows he'll never be able to outswim this creature. Instead,
gotta go under.
He takes a deep breath and looks up at the woods, remembering all of the happy moments he'd spent in there with his father.
Aww.
Current swells beneath the
dad
boy
died.
and almost throws him out of the water. An enormous shadow flies through the depth beneath him.
I knew it!
It couldn't be. Whatever it is, the shadow is
Is it the
swimming
Loch Ness
straight
Monster?
at the advancing bear.
Oh, Adam.
So
Oh my God.
fixated on its prey,
This
the bear doesn't even
is
notice what's approaching.
SCP
until it's too late.
682.
The ocean
can't be.
explodes. A blast of water as tall as the cliffs themselves shoots up into the air
Jack,
and
you're
showers
crazy.
the boy's
Whoa!
head. Somewhere in the midst of the spray, a monster erupts.
How big do you think that thing's about to be?
It's gonna be massive.
It's actually not that big. You know, you would think it's like Godzilla level size, but no, it's not. It's like a little compact Godzilla.
I think it's
Wait,
gonna
it
be
looks like
30
it has
feet.
hair. It looks like it has. Maybe this used to be a person. I think you might have been right, Adam.
Seems like we were both right. This could be his dad.
Blow bubbles at him.
No, that was dumb. Maybe it's his grandpa.
From the depths, snapping its jaw around the bear, it lifts the animal into the
Yeah,
air
that's what you
and
get.
throws it against the cliff.
Oh, wow.
The impact is
Holy
so strong,
smokes, it's so strong.
small
Isn't a bear
landslide
2
follows
tons?
the bear's rolling body as it tumbles back towards the water. But the boy has eyes only for the monster
Bears are
emerging
not 2
from
tons.
the sea,
Did you just say that?
crawling up the rocks with one gnarled
Ew.
foot after another. The boy can
Sounds
hardly
like a
make sense
Pokemon.
of what he's looking at.
That thing is so
It
creepy.
seems to have some kind of scaly hide, harder than the rocks surrounding it. A wave
That would
crashes
be
against the
even
monster
scarier
as it
now.
leers over the bear and sinks its teeth into the animal's hide. Unable to look away, the boy kicks out and starts swimming.
Swim.
away
Now's
up
your
the
chance,
coast.
little boy.
Swim.
Only once he's a long way around the bay does he
Is this the
dare
origin
to clamber
stories of
out
Tarzan?
and back onto land. That night, once the rest of the tribe have gone to sleep, the boy can't help but lie wide awake in his tent. Without his father here, it's not the
Where's
same.
mommy?
Quietly rolling up the
Aww.
hide doorway, the boy slips out into the night. They're camped by a small cave with beautiful smooth walls inside. They say it's the cave of their ancestors, the place where all life started. The fire in the cave has to always burn. Fortunately for him, the cave is empty. The boy stares up at the wall in wonder. Finger drawings of animals, hunters, mothers, shamans, gods, and forests fill almost every part of it. Only one space remains in the corner, the finger painting of the rocky cliffs with the swelling sea beneath. Dipping his finger into the paint, the boy sits by the wall and starts to paint. A terrible monster crawling out of the sea, with a scaly hide stronger
Kind
than
of looks
any
like a
rock.
crocodile.
So I guess that's probably the first sighting of SCP-682, also known as the hard-to-destroy reptile. That was probably the first time anybody in human existence ever saw that thing lurking about in the entire world. And I know you guys are thinking like, oh my gosh, that thing was strong. But let me tell you, that's not even his best ability, bro. As soon as you watch the rest of the video, you're gonna have nightmares about this thing.
He unlocks new abilities?
Yes.
Is he gonna come after the little boy?
No, he doesn't like little boys.
That's it. You know that from just some finger painting.
Okay, now we're in
The
modern day.
archaeologist turns to the group of researchers surrounding him in the cave. UV lights are set up all along the walls, with the blue and violet shapes revealed all across the stonework. The archaeologist can't help but empathize
this is the
with
boy all grown up
spiritualism
now,
of
I
their
see.
long-forgotten ancestors who'd lived in these caves thousands of years ago.
No, Adam.
Adam, you are actually so dumb. This, you know, like this is like real life. Like people study like hieroglyphs and stuff and try to figure out like what the people went through way back in the day.
Why would they be waving and rowing? I don't understand.
Why would they be hooing and whatting?
You said high and row.
Ancient caveman technology, Adam. They used to draw inside of caves.
Yeah, they used to make like drawings of what they saw, of like tigers and mammoths and that sort of stuff.
There were, Adam, do you know how to
Aliens?
paint? The Egyptians actually drew up the aliens, yes.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm back in. I think I get what you guys are saying.
The
Drawing.
professor was the one who asked the question. A cold woman, standing well over 6 feet tall with a crop of fiery ginger hair. To him, she seemed less of a scientist,
Come
more of a
on,
military
don't
leader.
laugh at that. What is
What does
funny?
he know?
What is funny?
It's
What is
Alec,
funny,
though.
Why
Adam?
is it fiery ginger?
What is so funny?
Why'd they have to go
She has
into
a fiery
detail about her
personality.
hair?
Nothing funny about
Probably.
that. Nothing funny about that. Let's move on.
Walk with
Sure,
me,
she's very
she
kind-hearted.
says and leads him out of the cave. Personnel fills the surrounding area. Most of them
Jeez,
are
look at those
armed.
P90s.
Cranes lift huge sheets of reinforced lead plating into place. Several mysterious vats line the edge of the forest, each adorned with more warning and hazard signs than you'd see in a nuclear power station. The two of them have to pause for a moment as 3 tanks roll past them.
What's
Oh
the
my
government
gosh,
do?
there's so much
Silence.
artillery.
They're turning that whole
You know the
area
reason I
into
started
Area
all my
51.
research in the first place? Did I ever tell you that story? Every early civilization in the world, whether it's ancient China, Mesopotamia, South America, Northern Europe, all these cultures, you take a look at their mythology and what do you find? The professor ignores him, instead choosing to bark orders at a group of agents talking over coffee. They all immediately dump their drinks and get back to work. What one thing do they all talk about, even though it never existed?
Is it this
Aliens.
SCP? The SCP could kind of be an alien. Some of the SCPs do remind me of like different aliens that, you know, maybe they came from Earth, but maybe not.
Yes, Jack. Who runs the world?
Girls?
SCPs.
Oh, SCP.
Dragons.
We all just had different
All these
answers.
disparate people with no contact with one another, all of them still draw pictures of dragons. The professor stops
dragons.
walking at
Okay.
the edge of the cliff. The pair of them stand there, surveying
Dragons
the
were never
vast
real.
ocean
Hey, that's where he
stretching out in
jumped.
front of
That's where
them.
the kid jumped. That's the
I
same
have a
spot.
feeling
And
that
workers
fiery
rush around
hair
behind
girl's
them.
about to push him.
After a long pause, the professor asks him to proceed. In ancient Hebrew text, when they talk about God creating the world in 7 days, what happens on day 5? The professor flicks the hair out of her eyes and replies curtly, God created fish in the sea and birds in the sky. Well, not exactly. Look at the original Hebrew. He created all of the fish that teem in the sea, sure, but he also created Leviathan, a serpent-like monster from the depths, as old as the world
Really?
itself.
That's in the book?
You think that's what we're dealing with? Maybe.
Oh.
Or something worse.
Oh my gosh.
By nightfall,
It's way
preparations
worse,
are
Lloyd.
operational.
Leviathan is
Enormous
way-
floodlights switch
How's
on
that
one
worse than
after
the
another,
Leviathan?
illuminating an
Isn't that
enormous
huge?
steel box with an open lid at
Way
the top,
worse.
surrounded by
not
armed
even that
agents,
tall.
huge net launchers, and several tanks. It all seems a bit
not worse.
excessive as far as the archaeologist is concerned. He isn't officially still supposed to be here, but in all the scramble for the Foundation to get the capture site ready, no one noticed that he had stuck around.
This guy's shady.
From the viewing
I don't like
platform
him.
several hundred meters away, he has to watch it all unfold through a pair of binoculars. Out above the water, suspended from one of the cranes, is an elephant carcass. The professor told him that the Foundation had even marinated it for extra flavor. He had only been recruited
my
into this
gosh,
project a
that's
couple
brutal.
of months ago.
A whole
But from what
elephant?
he could tell, it's been an ongoing priority for the Foundation for
Wait, Jack, I
several-
thought you said this thing's not that big. How's it gonna eat that whole elephant?
Adam, I don't want to spoil the rest of the movie for you.
Oh, wait, he was just a baby. That was
Can't
just a
say
baby
anything. I don't
SCP-682.
wanna- I don't want to tell you, Adam. I
Wait, we
can't
didn't
tell
see the
you.
adult. Oh my gosh, this is about to get insane. Okay,
several
I'm
years
locked.
now. The scale of the operation of just setting up at this site is already mind-boggling, but they've been chasing up leads like this for years now. Arriving at scenes, they suspect this creature has been sighted in the past and setting up traps for it. He was only brought in out of desperation. The Foundation had exhausted all recent hunting grounds and was trying to cast the net even wider. He'd just been quietly working on his university
wonder
research
what
paper
they're gonna
about
use this
ancient
weapon
reptile
for.
drawings when the agents had let
creature.
themselves into his office. But staring through his binoculars now, the archaeologist knows there's no chance of this operation actually working. They have floodlights, for crying out loud. No intelligent predator would come anywhere near that elephant carcass. Movement. Not in the waters or any of the lit up areas. No, there's something in the forest line, just behind a group of researchers.
Ooh, there it
is.
He
That's
gets
out of there.
instinctively
Get the
for his
flip out of there.
walkie-talkie, Then
It's
stops
GG's.
himself. How many times had he got jittery before and reported something preemptively? The agents already don't take him seriously as it is. He can't be jumping at shadows. But there it is again, a shape moving
is how
fast
every
through
horror
the
movie
trees.
starts.
He scans the binoculars this way and that, trying to find it. Just a group of researchers there, some agents there, supply crates, researchers, agents. Wait, weren't there more of them a second ago?
He's not gonna tell anybody?
He looks closer. Someone's gone missing. He clicks on the radio. South Lookout Team, report in. Nothing. South Lookout Team.
Oh gosh.
A sickening feeling
gosh.
settled
It's gonna
in
Jack,
his
stop
stomach.
smiling.
All those bright
This is the
lights
human
everywhere,
race, Jack.
Casting a
What
lot
team are
of
you
dark
on?
Shadows.
I'm
He has to do
grimacing.
something fast. Running down from the lookout point, the archaeologist takes off running through the trees to the site. He holds his radio up to his mouth as he goes, trying to get anyone to respond.
At least grab a gun, guy.
The thicket cracks and crunches under his
He's
feet
an
as he tries to make
archaeologist.
his
He
way
doesn't know
through
how
the
to
dark
use
woods,
one.
ignoring the
He pulled
feeling
the
that
trigger.
crawls up his neck of being watched. A boulder blocks his way. The
That's not the
archaeologist
boulder.
grabs
That's not a
onto it
boulder,
with
is
both
it?
hands and hauls himself on top of it, stopping for a moment to catch his breath.
Just run around it,
From
dummy.
here, he can see the floodlit capture site. The tanks and cranes still sit rumbling,
elephant's
ready
gone.
to go at a moment's notice. But he can't see any ground crew anymore. He switches
Where's
the
the
radio
elephant?
to the open channel and calls out for anyone to respond. The professor's voice crackles back at him.
What are you still doing here? This is a highly dangerous operation that you don't have clearance for.
He yells at her to cancel it. They need to evacuate the site immediately. It's compromised. She laughs derisively and cuts off the channel.
Oh, you
She
dummy.
has to believe him. People are dying. And more of them will if she doesn't. The archaeologist whispers to himself in the darkness. It's no monster. It's just an innocent creature.
I need to see this
Playing
thing
with
now.
a power you don't understand. It's strange. For a moment, he swears he almost hears a voice whispering something back to him in the woods. I love you. When he looks around, he's all on his own.
Subscribe.
He has to keep moving. The creature could be anywhere. Hopping off the jagged boulder, the archaeologist takes off running through the forest once
He's
more,
not going very
looking over his
fast.
shoulder every few steps. The light
This
must
would be
shine
so
tricks on
scary,
him.
bro.
In
I'm scared of the dark. I don't know
he can't
about
see
you
the boulder
guys.
He was standing on a
I know,
moment
you sleep
ago
with a
anywhere.
nightlight, yeah.
He bursts out
Alex
of the tree
sleeps with a
line and
nightlight.
into the clearing right next
Okay.
to the steel box. A ramp leads up to the top of it with
Do
a
not
large
go in that
trap
box.
door
That's where he's
suspended
waiting.
over the open lid. Well, if he wants to be seen and heard, that's where he needs to go. The archaeologist runs up the ramp and waves
Oh my
his
God.
hands wildly
Oh, you
in the
big
air.
He's
fat
about to
dummy.
risk
Tanks
his
all
life.
turn their turrets to
I wonder
aim
if
at
that's
him.
what they were
The crane holding
anticipating.
the
Like they
enormous
wanted
steel
him to
lid
do
for the
this.
enclosure
Yo!
looms menacingly above his head. And there, marching
He's
out
the
onto
bait!
the field, looking absolutely furious, is the professor. Her red hair looks more like a ball of flames right now. We need to evacuate the site now. It's here. She snarls and marches up
Wait,
the
they're
ramp to
both
meet
bait.
him, jabbing a finger in the archaeologist's face. He suddenly realizes how much taller she is. You are not jeopardizing
Oh,
our
gosh.
one
Oh,
chance
gosh.
of catching this thing. Get out of the way, or I will have
She's
you
definitely
detained.
dead.
Besides,
Never mess
what
with the
evidence
flames.
do you have?
That's what I say.
But the archaeologist isn't looking at her. Instead,
Oh.
his eyes stare in
This could
horror
be very
at
bad.
the elephant carcass suspended behind her.
Looks
There
like
was
a
a
whole
huge
bite.
reptilian bite mark taken out of it.
How?
A testing bite.
How has no one
like the ones
noticed?
given
Dude,
by
nobody
sharks.
noticed?
How did
She
no one
turns to
notice?
Follow his gaze.
Maybe
and
there's
all of
nobody
her
left.
rage is washed away in a sickening
Oh
delight.
gosh, she's twisted.
Yeah. A scream from the crane holding the elephant makes them both jump. But by the time they look up at the cabin, all they see is a hulking shadow leaping away
Bruh.
into the darkness.
This was a
How is
bad
that
idea
fast?
from the
Professor
start.
clicks on her
Get out of
walkie-talkie
there
and starts
now!
issuing commands. No one responds, except the tank crews. She tries again.
Okay, they have
Radio
a team of tanks.
silence.
I like that.
Now the gravity of the situation
I think they're
really
fine.
starts to hit her. Eyes wide with panic, she runs off down the ramp, barking into her radio and leaving the archaeologist
She was just
up here on
smiling
his
5
own.
seconds ago.
Suddenly, under all of these lights, he feels very exposed. It could be anywhere in the shadows. Footsteps, heavy planted footsteps tremor
Is that how
to
you
the
feel when you
ground.
try to go to bed,
Out of
Alec?
the woods walks
Oh.
the creature. Several
This
meters
is the
long,
monster
trapped
hiding
from
it
all of its
under your
hunting.
covers.
The beast that would soon be known as SCP-682
Looks like an
slinks
emo.
into view.
Yo!
It looks up at him, standing there on the trap door.
thought it was a
of
water
metal
creature.
box.
What's going on?
It looks like it's almost ready to laugh at how easy this will be. Boom! The tank blast hits the creature square.
Come on,
Doesn't
surely
matter.
a tank
Dodge.
can take it on.
Dodge.
Doesn't
Boom.
matter.
Yeah, see, look, the
Wait,
tank
what?
just destroyed it.
Imagine the video's over, just like one tank shot destroys that
No,
thing.
dude, it would take literally a million tank shots to
No
even do
way.
like 1%
A million?
damage.
What?
What are you, some sort of expert? What?
This is basically like Wolverine from X-Men times 25. Like, this thing can regen quickly. It can change its body to any
no,
environment.
no,
If you shot it with a nuke,
No.
it would turn into nuclear waste so that it survived.
I don't
No,
think. I don't
tanks
think
are made out of like titanium and steel. There's no way that it can hurt a tank.
It's
These
not going to touch
tanks
a tank.
are nothing. That is literally like me throwing a little pebble at your face. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
That hurts a lot.
Please don't do that.
I would cry and then I would tattle on
Three
you.
tanks
with my-
open fire one after the other, laying round after round into the colossal reptile, kicking more and more dust into the air.
That's GG's. Bye bye,
Before long,
Crocky.
there's a crater in the
See, look,
ground
it's gone.
so large,
It's literally
it looks
exploded.
Yeah, it
almost
got
like
deleted.
an asteroid hit it. Smoke
Jack,
and
you are
dust
so
telling you
dumb.
guys,
This-
I'm
you said this
telling you,
SCP was
it's
the
not
strongest
okay.
ever?
His eyes
You are
filled with
so dumb.
tears. That
Guys, comment
majestic
down below
creature, roaming
what
the
you think
earth
about
long
this
before
SCP.
mankind ever did.
Prove them wrong.
Exterminated, just like that.
GG's.
Cowards. That's what people really are. Cowards. But as the dust clears, a groaning sound echoes around the clearing. The archaeologist shields his
No.
eyes and peers into the crater as
No
best
way.
he can.
That's probably the dad or
There's
something.
nothing there. Boom! He wheels around and almost falls backwards in shock. The SCP is snuck through
Oh,
the
crap. Oh, no
No
way.
way.
stares at the armored bodywork, doing
How
all it
strong
can
are
to
its jaws?
destroy
It's
it.
ripping through the tank.
In a panic,
Yeah,
two of the
dude,
tanks
it
point
could do
toward one
anything.
another and fire.
They just shot each
destroying
other. Okay,
themselves in the process.
who hired this
Creature
military
rounds on the
crew?
remaining
Yeah, those
tank.
guys are
probably
pretty dumb.
panicking.
Hard on the barrel. The tank fires.
It
The round
ate
going
it.
straight
Shot
down
into
the
its
monster's
belly.
throat
Ate it.
and exploding inside its gut. The backdraft from the blast shoots back through the tank, and a puff of smoke trails out of the hatch at the top.
It
Suddenly,
ate it?
once again,
Yep.
the clearing.
It
is
ate it and then
quiet.
burped it back out at
Turning
it.
back to the archaeologist.
What?
What are we dealing with here?
SCP-682 slinks towards him, smoke still curling up out of
What
his
is
peering
this
teeth.
thing?
Wow.
Heavy, thunking steps. It climbs the ramp towards him, stopping just
Oh,
short
I
of
think
the
he's gonna
trap
capture
door.
it.
The two of them stare each other in the eye, predator and prey. Neither move for a moment. Then it opens its mouth. The archaeologist closes his
He
eyes.
did.
Dodge.
No,
Do
he's good,
dodge
he's good, he's
move.
good. They're gonna be friends.
Disgusting creatures deserve this.
Oh yeah, it can talk
He
too, by
opens
the way.
them. Did the monster just
What?
speak?
It must have been a person before.
They hope
super
to
intelligent.
accomplish by attacking me.
He gulps hard. That whisper he heard in the woods, the rock he'd been standing on. They're scientists. Scientists always try to learn more things, understand the world better.
The flip?
We think you can't be killed, so we're there testing their hypothesis. The creature growls. The stench of rotten flesh fills the archaeologist's
Oh,
nose.
Ew.
He
no,
takes a step
no,
towards
no.
him, then another. The archaeologist runs. He'll leap off the other end of the platform. It's a big jump, but he could make it. The predator's breath is
No
on the
way
back
he's
of
making
his
that
neck.
jump. It's
He
GG's.
jumps just as the trap door gives way. With an enormous thud, the SCP falls into the steel enclosure.
No way.
Before it has
Is
a
he stuck
chance to
there?
It's that
move,
easy?
the crane
got him.
unhitches the steel lid.
Wait, this thing was like the most
crashes
intelligent
down into
being.
place, sealing the monster
How did it fall for
inside.
that?
No, wait, it's that
The
thumb.
archaeologist lands in the dirt
Wow,
and
this
rolls
thing's
onto his
dumb.
back to see the professor,
How?
wild-eyed and cheering, up in the crane's cabin. He
He's
lies
crazy.
there on his back, panting and staring up at the stars. Clunking sound echoes through the clearing, and the gurgle of a liquid flowing through pipes. He
Liquid.
sits up, adrenaline still
Still trying to
pumping
drown
through
that
him.
thing, but it can
The
breathe
professor has
underwater.
plugged a pipe into the metal enclosure and is running gallons and gallons of liquid into it. He
Maybe it's like
follows the
acid
tube
or
with his
something,
eyes
trying to kill
all
it?
the way to the enormous
It could
hazardous
be.
vats on the edge of the clearing. Hydrochloric acid.
Oh,
I
nice,
called it.
Alec.
In horror, the professor laughs at him. Come on, cheer up. We're just scientists, that's what you said. Just testing a hypothesis.
SCPs aren't real, right? Like, please tell me they're not real. Because if that thing is real, I'm moving to Madagascar. Somewhere off-grid, somewhere where nobody really lives. Someplace where no one's gonna touch me. On an island in the middle of nowhere. Wait, that might not be the best idea ever, because if they are real, that means this next one is real. And this next one is big, this next one is scary, and this next one lives in the water. It is SCP-169, the Leviathan.
40 years ago, a U.S. Navy exploratory vessel landed on a chain of islands in the South Atlantic, just 2,000 miles off the coast of Argentina. In other words, the middle of nowhere. Yet on this far-off set of rocks afloat in the middle of the ocean, they discovered a
it's
vast
Adam.
array of strange wildlife
Alec.
and plant species that resemble little of what they left behind on the mainland. Could this be a treasure trove of undiscovered species, they wondered? Hoping
has
to
to be.
capitalize on the discovery, a
gonna be a
reconnaissance
baby
team of
Leviathan.
researchers was sent out to explore some of the islands on foot, and what they found did not disappoint.
Ooh, there we go.
From endangered species of birds to plant
looks like a
life and
peacock.
vegetation that looked like it belonged on Mars,
probably the origin of the
they
Leviathan.
found a dizzying array of new and exciting examples of evolutionary oddities that would fill a library.
Interesting.
Quick take. I think the birds will eventually go into the water and then adapt and then evolve into the Leviathan. That's just an early theory.
You think that the birds are eventually going to play into the SCP, the
That's a
Leviathan?
Dirt Boy theory.
Interesting.
You want to join my team? Comment down below right now.
But unfortunately, their
DDT,
jubilation
dumb
was
Dirt Boy
cut
theory.
short. Attempting to collect soil samples, they dug into the ground and soon discovered that what they were standing on wasn't actually ground at all. The Navy
Huh?
scientists soon discovered the rocky
it's one of them
terrain they
tortoises.
were exploring was actually made up entirely of organic matter. As per the standard
what?
protocol, the SCP
So
found
wait, that
Wait,
means
wait,
that,
whoa!
Adam, you were kind of onto something there. I know that you were just kidding, but it's organic matter. So what they're on right now is a living being.
It's a living island.
Oh,
The island is
Leviathan.
literally alive.
Yeah, it's like the giant sea turtle, which Adam was talking about from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So the
Wait,
entire
Adam.
thing could be a turtle, and that means my first theory about the bird becoming the Leviathan is becoming more factual. You guys all laughed. You guys all
wait.
laughed. Just you
It's
The
laughed.
definitely
Foundation
wrong.
was forced to
Watch.
silence the U.S. Navy research vessel after its discovery. With the okay from the U.S. government, the ship was torpedoed and sunk to the bottom of the ocean with all hands on
What?
deck in the name of protecting the greater good of the masses.
like some dude from
a
France.
tragedy at sea for the sake of preventing worldwide pandemonium. From there, the Foundation took over
it
with
is.
the containment procedures
that it?
of what would eventually come to be known as SCP-169.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, it
that's
is.
gotta be
Better
it.
known by its nickname, the Leviathan.
Whoa.
The Leviathan
I've only seen
is
this
a
thing in
biblical
Minecraft.
creature of mythical proportions, said to be
Oh
able to
my
boil the
God.
seas and create earth-ending floods with just a whip of its massive continent-spanning body. It is unclear if SCP-169 has the ability to do these things, though, given its massive size, which Foundation researchers estimate to be somewhere between 2,000 and
What?
8,000 kilometers.
Just to give,
It's
just
easy
to
to
give an
s-
estimate, like how big is one whale?
Like a blue whale?
How big
like the
is
biggest
a
whale.
blue whale? So a
80
blue
feet.
whale,
In kilometers.
yeah, in kilometers.
0.001 kilometers.
Let me see. Yeah, it's not very long at all. It's only 33 meters, which is like a fraction of a kilometer. So this thing is as big as like the United States of America.
No, it's not.
It's got to be
You
close.
shut your mouth. What? How does that even fit in the ocean?
I don't know, but the ocean is big and it's scary, and we've explored more of the ocean than we have of space.
and
How are they
8,000
able to do
kilometers.
it?
It's
Test
easy
on
to
it.
see how something that big moving at any speed could be devastating for the coastal regions of
How
the
does it
world.
not just eat the whole
Although
world?
we use the
I
word
know, it can one
contain,
bite in America.
It is impossible for SCP staff to ever contain something of such massive
So they just need to
size.
monitor it.
Surveillance and monitoring are about all we can do for now. That and
Jeez.
hope it never wakes up.
That's why I'm always
Besides
scared of
that
the
it's
we are on the
sleeping.
menu.
Oh.
It was thought to be
That's good
relatively
for us.
smooth
I haven't gone in the
sailing
ocean in 2
until
years.
one incident changed.
You're gonna have to keep it that way.
Dr. Hart turned off the video monitor and
It just
faced the
looks like a whole
assembled
island.
members of MTF Gamma 6, also known as the Deep Feeders, renowned for their specialization in the tracking of deep sea and oceanic anomalies. The room was dark, and each team member was sitting in shadow, but still Dr. Hart could see the seriousness on their faces. I'm sure you're wondering why I called you here at such short notice,
Crazy
he
scientist.
said. On the screen behind him, he put up a NASA satellite picture of a small set of rocky islands.
Okay.
I think that this is the Leviathan thing.
Do you think that maybe the smaller islands are like baby leviathans?
No, I think it's just like his tail, like going up and down, in and out of the
You
ocean.
see, on the right side, it kind of curves to the left. I think he's just sleeping on a curve.
Yeah, he's sleeping on his side. That's how I sleep too. I sleep like a baby with my knees like up to my chest. I do that.
Yeah, it
That's
must
what he's
be
doing.
sleeping for a long, long time, considering that it has like dirt on its back and it has like mountains and like plants and stuff.
Yeah, there's a
living
whole
on it.
ecosystem living on
Yeah,
him.
that would take thousands of years.
If America just like got up and started walking away,
It'd be pretty cool though. I'd be like, wow, that's cool.
you would say, "Oh, that's cool." Not, "Oh my gosh, the world is not as it seems. I'm gonna die."
It would
I'd
be like an
probably do both.
earthquake 24/7.
Let me kiss the
Yeah.
first person I see. You know?
What if he farted, dude? That'd probably like eliminated a whole species.
That would literally be a nuclear fart.
You see this little island chain here? Well, it wasn't there a week ago. He paused, rubbing his forehead from lack of sleep.
So it
At
moved.
8:05 a.m. today, we recorded another auditory anomaly emitting from SCP-169. This one was much louder
So
and
it
longer
farted.
than the one recorded in
maybe I
1997
was
by
right.
the National
Yeah.
Oceanic and Atmospheric
Every fart is an
Administration,
earthquake.
the one known as the bloop. Back
Wait, the
then, it
bloop?
was easy to brush off
I
as
wanna
some
see the
ice
bloop. I wanna
breaking
see the
off
bloop
of a
next to
continental
Leviathan.
shelf and scraping against the seafloor. It's not so easy to cover up anymore. These auditory emissions from SCP-169 are beginning to grow more frequent. More than that, increased seismic activity around the archipelago on the creature's back indicates that the rate at which the creature
we're
is
right.
breathing
We were
is
right.
also up. Typically,
It's an
the
island.
rate at which the creature takes what we are assuming to be a breath is once every 3 months.
Every
the rate
3
has
months?
increased to
Dude, did you guys just hear that?
That's it.
He takes a breath once every 3 months. That dude can hold his breath for a long time.
I think time moves slower when you're bigger.
Maybe, but it's kind of like blue whales. Like they could breathe and then go down for I think like hours and hours and hours at a time. But this is next level, months at a time, and it doesn't have to breathe.
That's
every
insane.
3 weeks.
But now it's
for
once
as
every
long
3
as we've
weeks.
been monitoring
The most I've ever
SCP,
held my breath
waking
for
up.
is 2
it's been
minutes.
adrift along the southern Atlantic.
That's pretty
never
good, Adam.
moving more than a kilometer a week. That behavior is slowly beginning to change. It doesn't sound like much, but something that big, even moving just a fraction of that faster, means 100-foot tidal waves for the entire South American coastline.
Sounds like some good
We
surfing
fear the
material.
creature showing signs of waking up. If this is true, it could mean a cataclysm for the hundreds of nations around the world.
That's a fact. That's a
Millions, hell,
fact.
even billions could be wiped off the face
One
of the earth
rollover
if
and
this
he's
thing
causing
just
a tidal
flips its
wave.
body too fast in the wrong direction. To put it to scale,
Adam
Whoa,
suffers with
there
that
it is.
same problem.
There it is.
Are you kidding me?
Not now, Alex. It's a serious issue.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna talk about how when you cannonball in swimming pools, it kind of ruins the fun for everyone. That's all right. I'm sorry.
Not a
Let's
good
continue.
time. Not a good time.
I don't like
this
how many
monster is
legs
about the
this guy
size
has.
of the caribou.
It is like tentacly, and I don't like that either.
The doctor then
whole
pulled
thing
out
is
a
just weird.
decanter of whiskey and poured himself a glass, swallowing the entire pour in one go. In an appalling breach of workplace professionalism. Seriously, an XK class end-of-the-world scenario is still no excuse for drinking on the job. We're
Yeah,
talking
like-
about an extinction-level event. A bona fide XK class end-of-the-world
What do you
scenario.
even do to stop him, though? He's
1,000
too
foot
big.
tsunami wave stretching
You
as
maybe
far as the eye
feed
can
him?
see
You're
from
gonna
either
drop
end of
him
the
on that
horizon.
island.
The last time
Oh, that'll make him mad.
69 stirred, it created the Mediterranean. In fact, the legends of the biblical flood, Noah's Ark, the same story can be found in every civilization and culture around the world. So maybe they were onto something. It
So
is-
not only is this thing gargantuan in size, it is like super old too. It's like thousands of years old.
Oh, it's gotta be, yeah.
It might be millions.
Goodness, it could. Maybe it stems from like the dinosaurs. Maybe one of the dinosaurs got into like some nuclear material and then it got really big.
Think about it like this, Jack. Every time you breathe, that's like 1 second, right?
Yeah.
And this thing breathes once every 3 months. So to them, 3 months is 1 second to you.
So technically it's like 300 times bigger than even me.
Yes.
Maybe even more.
Exactly.
It is to this end end I call you all here. To save the world from the next great flood.
That's a lot of water.
He paused for a moment as the room took in the gravity
There's the next
of the
big
situation.
flood. Next time he has to get a
The
back.
more
guy
we
has
can
a
learn
stomach that
about
looks like Jupiter.
SCP-169, the better. And right now, we know squat. For one, we've never seen just how deep the body of the creature goes, or what's under it. The pressure has been too great for our current model submarines, until now. After reinforcing our
Let's go.
Nemo-1 deep-sea submersible with thaumaturgical
Human.
runes, the integrity of its hull has increased exponentially. Your mission will be to travel as far down and as close to the creature as possible.
So obviously, you know, this guy doesn't seem like he's really done that much damage in a long time. But if we had to kill it, how would you guys do it?
Probably drown it.
Yeah, when it come, you'd wait 3 months, and then when it came up, you dunk it.
Yeah.
Back down you go.
Yep.
See you in 3 months, bud.
I'm thinking, I mean, I don't really know how it breathes, if it has like a blowhole or something, but wherever the opening is, you send a little submarine in there with like some nukes, and then you blow it up from the inside out.
Or you just duct tape it. Like duct tape the blowhole.
What would happen to the
Duct tape
submarines?
fixes a lot of things.
Pilots, Jack.
They would have to sacrifice themselves.
Are you nominating yourself right now?
If it breathes, then there
Adam
must
would
be
just
gills
cannonball
or
in there.
lungs. There must be some basic biological facts we need to understand if we're going to survive extinction. Our only recourse is to find a way to sedate the creature, and if that doesn't work, then God help us all.
That guy's stomach looks
Just
like a
12
giant
hours
chocolate chip
later,
cookie.
deep in the
It looks like
waters
the
of the
moon.
southern Atlantic,
Looks like
a
Jupiter.
massive submersible ship was diving down into the depths of the deep ocean, looking for
Here
a
we
way
go.
to stop the
We're
end
gonna
of the
finally
world.
see the full
Agent
thing.
Just
They better not accidentally wake it
6-1,
up.
a member of Deep Feeders, looked out of the massive viewing port as the ship slowly descended alongside the rocky trench that made up the body of SCP-169.
scary.
Behind him was Dr. Hart, sporting a
Dude, he
weapon
gets,
nose.
he gets scarier and
red
scarier.
nose
Rudolph.
from a night of drinking to
becoming
calm
Leviathan.
his nerves. The entire crew were silent in awe as the giant floodlights of the ship brushed over the barnacle-covered surfaces of the undersea mountain. They progressed slowly, reaching each milestone in depth with caution, knowing that one wrong move could destabilize the pressure in their ship. Just 6-1 murmured the word, "Scales." "What?" asked Dr. Hart. "I've been watching the patterns of the ridges as we sink down. They look like scales. Giant segments. It's hard to see at first because they're so covered in barnacles and sediment.
I don't
but I'm
know.
sure
There's actual scales.
giant armored scales. The way monsters or crabs have armored exoskeletons. Interesting, the doctor said, scratching his chin.
So they gotta find a way to get
Arthropods
through
have
the scales.
What happened
segmented
to his
armored
chin?
bodies. This
I don't-
means
this
we
guy's
might be
going through
looking at
something.
some sort of evolutionary height.
Yeah, the end of the
Some
world.
sort of aquatic
Yeah, that's
mammal,
true.
such as a whale or dolphin. But one that has developed armored segmented scales similar to that of a crustacean.
I wonder if he
The
started
doctor
off
crossed his
small and
arms
just
to
kept
think.
growing.
The closest thing we have on the fossil record of this magnitude is an armored fish from the Cretaceous period.
Oh,
But even
that's a
way too
Pokemon.
small to compare to this.
Coelacanth.
This thing has an entire ecosystem on its back.
How old is it?
Asked the agent. Well, now that you mention it, given the impossible age of the creature, an arthropod would make sense. Lobsters and other crustaceans don't age conventionally, you see. They are effectively immortal. In fact, they actually die
that a
because
fact?
they continue to grow until their bodies can't hold
my
up their
gosh.
humongous size anymore.
Wait, how old is the oldest crab?
SCP-169.
I
didn't know
that.
Jack, look that up.
The doctor
How
trailed
old
off,
is
thinking to
oldest
himself.
crab? Oldest crab is 100 million years old.
No, it's
No
not. No,
way.
it's not.
No way. No.
Alive today.
Nah, it's a fossil. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
my
Let me see.
gosh, bro! I was about to say I need to meet Mufasa.
Okay, my top search result is scientists accidentally kill world's oldest animal at age 507.
507 years old.
Yeah, that's old. That's old. But it's not like
It was an ocean quahog. Hold on, I'm going on a tangent. It was a clam.
Clams are the same thing as a crab.
Still lost in thought,
crazy.
turned to walk to the back of the
500 years.
submersible as Jazz 6-1 followed. He said as much to himself as to the agent, "The creature is old. The geological survey conducted when SCP-169 was first discovered carbon dated the specimen to over 541 million years old.
Okay, that's a tiny bit older than the
It's
clam.
too old
Just-
for any
just a
living
touch.
being. The results had to be incorrect, and yet I checked them myself more than once. And numbers
The Leviathan
do not
might be the
lie.
cause of the
entity
Pangea.
predates our civilization. Hell, it predates complex life forms on this planet as we know it. From an evolutionary standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. The agent, confused, asked,
That was a T-Rex.
"Doctor, how could something so big even come into existence?"
Exactly.
Very little
How did
of
it
our
get this
planet
big?
is actually landmass. It's a wonder we call it Earth. Most of this planet
ready
is
for this?
water.
Ready for this conspiracy?
Yeah.
Every single island on Earth is a different one of these. And this is actually like the smallest one.
Oh my goodness. So you're saying like Africa is just a giant Leviathan creature that we can't even tell. To us, it just looks like a bunch of land like just formed together, but it's really just Leviathans waiting to wake up.
Crazy.
And then they'll get up and then everybody will fall off.
Exactly.
If that's real, I would be so shocked. No, if I was in my
We aren't
90s,
looking
then I'd
at a
get
creature
smashed by that
that's
thing.
on our planet, Agent. We are on its planet.
Is that
Just
it right
then a
there?
flurry of alarms
Yeah,
and
that's it.
sensors
That's its
began to
face.
go off at the bridge of
Yeah.
the ship. The team scrambled to their stations, checking off monitors and shouting readings to each other. The ship's thermal sensors are detecting a massive rise in temperature, transmitting power to cooling systems. We have activity northwest of our location. Sonar has something big headed our way. We need to dive now. The ship lurched forward, nose
guy's
first,
all
as
business.
everyone on board held onto their seats, the
guy's-
restraints keeping them from falling
crazy.
forward.
I think he
Just
needs, like,
outside
backup
of the
or something.
viewing port,
I would
Dr. Hart could
sacrifice him
see
to
an
Leviathan.
enormous scaled appendage moving fast in their location.
my
We
God.
need to steer the ship clear of the Talons. Revert all power to the thrusters. Get us out of the way, the doctor yelled. Don't you think I'm doing that? The captain shouted.
For real.
The ship
Give him
jolted
some slack.
sideways and downwards as an
guy's not trying
immense
to die.
wave of pressure came
what's
over
that?
the submersible, putting 6
fresh
Gs
wound.
of force on its
Is it?
That's where they get in.
Seals.
Just 6-1 yelped out of fear as the ship came
Oh,
close to
Look at
crashing
that,
into
look
what
at that.
appeared to be
Wait,
the edge
those
of a
are gills.
titanic talon,
Oh, no.
the size of the Empire State Building. Following the encounter, the part of the ship bordering the reinforced glass of the viewing port began to glow
I would
bright
pee myself
red.
so much.
It's boiling the water around us! One of the crew members cried out.
Ow.
It's not boiling anything. It's just cavitation due to the pressure reduction in the water. The updated runes on the ship's hull should keep us safe. We just need to cool our heads. Stay focused on the mission, bottom feeders. After several moments of holding their
Real
breaths,
threat
the
nose.
crew of Nemo 1 began to relax as their pace returned to a slow descent along the side of the underwater
How are they not
behemoth.
freaking out?
Before long, the vessel
What
was
is their
no longer
mission?
traveling straight down, but
I think
starting
just to
to
learn
curve
about it.
under the creature,
Yeah, they're doing
traveling
experiments on it,
north
Jack.
towards the theoretical head of SCP-169.
They have to go inside of it to learn more
After
about
several
it.
think
hours,
they're about to.
the ship came upon giant fissures in the rocky exterior of the creature. These massive vent-like structures appeared stiff, but slowly
They're
they
gills.
opened and closed over the span
Yeah,
of
yeah.
weeks.
What does this thing even
These
eat?
were the
I said
respiratory
that.
organs of the organism.
There's little bubbles
2
coming out.
miles underneath the surface of the ocean.
Or it's heating the
crew
ocean.
carefully began entering the smaller pod-like submersibles that detach from the
they're
main
gonna
ship.
go inside.
Just 6-1 entered his pod and strapped
Let's
on
go,
the
I'm
haptic
actually hyped.
gloves that would give him control of the pod's robotic arms. He and a team of 3
Get in
other
there.
volunteers had agreed to undergo the dangerous mission of attaching artificial chemical emission
What?
machines that could be programmed to release anesthetic gas into SCP-169's
Oh.
respiratory system on
So
command
if this thing
remotely.
goes
The emission
berserk
machines could
and
be
starts to
refueled
kill everybody, they
manually
can shut it
whenever
down.
the contents ran out. It was
Genius.
an ingenious
Genius.
solution Dr. Hart came up with when thinking
You would
of
think
his
the
time
Leviathan would be
studying
way
sharks
smarter than
as
us
a
now, 'cause it's
marine
been around for
biologist.
millions and millions
They
and
would
millions
tag
of
the
years.
fins of sharks
It's had
by
all that time
capturing
to
them
learn.
and bringing the
too busy
specimens on the
sleeping.
deck of their boat.
But so did that
From
clam,
there, the
Adam, and
scientists
that
would
clam
drill a
died.
radio frequency emitter onto the fin of the shark. When he had first seen this practice as a young college student, Dr. Hart was afraid the process was harming the shark. But later he learned it was designed in a way to not be harmful to the specimen, and eventually the tag would fall off after enough data on the shark's movement was collected. Except these
We gotta
tags
do that with
would not
Alec.
be falling off, he thought.
That'd
There's
be a
not much
da-
movement.
That'd be a
For the
dangerous
sake
game.
of all mankind, this had to work. The doctor pressed a button on the receiver of the radio.
Is it just
and
me or is he getting bigger?
Just 6-1, what's your status? Pressure's
stress
holding, all
makes you
signs
gain
look good. Just 6-2, pressure's holding, all good. Just 6-3, all clear, Captain. Just 6-4.
Good luck,
There was
soldiers.
silence. Just 6-4, do you copy?
I'm getting worried
All clear,
about
Doc.
this.
Sorry,
Yeah, I have a
my mic was
feeling this is
muted.
gonna go
On
really
route
bad.
and ready to
I'm
do
kinda
this
scared.
thing. Dr. Hart sighed in relief and slowly reclined in his chair, watching
think-
the pods move
I
closer.
think that those gills, whatever they're gonna suck these people into the Leviathan. He's gonna eat them.
Like they're not ready for the suck
Yeah,
power.
they don't actually know what that thing is.
That's a good point. I like that.
Alec, can you give us a demonstration of what might happen?
You see, this little thingy is the ship. These are the gills. It's sneaking in, sneaking in.
Ooh, oh.
Wait. What is
Oh,
that?
what? Does it eat it? It eats it after?
You did not say what your mouth was. What's your mouth?
No,
Are you hungry?
I just got hungry, guys. I'm
I
really
can eat.
hungry. I
I
can't
can
stop
eat.
thinking
The
about
large
food.
openings on SCP-169's side. One by one, the robotic arms used underwater torches to drill into the thick, rock-like
How does that not hurt?
exoskeleton
It's
of
gonna
the
wake
sea.
it up.
It's gonna be genius
Screwing
if it
in
actually works
complex
out.
$1 million equipment that was both waterproof and could withstand the immense pressure.
I guess technically, Alec, these ships, even though they look big to us, they're so tiny compared to the size of this creature that it's basically like a little mosquito on you. Like, yeah, you wouldn't even really feel it until it's already too late and it stung you.
To depth under
I'm
the
terrified
ocean.
of bees.
As the minutes turned to hours, Dr.
said
Hart
bees?
couldn't help but feel anxiety for the safety of his crew and the success of the mission. But before long, the
kinda
pods
working.
began to return
Yeah,
one
it's
by one
working.
to the mother.
There we go.
That
Look
was
at that.
easy.
Good
each
job,
completing
boys.
the segment
What
of
were we so
work
worried of?
with which they were tasked. The last pod still
Dying.
working was just 6-1,
Oh, no,
whose
there's one
robotic arm was in the process of rotating a large
we go.
industrial-sized screw.
There we go.
Just 6-1 had all but finished.
He did.
When suddenly a low
Ready,
rumble
watch, he's about
could
to
be
get
felt
sucked up.
shaking
He
the larger
did.
submersible. Dr. Hart's voice came crackling over the radio. Get back to the ship now! Just 6-1, wrapped in deep focus on his task, replied, I'm just about finished, just packing up my tool belt. Leave it.
Never be the
Return
last
to the
one.
ship
Never
now.
be the last
That's an
one.
order. Jesus, what's wrong? It's not like this is the end of the world, said the agent, chuckling over his radio. An
Yes, it
ear-piercing
is.
echo
It
sent
literally could be.
shockwaves through the depths
Oh,
of the
here we
ocean
go. They
around
woke
the
him up.
submersible. The waves rumbled with the sound
This
of
literally is the end of the world.
SCP-169's
Did he wake
voice,
up?
similar to the sound of a large
Oh
Okay,
my
put him to sleep. Put him to sleep now.
No.
The sound
They are
sent
so
all the crew
dumb.
members falling to the floor.
These guys literally were supposed to secure, contain, and protect, and they did the opposite of that.
They're worse off now than if they would have done nothing.
They
They
poked the
should've just
bear.
done nothing.
They poked the bear. Should never poke the bear.
Gosh,
This is why I never
Falling to
trust
the
big
floor As
government.
the ship experienced severe damage from the burst of pressure, slightly cracking the glass viewport.
Oh, they're all dead.
And sending smoke flooding
They
into the
dead.
small bridge of the ship. Gas masks! Shouted Dr. Hart as they all donned breathing apparatus. SCP-169 is
no.
waking up. Begin activation of the chemical emission machines. We
have to
need
use
to
it right
sedate
away.
it now. The Leviathan is waking up. We need to stop it, shouted Dr. Hart. Just then, he looked back and noticed Just 6-1's pod was gone. Just 6-1, what's your position? Just 6-1, where are you? Sir, sonar has him drifting off deeper into the ocean behind us. He must have gotten knocked off SCP-169 by the shockwave.
I want to see those
But
people on the
Dr. Hart
island.
wouldn't
They're
have
probably
it.
freaking
He
out
didn't
right
want
now.
any more blood on his hands. Reverse thrusters, turn us around and get to him. We're not losing anyone. But the breach in the hull. It'll hold. That's what the runes are for. The outside of the submersible began to glow a slight
Whoa.
blue as the ship's system started to
heck?
come
Why are
back
they glowing?
online to full capacity.
I don't know.
And alarm systems started to turn off and report normal pressure readings. Before long, the Nemo 1 had caught up to Just 6-1's pod and retrieved the agent. who had been-
Wait, Jack,
Oh,
what's
wow,
that?
he's dead.
What's that thing in the water that glows up?
Anglerfish.
Bioluminescent.
Bioluminescent. I think this thing is secreting bioluminescent. That's my
It could
theory.
be.
That's my
I
theory.
like your theory, Adam.
I'm just-
It very
you know-
well could be right.
Yeah, Alec lost 20% of his IQ in the last video, so he can't think. This guy's
knocked
dead.
unconscious by the shockwave.
He's
Once
definitely
the
dead.
agent was back on the main
I
ship,
feel so bad
the
for that
doctor
guy. He
turned
was
his
just trying to do his
attention back
job.
To the monitors,
like,
making
"What's
sure
gonna happen?
the
The world's gonna
installations
end."
they drilled
He was
into the
joking
creature
about it.
were functional.
His world ended.
Slowly, the machines came online to
Oh,
full
it
power,
worked.
There we go.
and the speed at which SCP-169 had been moving
Night-night,
began to
big
slow
guy.
ever so slightly. The team all
But hold on, wait, isn't there like, I don't know if this is like something that I missed, but doesn't it only breathe like once every 3 weeks?
Yeah, I'm confused about that as well. I don't know how it has gills. I thought it breathed through like a blowhole, but I guess not.
Or
I
like
don't-
even still, if it's breathing through gills, then it would have to breathe constantly for this thing to actually work.
unless they're just like shoving it in there, you know? They're just like shoving this gas inside
Yes, they're just squirting it all inside.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
the viewport in silence as a steady stream of anesthetic gas was pumped into the respiratory system of the gigantic living myth in front of them. After a few moments of waiting, the doctor spoke. I think it worked, he said with a smile.
I don't think it's
The
gonna
crew
work.
erupted
I
in
don't
cheers
think it's gonna work.
as they radioed control
make 'em
back up
angry.
on land that the mission had been a success.
No.
The message quickly
Okay,
reached
that's
the
good.
O5 Council, where a red alert status was de-escalated, and the O5 members withdrew from their plan of leaving the current Earth for that of an alternate universe.
about to leave
The
the
whole
Earth?
crew
What the
began to
heck?
sing and
Oh my
celebrate
gosh.
the prevention of the
They
end
were
of the
about to
world,
pack up their bags
as
and be like,
Dr.
"All
Hart
right, man,
simply
we
stood
out."
in front of
They're
the
literally about to
massive
leave
viewport,
mankind.
watching the mountainous specimen slowly grow smaller in the distance as the submersible began ascending back to the world.
Aw, he's happy
Just
now.
6-1 came over to
Finally.
congratulate him, patting him on the back. We did it!
He deserves
said.
that.
Loosen up! The doctor managed to laugh along in acknowledgement.
I feel
That
happy
we
for that
did,
guy.
he said in relief. That we did.
gosh.
The two watched the deep blue ocean.
Was that them
in
leaving, or was that the
silence,
Leviathan
taking in the
leaving?
vastness of the sea?
That was them.
Perhaps this
Oh.
would not be the end of
Oh,
it.
that'd be
But
scary.
that
Wow,
day,
this was a
they had
success.
done what the
How about
SCP
that?
The Leviathan looks
Foundation
much
did.
smaller
believe
than that
that.
far away.
Kick that apocalyptic can a few miles down the
2,000
road.
kilometers my
And
boot.
the alarm screamed. Lights flashed. Panic at the apartment complex like a storm. People rushed out in a blur, doors slammed, footsteps thundered. A family of 3 pushed forward, struggling against the frantic crowd. The mother kept a tight grip on her son's hand. The father led the way, shoulders hunched,
what's happening?
clutching a duffel bag packed with their most precious belongings.
It's gotta be a fire.
The mother shouted over the noise, her voice sharp with fear. Her grip on her child's hand was ironclad as she scanned the corridor for a path through the panicked crowd.
Not just them, everybody's
Something's
leaving.
wrong with that kid.
Amidst a sea of fleeing residents,
Something's
one
wrong with that
figure
kid.
stood still. His
Looks like Where's
attire,
Waldo?
a red
No!
striped shirt and a whimsical beanie made him stick out like a
What?
sore thumb.
Don't tell me this is a Where's Waldo SCP. I swear, Alec. I swear, you know I'm afraid of Where's Waldo. Do not.
It seems like it might be Where's Waldo if Where's Waldo was an SCP.
Look, this SCP's got crazy powers, and its best ability is its ability to hide. Just like who? Waldo.
You don't want to find Waldo in this universe.
Let's just say if you find him, you're dead. And I think this little boy's about to find him.
His calm was unsettling, his eyes hidden
You gotta be
behind
kidding
round
me.
glasses, scanning the crowd
just
with
gross.
an eerie detachment.
He's got the same
No one
glasses
looked at
as
him in
Alec.
their panic. No one except the little boy tugged at her mother's hand.
I knew it.
pointing.
Oh my God.
Why isn't
He's
he
dead.
scared? Before the mother could muster
Nobody
a
else can
response,
see him.
the alarm choked off as abruptly as it had started, and a voice
Oh my
washed
God.
over the PA system. Its tone
Oh, he's gone.
unnervingly calm.
False alarm. Please return to your apartments.
Relief washed over the crowd
Whoa.
in a visible
Whoa.
wave. Let's
What
head back,
just
the
happened?
father said, his voice still carrying an edge of unease. As the river of people reversed its flow, the family of 3 turned back towards their
I
apartment.
don't think it's actually false
The little
alarm.
boy
I
glanced
think that
over
was
his
Where's
shoulder,
Waldo.
searching for the oddly dressed man, but the man in the stripes was gone. Unbeknownst to the
That
boy,
kid's so dead,
a
bro.
strange wave began to ripple
Probably.
quietly across the wall behind him. Silent and stealthy, this undulating shadow trailed the unsuspecting family down the dimly
I
lit
already hate this
hallway,
video. Oh my
following them
gosh.
all the way to their doorstep. Once the family of 3 was back inside their apartment, the door clicked shut with a solid thunk. The little boy immediately went to the window, his little face smushed up against the glass, his eyes scanning the empty street below for any hint of the striped oddity.
If I was that boy, I would just go right to bed. I wouldn't be looking for that scary, creepy guy. Because in my mind, if I visualize him and I see him, that makes him real. But if I just close my eyes, go to bed, that means it was probably just all a dream, and I can maybe get past it.
Well, I'm starting to think that maybe this is similar to Shy Guy, where if you look at Shy Guy, he's going to stop at nothing to come and then kill you. So I think that because he saw Waldo and found out Waldo's location, because you're not supposed to find Waldo. The whole idea is where's Waldo? You're trying to find him, and he found Waldo, and Waldo probably did not want to be found, so now he has to kill the kid.
But the figure he was looking for was not in the empty street down below. What are you looking at, darling?
Oh my
His mother's
gosh.
voice
You ever
pierced
heard
the
of knocking,
silence,
Mom?
Sharp and sudden, snapping him back to the room. Sounds of clanging pots and the rhythmic
God,
chopping
Jack's-
of vegetables filled the kitchen
Jack's scared.
as his mother busied herself with dinner.
I'm
The
scared.
domestic noises clashed eerily with the boy's rising tension.
Go to bed, little boy.
Slowly, the boy turned away from the window, his heart still racing.
Oh my God, Waldo's in the room.
I saw...
No, he's not. There's no way.
His
Yes, he
voice
is.
trailed
He's on the
off.
No, he's
wall.
not. No, he's
Don't
not.
say
By
it.
the images swirling in his head.
He's having hallucinations. I don't
Go
think
wash
it's
up
real.
for dinner, honey, his mother instructed, brandishing a spoon with a flourish, as if to shoo away his
She's a
lingering
super nice mom.
fears.
She has nice hair,
Obediently,
too.
the boy slugged off to the bathroom, the image of the peculiar striped man still spinning in
I
his
think
mind.
he's just having hallucinations. I don't
Make
even
sure
think
to
it's real.
wash those
Having
hands like a
nightmares
good
tonight.
boy would, his mother demanded from the kitchen. The little
No,
boy
Mom!
sighed deeply. Yes, Mama, he replied, his shoulders slumping with defeat. Even if he told her, or even his dad, what he had seen in the hallway, it wouldn't matter.
Nobody would
They
believe
wouldn't
him.
believe him. Not in a million years.
He's
The
so
little boy
cooked.
proceeded to roll up his sleeves
end up
and
in some
twisted
mental
open
hospital.
the faucet. Water crashed into the basin, a mini cascade echoing in the tiled room. As he lathered his hands, meticulously scrubbing
God.
between each finger like a good boy should,
Where's this guy gonna
something
pop up?
eerie began to unfold.
Oh no,
just
not in the
behind him.
mirror.
The bathroom wall, usually so plain and
I hate
inert,
this, I hate this.
started to warble. It pulsed
Why?
subtly, the paint and plaster undulating like the surface of a disturbed
Whoa, 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 whoa,
pond.
whoa.
But
Make
the
it,
boy,
Grandma!
absorbed in
Make
the
it,
serious
Grandma!
task of washing the germs from his hands,
Daddy?
remained oblivious to the wall's strange ballet. Turning off the tap, he reached for the towel. The wall behind him
Oh
was
my
now
God.
more liquid than solid.
Please just tell me he's
Then,
finally hitting
a
puberty.
soft, chilling
Please tell me that's the
whoosh
worst of
filled
it.
the air.
Oh,
The
it's a
sound
black
Oh
hole.
my God, it's Waldo.
From the rippling wall, the striped man emerged, materializing
Daddy chill, daddy chill, daddy
He stood
chill.
there.
Wait. Daddy, chill.
He
A
does kind of look
ghastly
chill.
figure with empty eye sockets that stared unblinkingly at the small boy's back.
He hasn't noticed yet.
As
Are you
the boy
insane,
dried
little
his
boy?
hands, his gaze remained fixed on the mundane task, unaware of the menacing entity just inches
He's really
away
washing
from
his
him.
hands.
Where's
Just
Waldo
as the
is sick
striped
of
man
people
took a
finding
step
him.
towards the boy with a final swipe of the towel,
Nah,
the boy flicked
bro.
off the bathroom light, plunging the room into darkness.
R.I.P.
The mirror's
God.
reflection blinked out, the striped man's ghostly image swallowed by the sudden night. Oblivious to the close brush with danger,
Oh, he's
the boy
good.
skipped back to the kitchen.
He even
to
knew!
warmth and laughter
He's
and
good.
light.
He's good.
That
He
boy
sat
deserves
himself down
everything
at
that's
the
coming
kitchen
to him.
table, pulled out his notebook, and began to draw. His crayon skated across the paper.
Do not
tracing
draw
the
Waldo,
outlines of
dummy.
The striped man
He
he had
is.
seen. His parents, meanwhile,
He found him.
continued
He
their
found
culinary
him.
dance in the kitchen, chopping and stirring and seasoning.
They've been
creating
chopping
a
that
symphony
celery
of scents that
8
filled
times.
the air. They were too wrapped up in the task at hand to notice the subtle shift in the atmosphere, the way the air seemed to hold its breath, waiting. As the boy added the final touches to his crayon creation,
No!
unbeknownst to anyone in the room,
killed
that
yourself.
same strange warbling wave crawled along the floorboards like a serpent, circling around the family. The boy's parents laughed over a shared joke, the sound a bright
Oh my
contrast
God.
against the creeping dread
What the
just
heck
a
is
few
that
feet
pot?
away from them. Then, a sudden chill swept through the room.
Oh
The rhythm of
God.
chopping
Parents have to
vegetables
notice
was
by
the
now.
most soothing.
These
The
are the
knife in
worst parents
father's
ever.
hands making a
Cooked.
Stop
consistent
cutting the
thud
celery!
As it met the cutting board. Beside them, the wall began to move like a wet wave of water was trapped beneath the
can't watch
surface.
it.
They're
Hate when that
cooked.
A
happens.
few steps away, the little boy glanced up from his drawing, his
Daddy,
eyes
chill.
widened with fear.
Quick prediction before they're cooked. I think this is gonna be like the origin stories of the Where's Waldo books, and the people are gonna get trapped inside of the book.
I think this is post-book, if I had to put my guess on it. I think that the books have already came out, and Where's Waldo is sick of people finding him in the book, so he turned into an SCP, and now anybody that finds him and confirms that they find him dies.
Where's Waldo going wild? I like that. He's having a little summer fling.
Well, I would be fine because I could never actually find Waldo growing up. Those books were pretty challenging for me.
They were tough. Those and the I Spy books were very difficult.
Yeah, I Spy was tough.
His
Anyway.
crayon so hard it snapped. Paralyzed with fright, he
Oh my
watched
God.
as the wallpaper's pattern began to swirl hypnotically, distorting into a liquid-like flow. The boy's
Did
heart
you pay your
raced. Terror
taxes?
clutched his throat so tightly that he could barely breathe. The boy's
told you
father,
not to
still
find me, little
unaware of the
boy!
nightmare unfolding beside him, continued chopping
know you
the
didn't wash your hands
vegetables.
after you
It
pooped.
wasn't until the boy's face
He's
drained
cutting
of
celery
color,
again.
his
He's making me
small
mad.
body
He's actually
stiffening in
rage baiting
terror,
me.
that the father realized
Everybody
something
asks,
was
where's
wrong.
Waldo? They never
Hey,
ask, how's Waldo?
You okay, bud? He asked his son. As the striped man fully materialized beside his father, the boy's wide eyes filled with unspeakable horror.
Dude, it's Waldo!
The figure
found him!
turned,
I found
his head
him!
tilting curiously.
Oh my
as
God.
if amused
Nah.
by the boy's fright.
Nope.
Oh,
Burn the
no.
house.
Could
Burn the
only
house.
Lift his little hand and point behind the father.
There's gonna be nothing there when the dad turns
Still
around.
blissfully unaware, the father casually turned around
he
to see
can't
what his
see
son
him.
was so terrified of.
Maybe he
And
can only
there,
attack children.
Standing impossibly close was the man in the striped shirt and beanie.
Oh, the dad
The
sees
father's
him.
mouth dropped open to shout, to
Oh,
warn,
whoa.
to protect, but no
Oh, he
sound
can see him.
emerged.
Oh my god.
In a
my God.
flash, the striped man reached out, his hands finding the
looks like
father's
Slender
jaw,
Man. No!
breaking it open
It's
with a
kinda crazy
supernatural
that he's
speed
blue.
that defied human anatomy. The silent scream
What?
finally
He's
broke
about to climb
free from
inside
the
him!
boy. His
No!
piercing shriek filled the kitchen as he watched
I'm your
this
daddy
nightmare
now!
invade his reality.
Oh my God.
The striped man turned his head
is
slowly
like the
toward
scene
the
from
sound,
Kong.
his empty eye socket seeming to stare straight into the boy's soul.
Is he some sort of dentist?
The mother whirled around, her son's scream still
Wait, the
ringing
mother's
in her
still
ears.
cooking?
The wooden
Yeah,
spoon
she's still
was
cutting the
clutched in her
celery.
trembling hand, a useless weapon against what
They
she
all just
saw.
get frozen.
Come on,
She
wooden
screamed.
spoon spanky, do
Her
something.
husband's body was contorting violently, his limbs
Oh,
jerking, twisting in
goodness.
ways they shouldn't.
Punch or
Then,
something,
The
Dad.
striped man climbed
Little kiss.
inside him.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Screaming approach echoed through
Whoa.
the kitchen. The sound
Wait,
of bones
what?
breaking,
Why?
a shell cracking open. Then came the
He's
yellow
doing it with his
liquid,
full clothes on.
Bro,
oozing,
what?
seeping from his
I'm
mouth,
telling you, he's gonna become his
dripping onto
dad.
the cold kitchen floor.
Oh my God, I might have nightmares.
Panic,
I'm
What
gonna
is
have
she
that
grabbed
nightmares.
her phone to call for help, but the striped man was quicker. He slid out from the father's collapsed form. His body.
Hey, yo, he came out the butthole.
Naturally, as he
He came out the booty.
Wait,
They
what?
tried
What?
to run.
What?
The boy bolted for his
That's
bedroom,
an
his
insane
heart
way
hammering.
He just did it for fun.
Reach safety, close the door, disappear. But his mother wasn't as lucky. The striped man caught her in the hallway. His hand stretched forward,
Gotcha.
grasping.
Oh my
unrelenting.
God.
Her last scream.
Is he gonna do the same thing to her?
I think he's gonna do the reverse.
What he does.
He's gonna do the
Oh my
reverse.
God.
He's doing it. No, he's doing
And he's doing it.
Into
He goes
another
in their mouth
ghastly puppet.
and then out their butt.
What
Is that
the
The
heck?
little boy
Yeah,
heard the
what
muffled
the
sounds
heck?
of struggle
I guess.
and his mother's
my
final
new favorite
scream.
SCP?
Tears
Alec.
streamed down his face.
Insane.
He crawled under his bed, his small body trembling.
Dude, get out of the house. What are you
He's trying
doing?
to
Found
find you.
beside his stuffed animals.
He's got Shy Guy right there.
In the background.
Scribbled on the wall.
Oh, no,
That's the
that's
statue.
yeah,
His
statue.
childish handwriting was
The
shaky
sculpture?
with fear. Waldo found Mommy.
Dude
The
doesn't
boy
even know how to
remained
spell.
hidden, too scared to move, waiting for a rescue that seemed increasingly unlikely to
Oh,
arrive.
that's so weird.
This
The
is
boy
so
held
Alec
his
as an
breath,
SCP.
hoping, praying to be overlooked. Suddenly, the silence was shattered by a soft,
Oh my
eerie
God.
popping
Oh,
sound,
no,
like the air being
you
squeezed
did.
out of the
You
room.
did.
Dude, I
The
can't
boy
believe he didn't
peeked
jump out a window or
slightly
something. Like
and
he
saw
just
the striped man materialize out of
house.
the wall right in front of his
Wow.
bed. Frozen with terror, the boy couldn't scream. He couldn't even move. He could only stare.
So
as
this
the
is
striped
definitely a
man
Keter
stooped
class
down,
SCP.
His face coming into view.
That's so
Bro.
weird.
Eyes
He's
should have
super
been.
flexible.
There was nothing but smooth,
Kinda looks like
pale
Spider-Man.
skin, stretched taut over the hollows that should have
I
held
wonder
them.
why his
His
eyes
skin
are like
was
that.
almost translucent, giving him a ghostly appearance that made the boy's heart race even faster.
wow, well done.
The
Way to
striped
hide under
man
the bed and make all that
tilted
noise,
his head,
dummy.
As if curious, peering at the boy under the bed. The lack of eyes made his gaze all the more unnerving.
Is he-
as if
so
he were
weird.
seeing
Is this
in a way
legal to go
humans could
through
not
this boy's mouth and
comprehend.
out his butt?
His breath was a cold.
I don't think
draft,
anything that's
Waldo
happening is
faintly
legal.
of the same sickly sweet decay that emanated from the yellow liquid.
Ew,
The little
What
boy
is that
pressed
yellow
further back
liquid?
under his bed,
I
his
think
small
it's like
body
intestines.
shaking uncontrollably. He knew he couldn't run, couldn't hide any longer.
Kick him!
He's
As
under
the
like
striped
a
man
hypnotic
reached
state.
under the bed with his arm, the boy squeezed his eyes
He
shut.
actually reminds me of Slender Man
His
a
tiny
lot.
fists clutched the crayon he held, as if it could somehow protect him. That evening, a neighbor stepped out into the hallway to do some
Ooh.
laundry.
What?
The smell hit him first. A sharp,
Oh, yeah,
Is he
you gotta
alive?
find
tang
both of
that
them.
made his stomach
This is,
churn.
this is a secret agent.
Then he saw it. The mother's body, grotesquely
Oh.
contorted and covered in bizarre, cartoonish illustrations, lying just a
Wait,
few
she's-
doors down.
What?
Her face, frozen in an expression
has
of terror,
Waldo
was
on
almost
her.
unrecognizable.
I was kind of right
Shocked
then.
and horrified, he stumbled backwards, fumbling for his phone to call the police. His hands shook as he explained the
That is
situation.
disgusting.
my
Voice barely a
God.
whisper as he urged
I wonder if
them
he's now
to hurry.
infected.
The police arrived quickly.
I think if he
their
finds
presence
Waldo,
marked
he
by
will
the
be.
flashing lights and the low murmur of radios. They
Please
cordoned
tell
off
me the kid's
area,
alive.
their
Please,
faces
please,
set in grim
please.
lines as they took in the scene. The detailed report they filed later that night
Oh.
pinged the attention of the SCP Foundation.
They gotta find out
known
what that
for
yellow goo
monitoring
is.
such anomalies. Under the guise of government health inspectors, a team of SCP agents was dispatched to the apartment.
The boys in blue.
Clad in nondescript suits with badges that offered little explanation.
This is pretty much the Men
they
in
entered
Black.
the apartment with a single
Yep.
goal: to investigate and contain any potential anomalous threats.
How can you
The
find
team
that
leader
thing?
signaled for silence as they stepped through the doorway, their senses on high alert. The apartment was eerily quiet.
Oh my
The
gosh,
only
they're
sound,
rage
the
baiting with that
distant hum
celery.
of traffic and their own
It's like
measured
the 8th time they
breaths.
showed that.
Scan
Where's the
everything,
kid?
the team leader whispered, nodding to the agent with the biosensor equipment. The agent nodded, moving ahead to sweep the living area, where faint traces of the
It's
yellow
clear?
liquid still glistened on the walls.
I think it's gold. What do you guys
As they
think?
moved
Maybe it's
deeper into
pee.
the apartment,
I mean, I would
another
pee
agent,
myself if
the
it
team's
happened to me.
photographer, took careful shots of the scene.
Ugh,
As the tech
ugh.
specialist scanned the area with a device designed to detect
my
anomalous
God.
energy signatures, their eyes
Oh my God.
Watch your
widened.
back, watch your back.
It's off the charts here, he muttered.
Don't find him.
His
Do not
eyes
find him.
focused on
Oh my
the
God,
readings.
that's so creepy.
Whatever happened,
Do
it
not
was
find
highly
him.
potent. Suddenly, a soft, eerie popping sound echoed through the apartment, like the quiet burst of a bubble. Do you hear that?
What was it?
One of the agents asked, tilting her head. There was a faint
I think they
sound,
gotta just nuke the
almost
entire
like
building.
Hello.
breathing. But when she listened again, it was gone. Stay focused, the team leader barked, giving her
This
a sharp
thing is
look.
so deadly.
They continued, moving toward the
It's so,
bedrooms.
it can hide anywhere. It
That's
hides
when the
inside
team leader
walls.
felt
Usually the
a
SCPs like
sudden chill.
know what they're doing.
She
Like
turned
the SCP
just in
got
time
people.
to see a figure materialize from the wall behind
They're just as
them.
clueless as the
It
kid.
was the man in the striped shirt and beanie, his face eerily smooth and eyeless.
Shoot it!
Contact! She shouted, her hand darting towards her weapon. But before she could draw, the man in the striped shirt was upon her.
No.
With supernatural speed, his hands reached for
Close
her
your mouth.
face,
Close your
prying
mouth.
her jaw open.
No.
Oh
Bro.
my God! They got the
Twisted his
SCP.
body,
They got the
contorting
Where are the
SCP
other
lady.
three
prepared to crawl
people?
inside her.
Shoot him!
Her body
Shoot
spasmed
him!
violently as he slid into her mouth.
Where are the other people?
sound
Seriously?
The strain of his invasion
Oh,
echoing
it's
through the
gross
apartment.
every time.
And everyone
Eyes
else is just
wide with
looking.
Terror
I'm never
reflected a
opening my
final
mouth again.
glimpse of horror before her face was obscured by his entering form. The remaining
this
agents
really makes me
scrambled,
Waldo is
shouts
sick.
and commands creating a cacophony of
He just does that for
desperation.
fun.
They fired their weapons as the man
There we
emerged
go.
from the fallen agent, his form shimmering like a heat haze, bullets passing through him.
Whoa, whoa,
as
whoa.
if he were
Oh my
nothing
God,
more
he's
than a
invincible.
wisp of smoke.
What?
He's
Another
literally
agent
translucent.
yelled,
Can't beat
but
this
it was
thing.
too late. The man appeared suddenly from the shadows, his arms
This might be the
unnaturally
deadliest
extended
SCP we've
to
ever
snatch
seen.
and pull the agent towards him.
It's either this or
The
Shy Guy.
agent's screams were
Or
cut
the
short
tickle monster.
as the man forced his way into his abdomen, contorting the agent's body in
Oh my
sickening
God.
angles.
Oh
as he
my
maneuvered
God.
through him.
Why
Another
does he
agent
do
tried
that,
to run,
though? Like,
her
what is he?
footsteps thundering down the hallway.
So weird.
I'd rather
The
him
striped
just
man
run
intercepted her with
faster!
horrifying fluidity.
That's gotta be one of
His
the worst
body
ways to go
stretching
out.
and twisting
Bro.
to block her path. With a swift motion, he unhinged her jaw with his hands.
This would make a pretty good
Her
horror
mouth
movie.
was now permanently agape in a silent
Yeah.
scream. as
You don't
the
say,
striped
Jack.
man climbed
I don't think I
inside.
would watch it. I would get too scared.
Moments
I'm
later,
already getting
she
nightmares
dropped
just
to
thinking
the
about it.
floor. Another grotesque puppet.
He's just
adorned
wrecking
with those
everyone.
macabre illustrations.
He's on a
The last
6 KO
standing
streak.
agent watched in horror,
Katie?
unable to move. As the man in the striped shirt turned his featureless gaze upon him, the agent knew escape was impossible.
Where is
In
the
a desperate
kid?
last act, the agent
kid is
managed
dead,
to pull out
Jack.
his radio, his
think
voice
so?
trembling
Yes.
as he transmitted a mayday call to the command center.
I still have hope.
compromised.
They're all gone. The subject, he can face through walls, take over bodies.
We need assistance ASAP. Help! His transmission was abruptly cut off as the man in the striped shirt enveloped him, his body contorting as he
GG's.
entered through his mouth
Bro.
and exited.
Oh, I
through
can't
his
even
pelvis,
look.
That is so
leaving
gross.
behind yet another corpse marked with twisted, cartoonish figures.
Look, you see, he's
In the
adding him to the
silence that
book. I'm
followed,
telling
The
you.
apartment was a
I was so
tableau
right.
of horror.
This is
Each
how he
agent
collects the book
transformed into
memories.
a
Yes.
grotesque testament to the man's deadly capabilities. The man in the striped shirt simply phased back into the wall, disappearing as swiftly as he had appeared.
no longer
He does
like
not
Waldo.
care.
In the dimly lit
Waldo
room
does
of
not
the
care.
O5 Council's emergency command center, the air was heavy with a somber tension.
So, for those of you guys that don't know, the O5 Council are basically like the top members of the SCP Foundation. They're the smartest of the smart. They know everything when it comes to SCPs. Some people even think that they're SCPs themselves.
Dude, it looks like there are aliens in there.
It looks like a Star Wars meeting
Yeah.
of all the Jedi.
Kind of.
Somber tension. The council members sat around the
Oh.
austere table, their
That dude's
faces
definitely an
gaunt,
alien.
each line etched by the night's grim revelations.
We're playing chess with a ghost.
Murmured the head of the council, breaking the oppressive silence.
Yeah, he kind of is
Time
a
for
ghost.
underestimating our striped friend has long passed.
Declared another council member. He cleared his throat and continued.
Whoa.
Henceforth, he shall be designated SCP-4885.
Okay.
Let this name be a reminder of our failure and our resolve.
Nods of agreement circled the table.
They're not
as
gonna
the
try to
gravity
catch
of
it?
naming the striped man, SCP-4885,
They're just letting him chill there.
settled among them. It was a formal acknowledgement of the anomalous threat, a commitment to containing it
What
at
what
all
class
costs.
is he?
We
Keter.
need a containment strategy that mirrors the unpredictability of SCP-4885 itself. One that's as slippery and elusive as the entity.
Another member chimed in, sparking a torrent of tactical brainstorming. The result? Procedure Inveniant Eum.
I don't
a
know if that's gonna
masterclass
work.
in adaptive strategy, as intricate as it was desperate.
This plan will harness chaos itself.
The chief strategist outlined,
That's
pointing
definitely
to
an
the
alien
dizzying
right there,
array
Jack.
of flowcharts that now filled the screens.
36 Class 17 containment chambers, each a piece in a larger, mobile maze, connected not by fate, but by a cryptographically secure random dance of numbers.
Okay.
The strategy was laid bare. A D-class subject, chosen for his mental resilience, would become the unwitting lure, ferried unpredictably
Oh,
among
no,
these
he's bait.
chambers
They're
by an
using him
autonomous
as bait.
vehicle.
Oh,
No,
Each
poor
chamber
guy.
was rigged with a single
It's a
digital
game of cat
monitor,
and mouse.
its screen destined to flicker with the live coordinates of SCP-4885, information visible only to those with the highest clearance.
Keep it disoriented. Keep it chasing shadows.
The lead
Are they trying to get it
strategist
tired
added,
or something?
Her voice laced with a mix
Are they
of
trying to track
determination
its movements?
and the macabre humor
trying
that
to
had
track
become
it
their
and then
coping
capture it.
mechanism. Her
How do you even
eyes
track
flicked
a
across
ghost?
the room, daring anyone to counter
They
her
need the
plan.
tools.
They need the Ghostbusters.
Dispatched to the scene were agents trained for just this sort of pandemonium. A special task force with nerves of steel and not a jot of patience for
What, they're gonna
supernatural
they're gonna suck
antics.
them up in a vacuum?
At the secured
Yeah, they need to
facility,
bring a vacuum
they
or
prepped
something.
the containment chambers, each agent moving with the precision of a well-oiled cog.
What
in a
are they actually
larger,
gonna do? I don't
desperate
understand.
machine.
Check every seal, every circuit.
Barked the team leader
on, boys.
as they inspected the self-driving vehicle and its network of chambers. The D-Class subject was equipped with a tracking device and briefed under heavy surveillance. The randomness of his movement through the chambers was crucial to luring SCP-4885 without falling into a predictable pattern.
Okay.
Then, the D-Class subject was placed into the vehicle. The self-driving vehicle hummed to life, its path dictated by the unseen hand of the random number generator. The chambers lit up one by one. This was a high-stakes game of musical chairs.
He's not even
that
controlling
none
it. Oh, that
wanted to
stinks.
lose.
He's just a fresh piece of meat up there.
The show.
Quipped another agent as the first location data blinked onto the screen, a digital beacon in the dark. SCP-4885's
Hello.
location was only visible to Level 5 personnel and those directly involved in the containment effort. Hours ticked
We've
by,
never seen Waldo
each passing
attack
moment
somebody that's
stretching the tension
constantly
thinner.
moving.
The agents watched, their eyes
might not be
flickering
able to
between
track 'em.
screens as the D-Class subject was shuttled from chamber to chamber, a pawn in their elaborate trap.
You think that's a
Then a
Waymo?
flicker on a monitor,
Yeah,
a
definitely.
shadow within a shadow. SCP-4885 had taken the bait. The containment
got
chambers
him.
scattered
Oh.
like pieces on a chessboard,
Got him.
are
Oh.
now conduits in a circuit of confusion.
Okay.
Each transport adding another layer of disorientation to the
Waldo's
entity's
probably so
plight.
mad.
Okay.
Looks like our ghost is getting dizzy.
Muttered an agent, a smirk
that's their
playing on his
plan?
lips as he
Just get him
observed
tired
the
out and
entity's
dizzy?
faltering movements. The final chamber locked into place, a digital fortress now holding what they hoped was an imprisoned specter. Back at the command center,
Interesting.
the council watched the culmination of their plan. Screens displayed the containment chamber holding steady, the location data, a constant beacon.
Is it contained?
Whispered a council member, almost afraid to break the spell. Theoretically, replied the head of the council.
I
his
don't
voice
trust it.
dry.
That dude's creeping me out, the head of the council.
SCP-4885, the Foundation's own elusive version of Where's Wally, or Where's Waldo in the States. That is, if Wally had a penchant for phasing through walls and killing anyone unfortunate to spot him. Jokes
Yeah,
aside,
so if you ever see him, you just die.
SCP-4885 does bear a striking resemblance to the character Where's Wally from
Yeah.
popular children's puzzle books.
Where's Waldo?
Characterized by its iconic red and white striped shirt and beanie. However, unlike
have
its
creepy
benign
eyeballs.
counterpart, SCP-4885 is distinguished by its paler skin and the absence of eyes, contributing to its unsettling appearance.
What does it want?
Classified as a
Yeah,
Keter-level
actually.
anomaly, SCP-4885 poses significant containment challenges. To safeguard the specifics of its initial discovery, all related information was expunged using an automated system to prevent any unauthorized knowledge of its origins. In terms of containment measures, SCP-4885 is secured within Class 17 containment.
So are they just going to basically just keep this car and this D-class personnel going constantly in this containment center to keep Waldo contained? Like, that seems like the only thing to keep it there is to keep it trying to chase the same person.
I thought they closed one of the walls.
He could phase
Yeah,
through
we
walls,
closed.
though.
But yeah, he
that's
could
what I
just
thought too.
phase.
But why do they close the wall then? Like, what was the idea?
I don't
there?
know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like if they just keep the simulation going randomly, then they contained Waldo.
Yeah, that's definitely their idea. And then they're going to have to keep
Yeah.
swapping people because eventually that dude's going to die.
Probably.
The guy in the car.
I mean, he seems pretty invincible. I'm not sure what I would do.
These chambers are strictly regulated, with stringent access controls. No personnel are permitted within 100 meters unless absolutely necessary, under threat of immediate amnestic treatment and termination of employment as mandated by the Ethics Committee. The management of
That makes
SCP-4885 extends to its derivatives, known as SCP-4885-1 instances.
I want to know why it does what it
These are
does.
monitored through an advanced AI system named FAR2.AIC, which
Fart?
has substantial access to CCTV systems, 80% coverage within the United States, and 40% globally. Should an SCP-4885-1 instance be detected, specialized
Is there-
Foundation
are they
drones
trying
are
to say there's
deployed to
multiple?
discreetly relocate
I think
these
so.
entities
Oh
to
my
a
gosh.
secure location known only as Location I, the coordinates of which are known solely to FAR2.AIC. In the scenario where
name.
Location I is
Okay.
compromised or its secrecy breached, emergency protocols outlined in document Paint the Town Yellow are activated.
This
They
involves
never
the
said what the
establishment
yellow
of a
goo
new
was.
location I and the unfortunate but necessary notification of death to the immediate family of the personnel involved to maintain operational secrecy. SCP-4885 exhibits dangerous capabilities, including the ability to teleport to any individual aware of its or its derivatives' locations.
Nah.
It can phase through
Yeah.
solid objects and is known to attack
It can
individuals
teleport.
by entering
This is
through the
almost
mouth
worse than
and
Shy Guy,
causing
I think.
This
fatal
might be the
internal
worst
damage.
SCP ever.
Yeah.
This
Actually,
ability
you can't
makes
contain 'em.
SCP-4885 not only a physical threat, but also a severe risk for information security within the Foundation. Thus, the containment of SCP-4885 requires a multifaceted approach, combining high-level security protocols, advanced technology, and strict information control to mitigate the risks associated with this
They have AI
unpredictable
versus
and
Waldo.
dangerous entity. All in all, SCP-4885 and its kin demand the kind of security that makes Area 51 look like a walk in the park. A pair of SCP Foundation researchers open the door of a containment cell and find themselves staring at something unlike
It's
anything
Alec
they've
and
ever
Adam.
seen before. Sitting in the middle of the room is a giant lump
It's an
that
alien.
appears
It's a
to be
hairy
made of
meatball.
what can only be described as flesh.
This is
The two look at
SCP-002?
each other in
I
disbelief.
don't like that word.
I don't
Just
like this.
what is this thing? They
That is not
circle
what
the
flesh
huge
looks
blob,
like.
looking it over,
Yeah, circle
wondering
it,
what
smell
on
it.
earth it could be. One of the researchers finally gets
Taste
the
it.
courage to actually feel it. He finds that it's warm to the touch.
Okay.
Is it
And does he
poop?
detect some
I think it's a
slight
meatball or a
movement?
turd.
He slowly moves to place his ear against it to listen.
I thought it was
But
called
a
a living
sudden
room.
shudder from the mass sends him jumping back in
Why would you
fright.
get that
What
close
is
to that turd?
inside
Just
of
then,
that?
the other researcher calls to him from the other side of the sphere.
dude's
It
got a big
sounds
forehead.
like he has found something.
Is
As
it
he
a door?
approaches, he too sees what caused his partner to call out.
It's gotta be an
There, in
opening.
the
Jack,
middle
you're
of this
right.
tumorous ball.
Whoa!
Wait, how did they not
There's a
know that?
door.
There's a whole staircase. They
It's a
definitely knew
circuit.
that.
Also, they had to capture this SCP as well. Like, how do they not know that there's a giant door there?
Are these like two guys that don't even work here that just randomly stumbled in?
I don't know, but honestly, if I were them, I would whatever you do not open that door. Only bad things will come if you open that
I'm
door.
going in if I'm them.
I mean, yeah, they have to go in. They need to find out what's inside of SCP-002.
I would make other people go in. I would not. I would never go in there.
Yeah, get like a D-class personnel
Yeah.
or Adam.
Circular iron hatch, the kind sealed by a valve. And it's open. Now the researchers are really confused.
It's like
A massive
inviting them
lump of
in.
living flesh is strange enough, but why does it have a door?
Play with me.
One of the researchers peeks inside.
Hello?
Is that a couch they see?
What?
And a table? Does
Everything
someone
has a
live in
common
this thing?
theme here.
Things
Everything's
are
made
getting
out of
beyond
meat.
strange.
Or poop.
The two researchers look up at the observation window where their supervisor is watching them. The supervisor
guy's a
does not
weirdo.
hesitate. He nods at them.
Go
The researchers
in.
know what they must do.
If you love them, set them
Rock,
free.
paper,
What?
scissors, shoot.
Classic.
I mean, it's
The
only
researcher
fair.
who
Best
lost
2 out of 3.
winces.
Best 2 out of 3.
He
You
knew
gotta
that
run it.
coming to work at the SCP Foundation meant that he would be dealing with some strange, dangerous, and
Oh,
disgusting
gosh.
anomalies.
That is actually pretty interesting because most of the time in the SCP videos that I've watched, they make the D-class personnel do stuff like this, not the researchers.
Yeah, I don't know why the researcher is going in there. I can't imagine anything good is going to happen though.
Well, maybe the supervisor knows that this SCP isn't dangerous, so that's why he's letting them go inside.
I think he doesn't know anything and he's sending them inside, but maybe it's, since it's SCP-002, it might be really early on in the SCP Foundation's life, so they just don't even have D-class personnel yet.
All the dots are connecting. SCP-002, it's a big giant turd. It has to be. That confirms it.
How did you come to that conclusion though? Like you just said that with nothing behind it. You just.
Poop is number 2.
Oh. Okay. See, if you needed to say that part, I get it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Confirmed.
But he never imagined he would have to climb inside a giant orb of meat. His partner opens the hatch all the way and offers a hand to help him, knowing he has no other option.
Get on in there,
The
buddy.
researcher
He just-
steps
he
inside.
just
Is
said
it
it was
weird that I
meat.
kind of want to see what
Inside,
happens when
the
they
air
cook
is
it?
hot, thick, and
I would
moist,
take a bite.
Yes.
like a cramped gym that's had
Ew.
too many bodies exerting themselves on a warm, humid day.
Low key, I
He
like that
walks
scent.
through the short entranceway, and his eyes adjust to the dim light to find that he's standing in the middle of a cozy little room.
Wait, there's
A
electricity
single
in there?
small lamp on a
this is
table is
weird.
giving off just enough light for him to see that the room is sparsely furnished, with a few pieces including a small couch and a twin bed. Outside,
Overnight
his partner
challenge.
calls to him, asking what he can see. As the researcher turns to answer, the door
I knew
is
it.
shut.
Jeez.
The valve spins on its own, locking
No.
itself tight.
No!
Try as he might, the researcher can't
The
get it to
supervisor knew
budge.
this was gonna happen all
He
along.
bangs
I know
on
he
the
did.
door and yells, "Is he all right in there? Is everything okay?"
You gotta start eating from
His
the
only
inside out.
response is a muffled scream from
Should've
inside
brought
the
a fork
ball
and
of
a knife.
flesh.
What are they doing? Maybe,
He keeps
he's playing
pulling at the
Fortnite. He
door,
might be playing
twisting
Fortnite
the
in there.
valve with all of his strength.
No, he's
but it
playing
won't
fork
move.
knife.
The sounds of gurgles and wet
Oh, geez.
sloshing come from inside
Ew,
the
wet
box.
So maybe,
sloshing.
maybe it's not like a meatball. Maybe it's not a turd. Maybe it's like a big stomach that anything that goes in gets eaten alive.
Jax, please be original.
Wait, but yeah, that actually makes sense because it's all made out of flesh. So even like the bed and the couch and everything was made out of flesh. So maybe every time that this thing eats someone, it then turns something else into what that person was.
Side note, would you guys try human flesh for like
No,
$100,000?
you're gross.
I'm gonna play the video.
Growth.
It was a trick
An
question.
alarm
I got the
starts to
lawyers.
sound as he strains against the door, exerting himself so hard that he feels like a vein in his head might burst.
It looks like it will.
Suddenly, the valve loosens, and a sudden
His air
lack of
definitely
resistance
burst.
causes him to fall to the floor.
No!
The valve spins on its own, and the door swings open once again. The ball of flesh is
Do you think he's gonna be in there?
I think he's probably dead.
I also think he's dead. And I also think there's gonna be like a new living room item in there.
Oh, they're turning the people into furniture?
Because everything's made out of flesh. So how do you get more flesh? By eating more people.
I'm thinking that he's gonna be like 600 pounds and just like living the best life because he had to eat to survive.
Oh, he just ate a bunch of pizza and played Fortnite in there, and now he's like 100 pounds heavier. I like that. I would go in if that was the case.
Yeah, we know.
quiet once more. The researcher picks himself up off the ground and slowly, carefully, peeks inside. Hello? Are you okay? Is anyone in there? There's no response. That is, until a blast of hot air comes rushing out of the hatch, blowing the researcher's
farted.
hair back.
Ew! He
When
actually
it's
just got
over,
farted
He
on.
peeks inside again.
Disgusting.
His fellow researcher is nowhere to be seen.
Oh gosh.
Inside is the same couch, bed, and
for something
table
new.
with a small lamp. But there's something
new?
new there, too.
Oh!
Wait,
Across
what's
from
new?
the couch, where there was nothing before.
Oh, I just
Is a
got
small
the
television.
shivers. That's disgusting.
Television?
While this may seem strange, it's just another day at the SCP
got
Foundation, where anomalous objects and creatures are studied and contained, including SCP-002, also known as the Living Room.
Wait, do you guys think that the SCP Foundation just like made this up because it's like a pun on the living room? It's like the living room. but
Yeah,
we
I
know
just got-
It's like a living room.
I just got that.
It's literally alive.
Jack, as you were saying that, a light bulb just went off in my head.
I actually thought that was pretty obvious and that it didn't need to be said, but I guess it did because Adam had no idea.
See?
I get it.
SCP-002 is the
it's living.
designation given to a large,
Can't tell if it's
tumorous, fleshy
hairy or
growth.
not.
It's roughly
I think it's
spherical,
wrinkly.
with a
Yeah.
circumference just over 15 meters.
Somehow that's worse.
Giving it an estimated volume of around 60 meters cubed. Located on one side is an iron valve hatch, similar to what might be found on an old submarine, which leads into the interior of the ball. Those who step inside are surprised to discover a small room that resembles a low-rent studio apartment, complete with furniture
I wonder
and
if
even a
once you
small
go
window.
in, like, can you get
Strangely,
out?
the outside of the ball of flesh
I'm gonna
shows
say
no
no.
windows,
The only
and
way would
indeed
be
no
to
openings at
eat your
all,
way out.
save for the iron hatch.
What if you explode it?
The furniture in the room
That's what I think
displays
they should
no
do. Or
anomalous
burn it.
properties, though examination has revealed that the furniture appears to be constructed of sculpted bone,
Oh, it
woven
is.
hair, and other biological
don't zoom in.
substances, all coming from human bodies.
That is gross.
Analysis of samples taken from the furniture has shown each to be constructed from independent and fragmented DNA sequences, several of which correspond to SCP research personnel.
Why did they do
who
this
had been
before
lost
sending in the
inside of
guy?
SCP-002. To date, the living room has been responsible for 7 members of staff going missing.
Why are they
At the same time,
stop sending
during the
staff
course
in
of its
there?
containment
You'd
at
think
the
they'd stop at
SCP
once.
Foundation,
Stop.
the room
Or
appears to
zero.
have added multiple additional furnishings, including 2 lamps, a throw rug,
Oh my
a television,
gosh.
a radio, a beanbag chair.
I mean, honestly, guys, and I know it's super messed up, but maybe the SCP Foundation is just really curious as to how much stuff can be in the living room at once. It's kind of fun, right? They send in a new person, and then what are you gonna get? Is it gonna be a beanbag? Is it gonna be a lamp? Is it gonna be a TV? Kind of like you're playing the lottery a little bit. Do you guys think you could take anything out of the SCP?
No, I think once you step in, that door slams behind you and then it's GG's.
What if you sent in like a robot, or like you had a big long stick, and then you like grab grabbed it.
Jack's trying so hard to change the topic because nobody responded to his psychotic statement. He just
So guys, let's just think about it. What if you sent in a drone, right, that picks up something and then takes it out? Does that make a new living room?
no comment. Just watch the video, Jack. You're a psycho.
Comment down below what your thoughts.
Needs to answer
3
him.
books in an unknown language, 4 children's toys, and a small potted plant. Tests have been performed using a variety of non-human entities in order to see if they would
That's Shy
provoke
Guy.
a similar response
Wait,
from
no, it's not.
The statue.
SCP-002 to that of humans. Various lab animals, including those with close DNA to humans, such as chimpanzees, have been placed in the room. But so far, all have failed to make the living room react. Human cadavers were also tested, but they too did not produce any effect.
My guy's just
It
sleeping.
is unknown what causes SCP-002 to engage in its behavior, but whatever process it uses to convert organic matter into furnishings seems to only be triggered by the presence of living human beings.
They gotta get a camera inside of there. So they can see the process.
SCP-002 was discovered in northern Portugal, following reports of an object falling from Earth's orbit.
Oh, I said that. It was an
There in
alien
the bottom
turd.
of the
I did
small
say
crater
It
that.
is an
was
alien.
SCP-002. It was encased in a thick shell of rock, but the anomaly's fleshy exterior could be seen through cracks that were likely created by the impact. A local farmer was the first to spot the object falling to Earth and brought word of what he found to his village. At the same time, a Level 4 SCP Foundation agent stationed in the area
That's pretty
detected
convenient.
elevated levels
So
of radioactivity and traced the source back to the crater. An SCP collection squad led by General Mulhausen was dispatched to the impact site and quickly secured the area. Test subjects from the nearby village were recruited for initial analysis of the object, with 3 men
Recruited?
being individually sent inside of SCP-002.
What do you think that they said to the villagers to recruit them into going inside of a giant meatball?
All right,
They probably
Alec.
offered him food. Like if someone said, "Hey, if you go in here, I'll give you a whole pizza pie," I'd be like, "Oh, all right."
They
I'll
can
go.
make you do like anything.
I'll go in that butthole for a pizza pie.
Wait, it's not a butt.
No, but it looks like one.
Oh.
It's a meatball.
No, I'll show you what actually happened. Alec, you play the villager. I'll be the SCP sergeant.
Okay. Hello, sir. How can I help you?
Hi, we need you for a special mission to go inside this
I'm
guy's
in!
hole.
I'm in! I'm in!
Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
That was pretty easy. Good job, Adam.
All of whom
He's sold.
disappeared.
Adam's very convincing
Having
when he wants to
confirmed
be.
this anomaly's deadly
I didn't
properties,
know it'd be that easy.
General Mulhausen then issued a Level 4A termination order that would apply to any local witnesses in order to ensure that no knowledge of the object reached the outside world.
Knowledge.
Does
He
anyone
then
want to tickle
oversaw its
Dr. Bob's
transport to
chin?
an SCP
Just bury it
containment
underground.
Maybe it'll come back.
As
can't
Foundation
move.
staff prepped SCP-002 for relocation, 4 members of the security personnel were seemingly mesmerized and drawn inside
Oh,
the
this
object
is a new factor
where they
here, new
too
ability.
disappeared. This was the
Oh.
first hint that
They're
SCP-002 possesses
mesmerized
some
by
form of
balls.
subtle mind control, with the ability to influence humans into stepping inside of it. It was after these losses that it was first noticed that the object appeared to grow new furnishings, following someone disappearing inside.
Oh, so maybe like the SCP is so smart that it creates furniture to try to lure more people in, to make it look friendly for people, you know? It looks friendlier.
I think this is
guess.
It's like, oh,
AI.
there's a couch, there's a TV, there's a little table. Maybe I'll go in there and see what's up.
Gotta be AI, alien technology. They're just playing games with us, and then they probably have many camera monitors, and they have a whole reality TV show of what idiot's gonna walk into our living room next.
And his name is Alec Derice.
I'm in.
Any hole.
After these mishaps, General Mulhausen ordered all staff to wear hazmat suits when dealing with SCP-002.
Why'd they make this
And
guy look so
following the
evil?
General's own termination, SCP-002 was placed in containment at the secure facility where it currently resides.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Due to the ongoing danger presented by SCP-002, the risk it poses to any who step inside of it, and the mind control abilities it possesses, it has been classified as Euclid. It is to remain connected
mean?
at all times to a suitable power supply.
Euclid class is basically one of 3 classes. They're safe, where you don't really have to worry about it. Euclid is kind of like neutral. Like if you stay away from it and don't provoke it, it won't hurt you. But if you get near it or interact with it, it could very well kill you. And then there's Keter class, which is like Shy Guy, and that thing will kill you at any time. It'll murder you.
Got
So
it.
this one's not that bad.
Thanks, Jack.
No problem.
to keep it in a charging mode of some kind, which appears to make it more docile. In the event of a power outage, staff in the immediate area are to be evacuated and the object's containment cell emergency barrier is to be closed, sealing it off from the rest of the site. Once power is reestablished, strobing X-ray and ultraviolet lights are to be activated in the containment
Why?
cell until
It's looking more and
SCP-002
more like an alien.
is returned to its charging mode.
Research teams investigating SCP-002 that will come within 20 meters of the object must consist of no fewer than 2 members. Personnel should also maintain physical contact with one another at all times to confirm that the other is present and not experiencing any feelings of confusion, dull perception, or other forms of bewilderment
they both
that
get
may
both
lead to
get
them
infected?
entering the living room.
So you should have
No
3
personnel
people
at all below a
holding
level
hands.
3 clearance are allowed inside of SCP-002, and any staff that have contact with the anomaly are to be escorted no less than 5 kilometers away and must undergo a 72-hour quarantine and psychological evaluation. SCP-002 is one of the oldest anomalies in the SCP Foundation database, but remains one of the least understood. Perhaps
yeah.
one day we'll understand
I'm
what
more
it is
confused now
and
than
why
in
it
the
was
beginning.
at one time sitting in the orbit of Earth. Did someone send it here, intending us to one day find it? Did it come here of its own volition? Or did we put it there ourselves, in an attempt to keep it away?
It was one of those Parisian mornings that made you think everyone must be living in a painting.
Alec, you're friend.
The Eiffel Tower gleamed in the distance, and the city was buzzing with the usual touristy chaos, even though it was still 1951. But
we're going
inside a
back in
small
time.
drab
Oh,
apartment
Alec, it's when you
just
were
off
born.
the Rue de la Paix, a much less picturesque scene was unfolding. A very large man sat at his
Alec.
kitchen table.
There we
that
go.
was nearly
It's Alec's
bubbling.
dad.
Shut up! Shut up! It went 5 seconds in the video!
Dude, you're
You
French,
made fun of
you
me
have
4
red hair,
times!
and you eat a
Oh
lot.
my god!
This is you.
Leave me
That is
alone!
no, that can't be Alec, guys. That's got to be like Alec's great grandpa.
Please comment. Stop the Alec hate. Good lord!
They love it, dude.
I said
Nobody's
nothing
coming.
today.
We love you, Alec. We love
Oh god!
you. Now let's watch
Buckling
your
under the weight of the
grandfather
mountain
eat.
of food he had managed to pile on it. He was
Gosh,
alone,
dang!
but it didn't seem to bother him.
Is this SCP
His
called a
stomach,
heart attack?
Round and swollen,
Gobbling those
spilling
glizzies.
over
Oh my
his
God.
waistband like a bloated river. He shoveled
He's
food
making me
into his
hungry.
mouth with a kind of savage delight, his hands greasy and covered in
good.
crumbs. He wasn't eating. He was devouring.
Oh my
This
gosh,
is the world's
Alec.
first
His
ever
beloved
mukbang.
companion for years, perched nervously on the open windowsill, watching the spectacle with growing anxiety.
He might get eaten
Its
next.
green feathers fluttered slightly
is this
in the
the
breeze,
SCP?
but its beady black eyes never left the man.
That's a parrot.
It was almost like the bird was
You never know.
praying the man would stop. But the man wasn't stopping.
No one's gonna
Not
stop
even
him.
Close.
Dude, I've seen Alec do this at 3 a.m. in the morning one time.
I was gonna say, is anyone else jealous of this guy? This looks awesome. I wish I could eat that much. This looks like heaven to me. I think I want this SCP to take me over.
So far, this isn't an SCP. I think this guy just has an eating disorder.
He's got something, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, this is a life.
The man mumbled in French between bites, his mouth too full
was not
for
French.
coherent
Oh
speech.
oui, c'est la
His
vie.
cheeks puffed out like a chipmunk's. He paused for a moment,
Ça, c'est
looking
la
around
vie.
with a satisfied grin.
What's that, Polly? Oh, nothing? Well, you don't know
That
what you're
sounds
missing.
just like Alec's dad. I'm not even
The
kidding.
parrot made a soft, nervous sound in response. It fluttered its wings and shifted uncomfortably. It knew something was wrong.
I was gonna say animals have a sixth sense about these sort of things, so the parrot can obviously tell that there's an SCP, but this man, he has no idea what's about to happen.
Some animals do, not parrots, dude.
Yeah,
it's
parrots
a
are
bird.
stupid.
It's got literally a pea-sized brain.
I agree with
No,
Alec on
but
this one.
it knows, guys.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, sure.
Why is it
Then
acting all
came
peculiar?
the noise, a strange gurgling sound. At first, it was so faint the man didn't notice.
It's gonna explode.
But then it grew louder, more pronounced. The parrot's feathers fluffed up as it tilted its head, eyes wide in horror.
What's up with this
The
parrot?
man paused, his
It
hand
knows.
halfway to his mouth with more food.
Oh my gosh, one more bite.
He looked
Oh
down
my
at his
gosh.
belly, then back at the parrot, as if he had finally noticed something was
Oh, no.
off.
That parrot is judging him
A
so
low,
hard.
gotta go
wet,
number
bubbling
2.
sound gurgled from deep inside him, unnatural.
Oh my
Imagine he
God.
just like lets out a
It was as
huge
if
fart.
A pot of soup was simmering
It's
beneath
not
his
gonna be
skin.
a fart.
His fingers tightened around the edge of the table, knuckles
Hey,
white.
we've all been
breath
there.
coming in short, panicked
Oh,
gasps.
big turd
He looked at
coming!
his own stomach. His eyes wide with
Please!
surprise.
Go to the toilet!
Then,
Let it
with a
out!
disgustingly loud burp, the man leaned
Oh,
back in
there
his
you go.
chair.
Better
his
out than
hand
in.
pressed
That's
to
what I
his
always
stomach.
say.
We almost got it.
Oh, that wasn't normal.
He groaned in French.
Maybe the fourth plate of sausages was too much.
You don't
What do you
say.
think, Polly? Should I have a fifth?
The parrot
No!
squawked.
Okay, this guy's actually me, dude. Every time I eat pizza. I'm not,
Finally.
guys, I know that Jack and Adam joke a lot about me eating like all this pizza, whatever. It is, I'll admit, it's pretty true. I'll eat, I order a large size pizza from like a local place too, not some scrubby little Domino's that the pizza's this big. I'm talking real 16-inch meat lovers pizza.
It's big.
And I'll get through 6 slices and I'll be like, ooh, yeah, that hit the spot. But then those last 2 slices are eyeing me up like candy. And I just can't resist.
Alec will turn around to his inanimate Goku object and say, hey, Goku, should I have the 7th and 8th slices? And then Goku will say yes every time.
That's
Its
not
wings,
too far off.
ruffling its feathers like it was trying to escape the scene, but no such luck. The man's stomach gurgled again, this time much louder. And then,
Oh, no!
the man exploded.
Whoa!
Just a simple cute pop. No, this was an all-out a twisted, gory fireworks display, splattering everything in its path. The parrot screamed, the word coming out faster than it could process it.
This parrot's
Parrot
freaking me
shrieked,
out!
Its feathers
got belly on
plastered
him!
with pieces of human flesh. It tried to shake them off, frantically flapping its wings.
Polly want a cracker!
The pieces were
Polly want a
stuck
cracker!
like sickly
Polly wanna go
souvenirs
home!
from a disaster movie.
Run,
The
parrot!
man was gone.
Polly wants to wake
But
up
the
from this
parrot was
nightmare.
covered, head to tail.
I
in
hate
his
this parrot. He's
remains.
freaking me
It
out.
looked like a creature straight out of a horror show.
Look away, Kevin!
Mon Dieu!
The parrot muttered, as if it could
I
even
said, "My
process
God."
the nightmare that had just unfolded. It flew out of the window with one final
Bruh.
panicked flap. As
Wow.
it soared into the beautiful Paris sky, pieces of the man's
Ew,
flesh
this is
began
grossing
to
me
fall,
out. Now, what is
raining
happening?
down like tragic confetti. Meanwhile, down below, a couple, hand in hand,
Wait, I'm sorry to pause it again, but what even is the SCP? Like, what is it? We still have no idea. Bro just ate so much that he exploded.
Yeah, I think whatever the SCP is, it's got to be an infection in your body that forces you to keep eating until you literally explode.
So, but if the SCP is inside him, then doesn't the SCP also die?
Or maybe that's how
No,
it spreads,
look.
Alec. Maybe
Yes.
it's spreading right now.
Oh,
of this-
shoot.
It's like the Last of Us virus.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like in springtime when you blow on the what is it called, a daffodil?
The dandelion.
You blow on the dandelion and to spread it to spread the seed.
Exactly.
And it goes into the
yeah,
wind.
it could spread everywhere. So whoever gets touched by the stuff that's falling from Polly is going to be infected, and then they're going to want to eat everything until there's no food left, and then they all explode.
What if Polly also gets infected? And then Polly turns into a big fat parrot.
Maybe that's how Polly wanted a cracker started.
Oh my God.
Polly wants all the crackers.
Dude, this is crazy.
and strolled near the Eiffel Tower. They were newlyweds, blissfully oblivious to the mess of human gore falling from the sky.
But they're in the moonwalk.
Beautiful here?
One's just
The
gonna fall
woman
right into her
asked,
mouth.
eyes sparkling as her husband snapped a photo of her in front of the tower.
Absolutely.
He grinned, completely lost in the moment.
This is kind of what I
adjusting
thought
the camera's
diabetes
settings
was
like
when
an
I was like
amateur.
5.
A piece of flesh.
Oh
fell
no,
from the
I
sky,
told you!
landing just a few inches away from them.
Ew.
It hit the ground with a sickening
Ew,
splat.
belly.
The man didn't see it. Neither did the woman.
Good.
They just kept walking, kept
Okay.
giggling. They were in love, in
Aw.
Paris, and nothing
Betty
could ruin this moment. Above them, the parrot was
This
still
parrot's
flying in a
freaking out.
panic, trying to shake off the remnants of its dearly deceased owner. More flesh dropped scattering on unsuspecting people down below.
It's
The
a super
newlyweds,
spreader.
still lost in their own little world, strolled into a nearby cafe. They found a seat on the terrace, basking in the late morning sun, the world feeling just right. They ordered coffee, croissants, the quintessential Parisian breakfast. The waiter smiled at them, and they smiled back. And all the while, the parrot continued its flight above, still desperately trying to rid itself of the disgusting keepsakes it had been left with from its owner. The parrot's
going
panic was now a
everywhere.
full-blown emergency. With one last act of desperation, mid-flight, the parrot plucked a blood-drenched feather from its side and, in a gesture that could only be
No, it
described
ate
as
it.
pure revulsion, spat it into the air. The
What?
feather tumbled, swirling as it fell, leaving a trail of
It's gonna
blood
land
drops
right
that
into the
scattered
couple's
in every
food.
direction like twisted confetti. 2 drops landed. One hit
Not the
the croissant, the other
croissant!
the cappuccino.
I knew it!
The couple, they were too busy being hopelessly, nauseatingly in love.
Oh no.
Don't eat the croissant!
The woman took a delicate bite of the croissant,
No.
as if it
No!
were the most sacred
Stay
thing in
petite,
the world.
woman!
No,
As her
it's
teeth
not
began to
raspberries!
deflate
Your
into
figure!
buttery goodness,
I don't know if I can
she
watch
didn't
this.
feel the tiny drop of blood that had seeped into it. She didn't
Oh
taste
my
it.
God,
she
bro.
just
Oh my gosh.
smiled and
Oh
sighed.
my God,
blissfully
bro.
It's the same
unaware
thing that happened to
of
Alex's
the
mom 20
bizarre
years ago.
fate The universe
Oh my
had
God,
decided.
bro. What?
What?
Alec, why'd you say that?
Why'd you pause it?
What do you mean, why did I pause it? What do you mean, why did I pause it?
It's just commentary.
What is
channel.
that for?
It was like, it's a commentary channel. I'm making a comment.
This is ridiculous.
Guys, let's all just get along, okay? This SCP's making us all on edge right now. We gotta lock in.
This is slanderous.
We should definitely move on. I'm gonna press play.
Had decided to hand her.
Unbelievable.
Eyes half closed, leaned back and took a long sip of his cappuccino.
Who's that guy, Adam?
The blood drop sinking unnoticed into the foam.
I don't know.
Perfect.
He's
he
my
muttered,
op.
savoring the taste. If only he'd known what he'd just consumed.
Gosh.
The couple
probably tastes so
continued
good.
their feast,
You're dead.
oblivious.
You're
Croissants are better
They
than
didn't
bread.
see the parrot still circling above them, trying to shake off the last pieces of their gruesome passenger. The couple didn't even notice the tiny bits of human flesh falling like sickly rain around them, splashing on
Why
the
is it
cobblestone
following them?
streets or landing
Is
on
everybody
random
in France
bystanders.
blind?
The city was
Oh.
too beautiful, and they were too in love. But all good things must come to an end. Their honeymoon had been a whirlwind of romance.
Are they about to go back to the
croissants,
United
and
States?
Incredible coffee.
No, do not
But
bring
like
that back
all
here.
perfect things, it had
That's
a
why
time
Americans are
limit.
so fat, probably.
A few weeks later, they boarded the plane home, and that's when things took a strange turn. Something wasn't right. The couple,
they gonna
who had once
explode?
been wrapped in a
They're
warm,
probably
blissful
so
bubble,
hungry.
now sat next to each other in uncomfortable silence. The warmth that surrounded them wasn't the kind of warmth that came from love or
boy.
passion. No, this was different.
Here we go.
It was
Oh,
an
Adam did this
internal
one
heat,
time.
a fire they couldn't escape.
Come on, that's a story that you gotta tell.
I heard it.
Adam.
We already
You
told
gotta
the
tell
story.
it. No, but not everyone heard it. The people want it again, Adam.
Nobody wants
the
it. I'm
people
pressing
want it
play.
again. What?
The woman wiped her brow
Just
with the
picture
back of her
Adam
hand,
as the woman
her face
when we're watching
flushed,
this.
Her eyes squinting. She looked at her husband with a confused frown.
Do you feel hot?
He pulled at his shirt collar, trying to loosen it.
Yeah. I thought it was just me.
They exchanged a quick look, but neither of them had an answer for the strange
Thought it was
discomfort
about to
hanging over
happen.
them. Their earlier bliss had quickly dissolved.
This is not
into
what
a
happened to the
dull
other guys.
unease.
Body.
A flight attendant passed by, looking overly chipper.
Can I get you anything else to make you more comfortable?
The husband smiled weakly.
Sausage.
Water would be good, thanks.
She nodded and returned a few moments later, placing napkins and water in front of
There
them.
better be ice in
There
that
you go.
cup, or
Anything
I would
else?
slap her.
The woman shook her head,
What?
trying to smile.
Just kidding,
Trying to
Adam.
look happy and grateful, but the sweat on her brow told a different story. The flight attendant walked away. With every passing moment, the couple just felt worse.
All right, drink the
The
water.
heat was growing.
So wait, I'm kind of curious, like you were saying, Adam, when does it turn from sickness into I need to eat everything on God's green earth? When does that switch happen?
I don't know. Maybe it's the air pressure. Maybe this isn't even a symptom of the SCP.
I'm just now realizing too. Jack, you think is Adam wearing a bra right now? What is he wearing?
That has nothing to do with the video.
I think it's or maybe it's like a handbag that you take to the grocery store.
You talk about what the people want to see and hear. This is what the people want. You think I want to wear
Bananas
this?
in there.
People want
No,
this.
you chose to put that on. You
People,
chose to
I
sit in
didn't
that
choose
chair.
anything. People decide. I posted a community poll.
Adam, you can wear clothes. We're gonna get views even if you wear clothes. It's okay.
No, it's 2025. I have to show shoulder, or we're not going to get clicks.
You don't need to have a nip slip, Adam.
Adam is showing off
It's
his
okay.
trapezoids.
I'm trying to get us to 10 million subs, guys.
Guys, comment down below. Bra or no bra for Adam?
Please, bra. I mean, no bra. Put clothes on,
no,
Adam.
no, bro, I'm taking it off.
growing, crawling up from their stomachs to their heads. The plane had become an oven, the air too thick to breathe, yet there was no obvious reason for it.
Maybe the plane's just too hot.
The husband muttered, pulling at his collar again.
Is he gonna
He
jump
reached
off?
for the water, but it didn't help. It didn't do anything. Nothing helped. Not the
Yeah, what
water,
is about
not
to
the
happen?
napkins, not even the air
Try
conditioning.
food.
When they finally made it back home,
Oh, they
things
made it.
took an even stranger,
That was
more
easy.
unnerving turn. It wasn't immediate. Nothing
go
ever
ahead.
is. But after a few weeks,
Oh,
the
wait.
couple's
Oh my God.
appetites
Oh, here we
had
go.
become a bottomless
Okay, so
pit.
a couple weeks
It
went
wasn't
by.
just the
This
usual
is like from
vacation
Spirited Away
cravings.
when they turn into
No,
pigs.
this was different.
So wait, I'm starting to think that the SCP is probably inside of their gut, right? It's like some sort of parasite that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it explodes out, and we just didn't see what came out of the giant guy. There's probably some creature that was growing inside of him because he was pregnant with it.
You know, if you have worms, not that like I've ever had worms before, I haven't. But if you do, it does make you want to eat a lot more because the worms actually eat the food that you eat. So it's kind of like that.
Same idea exactly, except this thing will
Adam,
explode.
don't look at me like that.
You should keep those stories to yourself, Alec.
I know. I said that never happened to me.
You know too much
more
about
story
worms.
times.
You know way too much about worms and not
I've
have had
never
it.
had worms.
Nobody
before.
goes and looks up worm facts for fun. Only people that had it and need medical assistance look that up.
Alec has had worms. Adam has pooped on a plane door. It happens to everybody, guys.
They found themselves standing in front of the fridge at all hours, just staring at it like zombies. They opened the door, peered inside, and started eating
This is
without
literally me
thinking.
and Alec at 1
It was like
a.m.
a primal instinct had taken over. Suddenly, nothing else mattered. Nothing but the gnawing hunger that called
These are
at
like the
them from
parents and
inside.
spirited away.
Two mouths wide open, eyes glazed over. They
just said
devoured whatever they could find. Leftovers from last night's dinner, half-empty jars of pickles, cheese that was maybe a week past its expiration
Gotta
date.
go grocery
It
shopping.
didn't matter. If it was edible,
That is you
it was
guys.
fair game. The
Alec and
fridge
Adam eat
became
raw
their
food
new
all the
best
time,
friend.
and expired
They
food.
just couldn't stop. One evening, the tension finally bubbled over. The last piece of
Oh my
chicken,
God, they're gonna kill
sitting
each
there
other.
on the dinner table like a cruel temptation,
what-
was just waiting for them to fight over.
Do you think the guy will get so hungry that he'll literally eat the girl?
Do you guys think they'll split it, kill each other, or put it up there? No.
Guys, this is more Beck Bros, not Dora the Explorer, okay?
Can you guys find Adam's nose? You found it.
I'm
Muy
pressing play.
gracias.
I'm pressing play. This is ridiculous.
Is Adam wearing a bra?
It's playing!
They both reached for
Let's
it
check
at the
the
same
map.
time. Their hands met in midair, fingers brushing like some sad.
Oh,
twisted
they're gonna fight
dance.
over it.
No, I was gonna eat that.
The wife screeched,
Oh, snap.
her voice high with the desperation
Hit her!
she was
Come
too
on,
embarrassed
hit
to
her!
admit.
Be a
Oh,
gentleman.
you gotta be kidding me.
The husband shot back,
Oh, snap!
grabbing the chicken and pulling
Oh,
it closer
no.
to his plate.
Backhand!
Oh, you shouldn't have
This
done
is
that,
Adam
buddy.
and his
The
girlfriend.
fight didn't even make
Backhand!
sense. They were
No,
both stuck,
no, Alec,
but the
no
chicken,
violence.
that
1-2
sad
McGregor,
last
3
little
Ford
piece
Mayweather.
was like some kind of sacred prize.
Why don't we just split it,
Their
guys?
first fight wasn't about anything important, just food. Yet it felt like everything. Voices rose, tempers flared, the argument
guys
spiraled
hearing
into
voices?
a mess of accusations
Yeah,
and
they're
ridiculous
talking.
claims. At some point, it all became a blur, like two animals fighting over the last morsel of meat from a hunt.
Two bananas
And then
fighting over
the wife
a banana.
snapped. Without warning, she stormed to the kitchen, slamming the refrigerator door open.
Fine.
She shouted, her face twisted in anger.
I'll just make myself my own dinner.
She pulled out
Oh,
an entire
yo!
chicken from the fridge like it was the last
Why are they
supper.
fighting over a wing? They
Without
have the whole
thinking,
chicken.
She set it on the counter and began to prepare it, cutting it up with a feverish, almost violent energy. The husband sat at the table, shocked for a moment. His hand reached for the last piece of chicken on his plate, then dropped it. Something nudged it out of his daze.
He dropped
With a
it?
slight chuckle, he walked into the kitchen and smiled at his wife.
Well, look at that. Our first fight. This will be a good story to tell the grandkids, huh?
But the wife wasn't having it. Not now. Not when she was starving.
Oh,
practically
she
Silent
shaking
has a
with
treatment.
knife.
hunger.
Are you serious?
Oh,
She
God.
hissed, her face flushed.
Can't you see I'm starving? What's wrong with you?
She shoved him away, as if his presence was
I
the
don't
last
think I ever
thing she
want a
needed.
girlfriend.
You ate the last piece. You don't understand.
Her breath was quick, sharp, her entire being focused on one thing. Food.
I'm so scared.
More food.
I'm so
The
scared.
husband backed off, his attempt at humor falling flat.
Hey, I didn't mean to.
Wait, is he
But
not
she didn't
infected?
listen. The
I
absurdity
think
of it
he
all
is.
was lost
She's
on
more
her.
infected.
The argument was ridiculous, yes, but her hunger? Her hunger was something
Women,
else
Adam.
entirely. Something very real. She finished cooking the chicken, her hands trembling with frustration.
Just kidding.
as she
She's
piled
going
her
bare
plate high.
hands with the chicken.
The husband, too stunned to say anything else, just stood
That's
there
gotta
in
be
the kitchen
hot.
doorway, watching the woman he'd married devour an entire meal like it was the last one she'd ever had.
This is when he knew
And
she
for
was the
some
one.
reason, it
That's
felt
pretty
like
attractive.
it was. The tension didn't let up. It built, like the slow burn of a fire that nobody notices until the whole house
Oh,
is
she's gonna
engulfed.
explode.
Several weeks later, the wife's sister showed up, expecting a warm welcome and stories of their romantic Parisian adventure.
look like twins.
She had visions of croissants and Eiffel Tower photos, of love-filled conversations and laughter. But when she walked through that door, she found something else entirely.
She's gonna think she's
The
pregnant.
couple was different. They
Obesity!
were, for lack of a better word, bigger. Sure, they
They
had
did that
gained
over, like,
weight,
a few
but it wasn't
weeks.
just that. Their once cheerful, carefree energy had transformed into something less endearing,
This is actually really
something
scary.
raw, something
The American
aggressive,
dream.
something hungry. The wife was sitting at the kitchen table, elbows deep in
What's she even
a
eating?
tub of
1,
peanut
2,
butter,
3, 4
dipping a
chins.
spoon in it like it
tub
was her
of peanut
job.
butter with a
Her
spoon?
eyes
They
were
don't even
glassy,
look the same.
and she was making
Okay, I gotta be honest here, guys. I have done that before. Jack has seen me do that before. If you've never taken just like a tub of peanut butter and just taken a spoon and eaten half of it, you've never lived before. I don't condone it. I wouldn't say it's a good thing to do. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just saying, at some point in your life, just maybe give it a shot.
It's even better with Nutella sometimes.
Don't double dip though unless you own the peanut butter.
I double dip with my fingers.
You're like
He's not
a
even
monkey.
kidding. He's disgusting.
Alec has been infected with this SCP multiple times.
Yes, he's done that with my peanut butter too. It's mine, and then he puts it back like nothing happened. Like I watched him do it,
I'm the only one that's ever beaten this SCP.
and it's still getting you right now.
This might be you as an SCP.
It's a war, constant war every day.
You guys live together in harmony.
strange, content noises, as if she were in a trance. Her husband.
Oh my
pacing,
God.
His hand constantly
Dude, is that
moving to his
Nikocado?
mouth, shoving
It looks like the
crackers
dude
into
from
it
the
like his
Minecraft
life
movie.
depended on it. Every so often, he'd stop, wipe his mouth, and glance at the fridge like it was a secret lover he couldn't quit.
Hey yo.
The sister, standing in the doorway, had the kind of expression you'd expect when you've just walked into
Nope,
a
that's
crime
not politically
scene.
correct. You can't make that face anymore.
She muttered under her breath before forcing a smile.
You guys look amazing. How's everything been?
Wow.
Didn't have to
Wife
do all
didn't
that.
look up. She
guys
just
look
took another
amazing.
spoonful of peanut butter and without even chewing, mumbled.
Great.
The husband paused in his pacing.
Yeah, great. If you're starving all the time.
The sister, feeling awkward, shuffled into the living room,
I don't
eyeing
even
the
know what I
couple
would do.
as if they might attack at any moment.
So, Paris, huh? How was it? Any fun stories?
The wife lifted her head, crumbs falling from her mouth.
Stories? Oh, sure. A lot of stories. But we've been busy.
She licked some peanut butter off the lid, as if it were the most normal thing in the world. The sister, trying to make small talk, glanced at her.
I've done that.
You look different. Have you
Not that weird.
been eating well?
The wife narrowed her eyes.
Oh,
The
he shouldn't have
sister
said that.
stammered, her
Oh
eyes
my
flicking
gosh.
to the husband for support.
She's starting to look
He was
more and
too
more
busy
like
with his
Queso.
crackers, looking completely uninterested in helping her out. She looked back at the wife, who had somehow now managed to finish an entire jar
Hey,
of
yo!
peanut butter.
That's impressive.
Are you pregnant?
There was an uncomfortable pause.
Is he pregnant?
Excuse me?
The wife snapped, standing up so suddenly that the chair scraped loudly
Ah,
against
she
the
shouldn't have
floor.
said that.
Pregnant? Are you calling me fat?
Cat fight!
Oh,
Sister
God.
froze, her face
Abort,
turning beet
abort!
red.
We will, we
Get out of
will.
there! You can outrun her.
With the, size change, maybe you had a bun in the oven?
It's going down. It's
There
going
was a
down.
silence so thick.
I'm on
She's
the
got-
oven.
she's
She's
got a
got
couple
100.
The wife
She's got
turned
100
from
buns.
shock to
She ate them
rage.
all for
A
breakfast.
bun?
She's
You
got
think
3 buns
I've got
hiding
a
under that
bun
chin.
in the oven?
She spat the
You think I have a bun in the oven?
Yeah, we
She
heard
might
her.
eat
What
her
do you-
sister.
I just thought it was funny.
Do you guys think if this SCP infected Queso and he exploded, would the world survive?
Yeah.
I think so.
so?
But a lot of people will get infected.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a level 8 earthquake about to happen when this lady starts running at her sister. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Guys,
Everybody brace yourself.
Oh my gosh, Alec. That's so funny.
She spat the words out like they were poisonous. The husband, completely unfazed, shrugged.
What's wrong with a bun? We all need a bun.
The
The
husband's
sister
kind of chill.
was now
to be
regretting
honest.
every word she'd ever spoken in her life. She took a small step back,
Her whole
trying
life?
to hide behind the doorframe.
I didn't mean anything by it. I just...
Before she could finish, the wife stormed past her
God!
into the kitchen.
I'm starving.
Titan!
She
Class
muttered,
3 Titan!
practically kicking open the pantry door.
There's never enough food in this house.
Meanwhile, across the street, an elderly neighbor had been watching the whole exchange through
Oh
the
my
window.
gosh.
Her old eyes narrowed with a smirk with the unfolding scene. She'd been watching
She's a
ever
peeping
since the
granny.
newlyweds moved in. She had a perfect view of their kitchen
Mind your
and
business,
living room.
granny.
She'd seen everything.
Kathy's
The
getting
endless
some
trips
weight,
to the
huh?
fridge, the food hoarding,
call the cops on
strange
that?
stares.
We got 2
Peered
people.
through the curtains, one hand on her
Eating
chin like she was observing a
lot.
wildlife documentary.
Oh my.
She muttered with a grin.
It's getting worse.
Back inside the house, things
Good
were
comms,
escalating.
Granny.
The husband, looking confused and defeated, started rummaging through the
Is he playing
pantry like he
peekaboo?
was looking for the Holy Grail.
He's turning into a
Where's
cat.
the last box of cereal?
He muttered, as if he hadn't just eaten an entire pizza an hour ago. The wife, now holding a frying pan, turned around.
Oh,
What
that's
are you
cookie
doing?
dough on there.
She
It's so
demanded.
good.
This is my meal. Don't even think about it.
The sister, realizing she was clearly out of her depth, tried to make a quick exit. She grabbed her purse and made her way to the door,
but not before the wife shot her a look so cold it
Run!
felt like a punch to the gut. The husband didn't even acknowledge the sister as she rushed out the door.
Oh my god.
He was too busy rifling through the junk drawer in search of something, anything to eat.
What the?
As the door slammed
Scissors?
shut behind her, the elderly neighbor, still watching from across the street, leaned back in her chair, content. She took a slow
She's
sip
loving
of her
it.
tea.
She's watching a
The
nature
honeymoon's
documentary.
over.
She said with a smirk.
Let's see how long they last now.
Later
Okay,
that night,
she's
the
crazy.
inevitable came,
That's
and it
crazy.
came with a ferocity that no one, least of all the couple, could have anticipated. The wife was sitting at the
Bro.
kitchen table. She was halfway through a bowl of leftover pasta. She slurped down the spaghetti, not even bothering to chew properly. Her
Oh, yeah.
eyes were distant, glazed over,
Time to
consumed by this
explode.
insatiable hunger that had long passed the point of normalcy. Then it happened. A
No.
low,
God.
gurgling noise erupted from deep within her. The sound was grotesque, like something was boiling inside her, just waiting to escape. Her body stiffened, and for a moment, her eyes locked onto the plate in front of her, as if she thought it might save her. But it was too late. Her chest heaved, her face contorted in agony, and with a horrific, unearthly pop, her body exploded.
Why do I
It
feel like
wasn't
the
a
husband's
balloon
about to start
popping.
eating her?
No, it was a full-on eruption. Flesh,
Clean up
blood,
on aisle
and
4.
half
I wonder
if
digested
the old
pasta
bat saw that.
splattered across the room in every direction. The force was so powerful
Ew,
that
dude.
the walls were splattered with pieces of her body, and the table was flipped over
I
in
can't
the
even
chaos.
look. This is
For a
disgusting.
moment, there was only silence. Then the
Oh my
husband,
God.
who had been sitting across the table, froze. His eyes, wide and glassy, stared
If
at
he
the
keeps
empty
eating,
space
bro, I
where his
swear.
wife had been.
He has
His
to.
mouth still open, the spoon hovering in midair, forgotten. He blinked
way.
twice,
You won't.
slowly processing what had just happened. He
Jack,
didn't
stop!
scream. He didn't even flinch. He
Jack,
simply
no!
reached over
Hit Jack.
as though
Do
it was
it.
the most natural thing in the world and
Everybody
took the bowl
eat.
of pasta off.
No,
the
you're
table.
taking the
He
same
didn't
bowl
even
of
bother to
pasta
check
that
if
she
it was
just
safe.
blew up, dumb.
He didn't care.
Oh my God.
He ate it, shoveling the food into his mouth without pause.
Nah.
His
Oh
eyes
my
still
God.
locked on the empty space. As he chewed, he heard
That's
a
the
strange
definition of
gurgling
dial.
sound. It was faint at
Bro,
first.
he's
then
committed.
It grew louder. The gurgling
committed to
turned
the
into a
bit.
deep, unsettling rumble. He looked down at his stomach, his eyes growing
5,
wide with
4,
realization.
3,
His breathing
2,
became shallow. His
1.
fingers tightening around the bowl. The rumbling
this
grew
is sad.
louder, more insistent. He could feel it in
Poor
his
guy.
gut. The pressure building. The boiling
Maybe the bird
heat
comes back.
was coming for him. He knew it was coming for him.
This is the origin
In a
story
final,
of the Burger
desperate
King.
attempt, he shoved the last of the pasta into his mouth, chewing like a
No,
man
you
who thought he could
idiot.
outrun death with carbs. He chewed
probably
faster,
mostly blood.
more frantically. His
not
eyes
salt.
were
He's
just
wild,
carbo loading.
his breath ragged. The explosion was just as violent as the wife's. His body detonated with a force that sent pieces of him flying in every direction. The kitchen was destroyed in an instant. The walls,
guessing
the
Granny
ceiling,
was
the
watching the
counters,
whole thing.
Nothing
Yep.
was safe from
Yeah,
the
she's
fallout.
probably loving
It was as
this.
though the entire house had been hit by a bomb, and in a way, it had. The room fell into silence once again. Across the street, the elderly neighbor, who
Oh
had
my
been
gosh.
watching from her kitchen window, didn't know what to do. She'd been
She's got to feel
If you-
responsible
If you see that, do you tell anybody? Because if you do, they might think that you're clinically insane.
for like watching a couple, you mean?
No, like let's say you were like, hey, I watched these two people eat until they literally combusted and exploded. Like that, like who's gonna believe that?
That's true. I was thinking like the detectives that come in and try to figure out like what happened. There's no way that they would ever guess like, oh, this is a classic case of ate too much. Classic case of cereal at 2 a.m.
We got a ba-da-ba-ba-ba on scene 4.
Two creepers got too close to a human.
No, not funny, Adam.
She'd been spying on them for weeks, those strange, hungry people across the way. She'd seen their odd behaviors, their constant trips to the fridge. But this was something else. Her hands started shaking.
No duh, Granny.
Did she really just see that? Two people explode? She took a few steps backward.
She has
clutching
not
her
been
chest.
taking her medication.
Her mind raced.
The
trying to
grandkids will
convince
never
herself
believe
that
this
what
one.
she saw was just a trick of the light, or maybe it was just her age.
Take
catching
your
up to
Adderall,
her.
Granny.
Dementia? No, she had seen it with her own eyes.
She's
The
schizophrenic.
horror, the explosions. She grabbed the phone.
Send her to
dialing
a
the
home
police
care.
with
She has a
shaking
rotary
hands
phone?
As she relayed the
Oh, great.
bizarre
Oh, yeah,
circumstances
oh,
she
wait,
witnessed
it
to the
is
dispatcher.
1950,
The
I
anomaly
forgot.
was pinged by the Foundation, who was always watching and always listening. By the time the emergency responders arrived, the scene had already been secured by the Foundation.
Were those G-Wagons?
Their agents had already disguised themselves as paramedics,
that was the Model
moving
T.
quickly and efficiently, as if this was just another day at the office. They swept through the house, carefully taking photos and collecting evidence from the remnants of the explosion. Samples were taken, blood and tissue analyzed, the walls and floor scanned for signs of anything unusual. They moved with a precision that was almost surgical, as if the horror they were witnessing was just another puzzle to solve.
Oh my god.
By the next morning, photos of the incident had been leaked to the national media. The coverage was everywhere.
Thanks a lot,
Two
Granny.
people just poof, gone. No warning, no reason. Some reporters claimed it was a freak accident. Others suggested it was some sort of serial killer on the loose.
Murder-suicide.
Regardless of the context, the public couldn't stop talking about it. People speculated, hypothesized, and made up stories. They needed answers. The Foundation tried to control the narrative, but the only thing they could do was plant seeds of doubt that these apparent cases of spontaneous human combustion were nothing but a hoax. SCP-081 is a delightful little virus
Finally,
that turns
some
your
facts.
unhealthy eating habits into a literal explosive event.
Oh, yes,
This
we knew
virus,
it.
which can be spread by rats, intimate
Oh, not
contact,
the
or even
rats.
infected blood, gets to work by hijacking your fat cells and immune system. Its goal? To make you eat everything in sight until your body reaches a point where you explode in a fiery, uncontrollable burst
gotta be a
of
cure.
internal combustion. The virus progresses in 4 stages. First, you start off feeling a bit fatigued, like you've just had a rough week, but nothing too alarming. Then, in the second stage, your body starts to get hot, really hot. Hot flashes hit you like you're in the middle of a heat wave, and you develop an insatiable hunger. You can't stop eating. By the third stage, you're consuming
that's
food
stage
like
2.
there's no tomorrow, but no matter how much you eat,
Okay.
the hunger never goes away. Your body's metabolism slows to a crawl as you gain weight faster than you can count your calories. Finally, in stage 4, your body reaches 55% body fat, and that's when the real fun begins.
55.
At
I
this
think there's
point,
people in
you'll
the
be
world
so
that's
full,
higher than 55.
So bloated,
Oh,
and
yeah,
yet
there are.
still hungry.
They didn't
your body
explode
will
yet.
start to turn on itself, and you'll spontaneously combust.
Did you guys know that there's actually a real life equivalent to this called Prader-Willi syndrome, where you can never feel like you're full, so you just keep eating until your stomach explodes inside of your body? Did you guys know that?
I didn't know that until now.
So the answer is no, Adam.
You gotta be careful, guys.
No, but I believe it just because there are some people that are literally 1,000 pounds out there, which is like, how is that possible? How do you possibly eat that much?
Big Macs are delicious. Taco Bell's pretty delicious. Like, I get it. I really do.
Well, if you can't get full, I would get it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Exactly. Adam, can you tell us more about that?
I didn't know it until now.
Sure, dude.
The explosion is violent, fiery, and a little too much like a bad cooking experiment gone wrong. SCP-081 first gained attention after a series of spontaneous combustion cases in the early 20th century, with the infamous incident involving Mary Reeser in 1951.
Oh, yep.
However, it turns out this virus isn't a new phenomenon. It's been around since 1763, possibly even longer.
The
and most
Kings.
of those earlier mysterious, spontaneous combustion incidents can likely be chalked up to this virus. It wasn't until the 20th century, with increasing access to food and a drop in malnutrition, that SCP-081 cases skyrocketed. The virus's spread and infection rate are higher in modern times, particularly in places like North America,
No!
where the average person
That's
is
not
more
good.
likely to be
Called
well-fed.
it.
That's where
and
we are!
Overfed.
I called it.
SCP-081 is
I'm
now
moving to
classified
South
as a
America.
Euclid hazardous pathogen, though the real kicker is that the virus only affects those with a particular genetic predisposition to fat accumulation. So, in the grand scheme of things, the lesson is, next time you're about to chow down on that second plate of lasagna, think twice. You might just go out with a bang, and not the kind you're hoping for.
The guerrilla soldiers fire their rifles blindly into the jungle. They don't know what exactly they're shooting at, but something is out there among the
What
trees.
is it?
Something they can't
I think it's
see.
gonna be Bigfoot.
Something.
Comment down below
that's
what you think it
killing
is.
them. One of the young soldiers, barely more than a boy, stops to reload. As he pulls the magazine from his rifle, a blur passes by.
Oh, no.
The
That's gotta be
soldier next to
Bigfoot.
him suddenly drops to his knees, clutching
No,
his
it's
neck,
way too fast to
blood
be
pouring
Bigfoot.
out between his fingers.
Bigfoot's pretty fast.
A hand grasps the boy's shoulder,
Adam,
and he spins
it's
around,
even
nearly
scarier than
opening fire
Bigfoot.
on his commander. The older man tells him they've got
It's a
to
guy with a
go, and the
mustache?
boy joins a small group of soldiers who start running through the jungle,
Where even
trying
are
to get
they?
away from whatever this thing is. As they run, there's another flash of movement, and one of the soldiers is pulled into the trees. He can hear his screams
They're
mixed
getting
with
killed
otherworldly
one by one.
shrieks.
This is definitely in
There's nothing they can
Vietnam.
do. It's already too late for
It's
him.
in even worse, Adam.
Another soldier
South
disappears
America.
into the trees with a blur.
Is that worse?
It's just him and the commander
I don't
now.
know.
They emerge from the jungle into a clearing that contains a small abandoned
no!
farm. The commander motions for them to head towards the old farmhouse, and the two take cover around the corner of the home. They crouch with their guns ready, peeking around the corner,
a
looking for
horror
any
movie right
sign
now,
of the
what the heck?
monster that's killed so many of their comrades. The boy wants to know what they should do. He opens his mouth to ask the commander, but he puts a finger to his lips and motions for the boy to keep watching.
I have a feeling that this guy's the SCP. Like, the way that the mustache dude's acting is kind of sus.
How? He's guiding him to safety.
Adam, they are so scared right now in like a life or death situation. He's the only one keeping the squad together.
The boy just asked his commander what to do, and then he goes like,
Yeah, he's telling him to be quiet, you dummy.
There's an SCP hunting them down like a predator.
so you guys don't think it's Bigfoot?
No, it's definitely not Bigfoot, Adam. I've also seen this video before, and I can tell you for sure it is way, way scarier than any Bigfoot you're thinking of.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh. Okay.
The
Thanks
boy
for watching,
peeks around
guys.
the corner of the house.
We're done,
but
right?
He doesn't see anything emerging from the tree
Nope.
line.
We're
It's
just getting
quiet
started.
until the commander begins to scream. The boy turns to see a point
no.
forming on his chest. It's a black
I told
circle.
you! I
No,
told you!
Not black, something darker.
He's turning to the
It's like
SCP.
What is
the
that?
absence
Is that a
of
black
any
hole?
other
It's a black
light.
hole.
The commander screams louder as the point
It might
of
be Iron
darkness
Man.
grows. The commander's
What is
screams
happening?
fade out, even as it looks like he continues to yell. The boy watches as the commander seems to be collapsing.
What?
Sucked
It
into
is a
the
black
orb
hole.
in his chest.
It is.
That is
His body
nasty.
folds in on itself.
He's
growing
spaghetti-fying.
smaller and smaller until it disappears completely into the black hole, which vanishes along with him.
So what do you guys think just happened?
I think the SCP just summoned a black hole to spawn inside of that guy's belly, and then it sucked him. That's like the most overpowered power of all time.
I think that my first prediction was right. That is the SCP, and he's acting like, oh, I'm getting sucked in a black hole, but he's really a teleporter.
No, Adam, no.
Now he's
You're
gonna
so
wrap
wrong.
around. And he's gonna get the little boy.
I don't want to spoil anything, but you guys could both be right.
I knew it.
The boy doesn't know what he just saw, but he doesn't have time to think.
There he is.
Because emerging from the
Ooh!
forest,
Same
What is
guy,
that?
same mustache.
That's not Bigfoot, I
the
told
boy's
you,
never
dummy.
seen anything like it, and runs into the farmhouse.
his feet are pretty
He
skinny.
locks the door and pushes the old
It's
kitchen table
Littlefoot.
in front of it, trying to barricade it as best he can.
Wait, but he opened the door this way.
Yeah, wait.
How does putting a barricade on that side of the door do anything?
He's
Situation,
scared
he's
now.
not
He's just a little
thinking
boy.
logically.
He's not a genius. High
doesn't
level
make any
IQ like
sense.
you.
What do you want him to do, huh? Grow a brain?
I don't know, dude. Something better than that.
He looks around.
Maybe
and
the
spots
SCP
a
will
bed
feel bad
against the
for him
wall.
'cause he's a little
It's
special.
the best hiding spot he can find. So he runs and slides under the bed, pulling himself as
gosh.
close to the wall as
That's
he can.
gonna work.
The boy watches and waits, unsure of what he should do. It's quiet. There's no more screaming of soldiers being killed or any more of those guttural animal-like squeals.
What are these random houses
Maybe
doing
it
in the
decided
middle
to
of
go
nowhere?
back to wherever it came from. The boy doesn't dare come out from under the bed, though, as he watches the door, waiting for something to burst through.
I'm so
He sees
scared.
On my
something else.
toes.
Another of those
No!
black spots appears in the middle of the room.
Not another black hole!
I would try to
Bends
eat it
the
at this
light
point.
around it, distorting the room nearby.
What? Why would you try to
The
eat
boy
it?
watches from under the bed as out of the point, a thin black limb.
No! Run, dude!
Then another.
Is it a
You
spider?
can see its strange pointed
It's
legs
Slender
with
Man.
no feet
Oh
standing just in
my
front of the
God.
bed.
Oh,
now.
it might be Slenderman.
With a high-pitched cry, the creature
That is
effortlessly
nasty.
tosses the bed aside.
Oh my
Oh,
The boy
gosh.
is
No.
left exposed,
They found him.
cowering against
like a
the
No,
wall.
he's
cockroach.
exposed.
The creature screams, opening its wide mouth that seems to split its
Ow!
eyeless face in two,
That is disgusting.
revealing 2 rows of jagged teeth. The boy screams back, crying in fear, and sees that the creature isn't
Try and
eyeless
fight
after
it.
all.
Do
Inside
something.
its grotesque mouth, a milky blue
Punch its-
ball
Whoa.
appears.
Flippin'
There's
nose.
no iris, but the boy
Is he
knows
gonna
whatever this
Kamehameha?
thing is. It's
I
looking
think
at
so.
him.
Is that Goku?
The boy feels his chest grow tight. He looks
no.
down to see that one of the black points is
Oh,
slammed.
GG's. GG's, it's
Yeah,
over.
Himself being
GG's.
squeezed and crushed,
How
pulled
do you even
down
beat
into this
something like
singular
that?
point.
You
All
can't.
noises, including his screams,
Bro.
disappear as he is pulled into
That's
this soundless
insane.
void.
Oh
But
my
then he
gosh.
hears something again. He looks up to see that the creature is being riddled with bullets.
Yeah!
It turns
Oh.
to escape and bursts through the wall of the farmhouse.
Oh, someone just
The
saved his
dark
life.
orb
Who
on
was
the
that?
boy vanishes,
Wow.
and he sees, standing in the
Mustache Man.
doorway, his
Oh.
friend and savior.
How
He
did he? How
clutches
is he
his
still
bleeding throat
alive?
with one hand, holding his rifle in the other. The boy rushes to him as he collapses to the floor.
He
Blood
saved
is
his
pouring
life.
out of his neck,
Wow.
and he can no
But
longer
he's gonna
speak.
die.
But he dies knowing he saved his young friend. The boy starts to feel very tired, and he sits down next to his dead hero.
He's the lone
He's
survivor.
all alone now, his entire group of freedom fighters now wiped out by this
That's
demon.
crazy.
The boy feels nauseous and dizzy. He coughs into his hand and looks down to see that it's covered in his own blood.
No,
A
no.
group of boys run down a jungle.
Is this a whole nother story now? I think we're time jumping in the future.
That is one of the first instances of the prototype being documented, and there's a few more that we're gonna get into, and then Dr. Bob's gonna tell us a little bit more about the prototype and his abilities.
I did not expect it to look like that. That is like ugly.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Demogorgon combined with like a 4-year-old infant.
Laughing and playing when they suddenly stop and grow quiet. There's something up ahead
That's
of
like
them.
us.
It's a man lying on the side of the road.
Who
The boys
dat?
look scared, unsure if they should check it out.
I
But
think it's
then
gonna
the
be the
smallest of
mustache
all of them
man.
emerges from the group and bravely marches up to the man.
Mustache man.
Yeah, where does he
Not
go when
wanting
he
to let
hops
the
in
youngest
black
of their
hole?
friends make them look like cowards. The rest of
We
the
don't
boys
know.
soon follow. The man on the side of the road is moaning and looks to be in
Doing the
pain.
worm.
As they get closer, they can see that he must have been in a terrible accident. His skin is gray, and it looks like his long, thin arms only have
No,
3
no.
fingers. What should they do?
I think this is
The small
Voldemort.
boy
You
picks
gotta
up a
run at
stick
that
and
point.
reaches out with it to poke
No,
the
don't
man,
poke
it.
not
Avada
wanting to touch him with his own hands. But before
It's
he
Harry
can,
Boulder.
the man
no,
rolls
don't
over,
touch it.
opening his mouth with a glassy blue eye
As soon as you see the
inside.
fingers, you don't
The
go near
boys
that
turn
thing.
and run, hands over their ears. Several weeks later, the small Guatemalan
Wait, guys. I think he might have been weak because it was like, it's daytime. It was daytime.
So?
And so maybe he couldn't get up and run and stuff, you know?
Maybe
not?
it's a nighttime
Ooh.
nocturnal hunter.
Maybe he was just napping during the day, you know?
Good. Or maybe he doesn't attack children.
It's like a zombie in Minecraft. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
They're in
small
Guatemala,
Guatemalan
by the
town
way.
holds a meeting. A crowd of people in the room are
I don't know where that
angrily
is.
yelling at the mayor, who stands at a podium,
South
demanding
America?
answers from him about what happened to their dead
I
or
think so.
missing loved ones. A series of photos are hung on the wall behind the mayor in remembrance of those who have disappeared into the forest.
A lot of bald
or
guys.
It was for the
mysteriously
little
died from
boys.
a rapid illness, including the brave young boy.
Oh no.
Wait, there was still
One man
missing?
shouts at the mayor, wanting to know
Yeah,
where
they're
his
missing.
daughter was.
What?
Another
Dead.
asks how her healthy husband could drop dead from an illness after being perfectly healthy only days before. The mayor tries to calm the frustrated townspeople, telling them that he knows there have been rumors of a demon out in the forest, but that's all they are, rumors. The mayor warns them, though, that something is out there, though he doesn't know what. There is an animal or man that is making people sick. It may also be hunting people. Neither he nor the police know exactly what is going on. But there is good news. A group of men have come to help them.
Is that the SCPs
The mayor points
right there?
towards a stern-looking
Yes,
man
it
in a
is.
military uniform who is standing with a small group of other soldiers and a
There we
scientist off to the side of the stage. The mayor explains that this man, General Machoy, is from America.
Yeah.
And that he's going to help them. The
America!
crowd doesn't cheer in the way that the mayor seems to
Get
have
those guns
expected,
going.
But they at least stop their yelling as the general steps to the podium and thanks the mayor for the introduction.
How do you trap
The
a
general
creature
looks
that
over
has
the
a
crowd
black
who are
portal?
waiting and hungry
It can
for
teleport
answers about
anywhere.
the monster that's suddenly
They don't
begun
know yet.
plaguing their town. He tells them that it is true that he's been sent here by the US government in order to investigate what's been happening and stop whatever threat is out there in the jungle by any means necessary. He can't promise that he'll be able to bring back any of their missing
nasty.
loved ones, but he can at least prevent whatever this is from taking any more.
What would your strategy be to capture this thing?
Well, I'd probably have to send a lot of D-class personnel at it, and then maybe confuse it. Like I send 100, like, you know, just like criminals at it, and then it's gonna like start spawning in black holes, and then eventually it'll tire itself out, and then it'll take a nap, and then that's when I tranquilize it, and then I take it away.
So pretty much you'd sacrifice human life to capture it.
That's the only way to do it.
That's messed up, Jack.
Messed up, Jack.
Gotta do
real
what you
messed
gotta
up.
do in the world of SCPs.
I would take everyone's favorite puppies and I get them all in a group and then I'd sacrifice them.
What? That's so much worse.
What's that? Wait, that's worse?
How's that worse?
Comment down below. Jack's crazy.
Why do they have to be your favorite puppies? Can't they just be like my least favorite?
Sacrifice.
We don't even know if this thing likes
He then
likes
gestures to
puppies.
the rest of his group and tells the crowd
Sacrifice!
that the men he has brought with him have been specially trained to deal with this exact type of situation, and that they don't need to worry any longer. The only thing everyone needs to do is stay out of their way, and all will be taken care of. With that, he walks off the stage as the crowd erupts into more shouting.
I'd be so
General
confused.
Machoy stops at the scientists waiting next to the stage. Well, Dr. Ketter, what do you think? The scientist adjusts his glasses and answers, "This is what we've been preparing for. The overseers kept telling us this day would come. It looks like it finally has." The group of soldiers led by General
All right, here's
Machoy
their plan.
make their
Let's
way
see.
through the dense forest.
He's got a bazooka.
Dr. Ketter is just ahead
What are
of
they
us.
gonna do with that?
using a
Exactly what they were
Geiger
doing
counter to follow the
before.
What happens
creature.
if you shoot a
The audible
bazooka into a
clicks of
black
the
hole?
radioactive entity
It
telling
goes
him which
through
way
the
it
black
came.
hole and then back at you.
They track the source of the radiation
It comes out
to
your
a
butt.
clearing in the jungle where a small village once stood. Most of the buildings are overgrown
way
with
more
plants
houses than
and
before.
thick vines, but with it growing dark, it
It's a different
seems as safe a
location.
place as they will find to make their camp for the night.
Oh no.
The soldiers fan out to search what's left of the town as Dr. Ketter continues looking
Please.
around for where the
go
radioactive
by
trail
yourself.
might lead them next. As General Machoy is checking out one of the many dark old buildings, one of the older soldiers cries out, "Hey General, it looks like this generator still works." With the sound of an old diesel motor coming to life.
Why would
lights
they
in the
ever go
village
here at
suddenly
night?
flicker on.
What are they doing?
Now
They have
after
to
during the
hunt this
day.
thing down.
And light. Though he'd never admit it, General Machoy was feeling nervous about spending the night in the jungle.
Me
but
too.
now at least some of those nerves were being washed away by the old flickering yellow lights. Later that
That's even worse now because the monster knows exactly where to find them. The lights are awful idea. That's terrible.
I don't think that the lights would really matter though. I think that the monster's gonna track them down either way.
No, Alec, you're so wrong. No, they want to sneak attack the thing. They don't want to lure it anywhere.
So they want to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want it to find them. They want to find it and sneak attack
Well,
it.
they gotta do something. What are they supposed to just sleep in the jungle in the middle of the night with no light at all?
Yes.
No, that is why you would never survive a single second in the jungle alone.
I'd put that thing in a chokehold and just...
Oh, Adam, you're so stupid. The prototype is basically like a grizzly bear, dude. It's an animal, and it will sniff you down, and it will eat you from the inside out.
All right, my bad. I didn't know you were a SCP-001 expert.
I am. I'm telling you, this is exactly what they gotta be doing. Also, why do you guys think they have like the radioactive thing?
Because maybe the SCP farts like radioactivity stuff, and it's helping them track them. He's like Godzilla.
That's the worst take I've ever heard.
What?
It's definitely like the whenever it spawns in that black hole or the
Yes.
whatever, it sends off
Yes.
a frequency. It sends off a frequency
Yes.
of energy that they can detect, so they know when it's in the
Yes.
area. Go off, sister.
Freed Slay King.
Hey.
That night,
Bro, your
Yes,
the
prototyping
general
right
is
now.
questioning Dr. Ketter on where the
I
creature
got a
went.
black hole for me, if you know what I
Dr.
mean.
Ketter is confused, though. His readings showed high traces of radiation leading into this village. The creature came here, he was sure of it, but now he can't figure out where it went. It's as if it came into the village and then simply vanished. Outside, one of the soldiers on watch
There we
tells the
go.
rest of the group who are
Soldiers
sitting
are gonna
around the
start
fire
dropping.
to shut up, that he thinks he saw something in the woods.
They're going
Everyone
insane.
immediately springs into action, taking defensive positions and aiming their rifles into the dark tree line. There it is again, he says,
Oh.
as a flash of darkness
That's what I'm
moves
talking
just
about.
beyond
Why
the
do it at
clearing.
night?
No, it's over here, says another soldier on the opposite side.
So dumb.
How could the creature
so
be
dumb.
moving so
scary.
fast around them? Are there multiple of whatever this is out there?
They need better
The
guns,
soldiers
too.
form a circle to make sure that the thing can't get behind them. What they can't see is the point of
Oh,
darkness.
my God.
between
there it
the
is!
backs
No!
and
The
thin
black
pointed legs
hole!
stepping out
And
of
there
it.
it is.
The general's radio comes
This
to
is
life.
exactly why you
I
were
think
wrong,
we've got
Alec.
something out here, but his message is cut off by screams and the sound of gunfire. General Machoy tells Dr. Ketter to stay inside and runs out of the building,
That's
where
what
he
happens
finally
when
gets a
you let
glimpse
it
of the
find
demon
you.
that they've been tracking. The tall,
Oh
thin
my
creature is
God.
And there it
massacring
is.
his squad.
That is
Dashes
disgusting.
between them at an
It looks
inhuman
gross,
speed, using
dude.
its three-fingered
It's like a
hands
spider
to rip the limbs
gremlin.
off of some soldiers and slash at
How's it
others with
ripping
its
off
razor
arms and
sharp
legs that
claws,
easily?
opening up their necks or
how
disemboweling
girls
them
think they look
before
like when they
moving
wake
on
up.
to the next. The general
He's eating them
fires
like
his
a
rifle
bloomin'
at the
onion.
creature and misses, but it's enough to get it to retreat. General Machoy
Ew.
runs back
That thing
inside
is
the building
nasty.
where Dr. Ketter is waiting. What was it? What did you see out there? The general doesn't know how to begin describing the monster
Ew.
that just killed all of his men. It's like
Ew.
nothing he's ever seen before, and something that no amount of training could prepare him for.
There
As
go
the two
all
men
the
ponder what to
soldiers.
do next, the Geiger counter on the table suddenly starts to click,
Here we go.
softly at first, but then more and more,
Oh, that means
as
it's
if a
getting
huge amount of
closer.
radiation has suddenly flooded the room.
Oh my
The
gosh.
general grabs the doctor
It's
and
the black
drags him
hole.
out, leaping out of the building just before it collapses in on itself.
Whoa!
disappearing
Shoot it with
into
the bazooka!
micro-singularity that formed inside.
Shoot the black hole.
The two men look up.
Yeah,
to see it
use
standing
that
right in
bazooka,
front of
bro.
them.
Blow it
Its
up.
huge
They only
mouth
have one
open
bullet.
to
They gotta use it
reveal
on
its
this guy.
glassy blue eye.
Oh my gosh,
Look
that-
out!
it's
Dr.
clearly
Ketter
British.
cries. But he isn't talking about the demon, as he and the general roll to the side, just avoiding the power line that has been cut loose by the destroyed building.
Oh no. Oh
The power
no.
line hits the ground
Maybe
and
they could
immediately
use that as a
begins
weapon.
to spark, sending out bright pulses of white electrical light. The creature cries out with a gut-wrenching scream and
It hates
collapses
light.
to
Oh, it's
the
getting
ground,
him.
huddling up
Oh,
into
it's
a
getting
ball
him.
as it tries to cover up
Alec,
its
you
mouth
were
with
right.
its
It doesn't
thin
like
arms.
light.
Is
Bazooka.
it the electricity? The general asks, confused
Bazooka.
about what suddenly stopped the killer's rampage. But Dr. Ketter realizes that this isn't the sparking
This guy's
power
looking
line that
dirty.
the creature has been
Get that
immobilized
thing.
by.
Hurry up!
It's the flashing light.
Get him!
The general doesn't wait for
Yes!
his answer, though.
Shoot!
As the weighted net
There we go!
trapping the
Oh, it's a
howling
net.
creature.
Oh, it's.
They just wanted to capture him, Alec. They just wanted to capture
I was ready for the
Wait,
biggest
what?
explosion, and it's a
No,
I
fucking
thought it was
net.
gonna explode him into bits!
Alex stood up for a net.
Are you
Alec got
serious?
baited.
Sit down. Sit down. It was a net.
Bro, I was so hyped for the
They
bazooka
might-
blast.
they might as well be going
Capture it,
fishing.
not kill it, Alec.
What the
Capture,
heck?
kill,
Alec
love,
was
not
so
hate.
hyped over this bazooka.
Come on.
I was waiting for the bazooka ever since I saw it.
Let's add our own explosion. Throw in an explosion for Alec.
All right, let's play that again, but let's do an explosion.
Wait for his answer, though. The howling.
Whoa! Wow, that was so
Dr.
epic
Ketter
and
examines
cool.
the creature at the
Yay.
Field Research Center that has been set up
days later.
several miles from the village. A strobe light has been
got
affixed
it.
to the inside of the creature's cage, but even when the doctor turns the light off, the grayish-brown skinned entity still remains curled up in a ball on the floor. The doctor wonders if perhaps the
Oh,
creature
it's
is
Shy
hungry,
Guy.
but it shows no interest in any of the various meats, fruits, and vegetables they've
Interesting.
presented to it. The doctor stands in the doorway of the tent that has been set up to house the creature's cage and gives an update to General Machoy, who is anxious to get the creature moved to the United States and a more secure containment environment. Dr. Ketter stresses that he fears the journey might kill this creature, though, and put an end to the incredible research and testing they can perform on this amazing living specimen.
Do you guys think it's better to kill the creature because it's dangerous or to study it?
Study it. Find out how it's making the black holes, and then we can create our own black holes, and then create dark matter, which is what created superheroes such as the Flash.
Alec?
I would just kill it. It's way too dangerous. If it can summon black holes, it could probably suck up the entire world. And we can't have that happen. So I would just kill it and get it away. Pee-poo, boo-boo.
You would have shot a
The
real
general
bazooka
turns
at
to
it.
leave,
I would've
but
shot a
stops to
bazooka
salute
at
the
it.
body of one of his soldiers being carried by on a stretcher. Dr. Ketter himself turns to go back to his research when he notices something. The creature's mouth is ever so slightly open. Dr. Ketter has yet another idea. That night,
What's he
Dr.
going to
Ketter
do?
enters the
He's gonna
temporary
sneak
morgue
in.
and takes a severed arm from one of the dead soldiers.
Oh.
Back in the research tent, he presents the arm to the creature, sliding it through the cage bars.
No, that's messed
The
up.
creature doesn't react, but Dr. Ketter continues to watch and wait. After a time, the creature finally stirs. It's the first time he has seen it move since it was captured. The creature reaches out with its long three-fingered hand and grabs the arm before starting to feed on it.
It only eats
Don't
humans.
you?
That is
Dr.
nasty.
Ketter asks, and bizarrely, the creature seems to respond, giving an almost
Nom, nom,
baby-like
nom,
I hate
coo.
this SCP.
There's lots more of that if you behave. All I want is to study you, learn how you work. The creature continues to
Ew.
feed, starting to crunch on the bones now that all the meat is gone.
Ew.
Can't we just give it like
Yes, I
horse
believe
meat?
you'll be good, the doctor says as he approaches the cage. You're going to make me world famous.
Or a chicken leg?
Soon, everyone will know the name Herman Ke... The creature's hand shoots out from
or
between
maybe
the bars
not.
so quickly
Oh,
he
you
never even
are
saw it.
actually so
Dr.
dumb.
Why
Ketter
would he
starts
get
to
that
scream
close?
as it grasps and claws at
Oh
him.
my
A
gosh.
soldier standing guard outside runs in, but a black point of light immediately appears.
No, no!
Causing him to
Are
fall
you
in
kidding me?
himself into
Do the
singularity.
flashing light! Do the flashing
The creature
light!
drops the bloody Dr. Ketter to the
That's
floor,
crazy.
who reaches for the emergency strobe light activation button as another singularity opens up inside of the cage.
Please click
Quick!
it
The
quickly,
creature
quickly,
appears to
quickly.
willfully
Quick!
step into it
And-
before
Too late.
emerging out of
He's
another
gone,
just
he's
outside
gone.
of the bars.
Are you kidding me?
More soldiers rush into the tent in time to
That
see the
doctor's
creature
so
feeding
dumb.
on the still living Dr. Ketter.
Oh my gosh.
One presses the button to activate the high-powered strobe lights, which cause the creature to start screaming and thrashing about, trying to escape the flashing
way.
lights. Multiple nets are fired onto the creature, pinning it to the ground as its screams
Oh, good,
slowly
they
fade
captured
back
it
to
again.
Oh my
embers.
gosh.
On
They're gonna get a new
overseer
doctor
orders,
on that.
the creature is moved to ADRX-19, a secure base located somewhere in North America. The site's director
No
gives a
paparazzi.
presentation to a group and explains that thanks to the work of the late Dr. Ketter, they now know that the creature exhibits signs of fear and sickness when in the presence of strobing lights, and that it is unable to produce the microsingularities that it uses for defense and teleportation when it is in this sickened state. When healthy, though, the creature is extremely dangerous thanks to its superhuman speed,
How do they
strength,
contain
and
this
cunning.
thing without the
It was
strobe lights?
also discovered that it is unable
They
to
don't.
teleport
They
when
need the
led,
strobe
Yeah, but how do
which
they
its
test
new
anything
containment
about
cell
it then?
has been
It's
lined
'cause it's gonna
with,
be sick.
And extreme security procedures have
don't
been
know.
implemented, including the installation of a reinforced steel blast door and constant patrols of the outside of the cell by armed guards who are equipped with high-powered strobe lights. The site director leaves the room and the overseers discuss the fate of the creature, which has been given the designation number 86243AR-001, though most have taken to calling it simply 001. One of the overseers argues that the creature must be secured and contained in order to protect humanity. Who
Yes.
knows how many
See.
more of these might be out
See.
there? They now know that the rumors of these types of entities aren't merely isolated events, and that there could be countless more of these anomalies. Hundreds, maybe even thousands.
Oh my gosh.
The rest of the overseers unanimously
the sound
agree.
of that.
One of them picks up the report
the
that was left
origin story
behind
of
by
how
the
the
site
SCP
director. Redact this
organization
report
was created.
immediately and start a new document archive. This is only the prototype. I have the feeling there will be many more of these.
The storm wrenches. The yawning sound of metal buckling and ripping can barely be heard over the explosive
This is my
waves.
worst nightmare.
Crew members
No,
pour
Alec,
out of
trust
the
me, this is going to be
fragmented
your
ship,
favorite
washed away
SCP
with the
of all
water,
time.
like
I can't tell you why,
any
though.
flooding nest. The deck lurches and tips upwards into the air. A wave crashes against it, almost knocking the sailor off the railing.
would be
but
terrible.
he clings on for dear life. Soaked through, shivering violently,
gosh.
and feeling the dreaded exhaustion creeping into his limbs, he looks around helplessly as his crewmates drown around him. Only one
Dude,
man
this is a
remains on the
nightmare.
deck with him. But the captain's usual steely confidence has gone.
Maybe the
Behind
SCP's
man's
like a
bushy
good one,
beard
like the
and
tickle
grizzled
monster.
Skin, the
it's
sailor
gonna save
sees
them.
a little boy scared
Ooh, I
out
like
of his
that.
mind. The captain grabs the sailor by the scruff of the neck and hauls him close enough for them to shout over the sound of the seas around them. I saw her. The captain's rambling and ranting, repeating himself.
Saw who?
and
Captain's
going
gesticulating
crazy. He
wildly
saw
at the
her.
seas around them.
Who?
The Naiad. I saw her in the water this morning.
What?
Our voyage was cursed from the start.
Oh,
Should
okay.
never have left
SCP's
port.
bad.
She's in the
SCP's
water
bad.
now.
She's a
colossal
curse.
wave throws what is left of the boat
Oh
through
my
the air.
gosh,
The
dude.
railing slips through the sailor's fingers as he flies
We
high
don't even know the
between
size of
waves.
this thing.
For a
Oh,
moment,
no.
The world stands
For all we know, the SCP could be the entire tidal wave. We have no idea right now.
Is this one of those characters that like sings to sailors and then like hypnotizes them, or
that's a mermaid.
That's what I think it is.
It could be. It could be. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but Alec, you might be on the right track.
You're right, Alec.
Yeah.
Seems like you got
I'm
hit by a
excited.
wave
Jack
in your
said,
brain.
well, Jack said this could be my favorite SCP. I'm excited.
I guess we'll find out why.
Still,
Yeah.
it's like he's a gull hovering in place, surveying the carnage beneath him. And there in the water,
Oh!
what looks
I saw something. I saw something. I saw
But the
something.
world isn't standing still. He hurtles back towards the ocean
I'm
and
locked in.
slams into it hard enough to
This
knock
could
the
be
air
GG's.
clean out of his lungs. Icy water tugs at him,
Oh.
pulling him
Oh,
down.
no, he's going
That's
down.
awful.
and
Getting
deeper,
pulled down to the
colder
bottom.
and colder.
I'd be scared
Like
of sharks.
arms
Whoa!
wrapping around him,
What is that?
dragging
Oh God.
him. The sailor wakes with a start. Water laps
she
at his
got him.
face.
Is it fake?
What
That
were
looks like
once
the Manhattan
hulking waves
Project.
are now little more than ripples. He spits
Oh,
out a
she
mouthful
saved
of
him.
sand and shakes his head. His body's trembling violently.
we
from
don't know
the
yet.
cold, but the warm glow of the sun on his back is already doing its best
This
to
could
help
be
him.
like her feeding ground or
How
something.
on earth had he survived that? There are groans all around him.
Nah,
Dotted
this is
along
good.
the beach
Wow.
are his
All
fellow
of them got
fishermen.
saved.
He hasn't got the energy
I don't
to
think
count
so.
them, but it doesn't look like all of them. Just ahead of him, further up the beach, sits the captain.
See what I'm talking about?
Rocking back and forth,
He's scared.
trembling, the captain noiselessly points a finger out to sea. Using what little energy he has left,
This is
the sailor
bad.
rolls onto his back to
That's
see
good
the
they're
silhouette
alive.
Oh!
of a woman standing there on the water. No, not a silhouette. The morning sunlight is shining straight through her, as if
It's
she's
her!
made of nothing
Where'd
but
Alec
water.
go?
It's
She
the
steps
Alec just
delicately
passed out.
across the surface of the water.
We
walking
lost
towards
Alec.
The coughing
I
fishermen
knew
who've
Alec would
all
like
seen her
this
by now.
SCP.
There's a
I think you just
delicacy
killed
to how
Alec.
she walks, tiptoeing gently on the rippling water, as if scared of disturbing it even
Oh
slightly.
my gosh.
The light dances and glitters on her skin like it does
She
across
saved
the
them
ocean.
all.
Oh my
No,
god.
not skin. She really is made of water. Every inch of her is composed entirely of what looks like the purest, cleanest water the sailor has ever seen. Was it her? The
This
arms that he felt
SCP
dragging him through the water?
rocks!
She saved everybody.
Did she
Isn't that
save him?
sweet?
Did she save all of them?
Wait, she's the best.
This is the
Water
best
nymph waits
SCP
with the men
ever!
Until the ambulances arrive.
Wait.
She walks across
Guys,
the
we gotta
sand,
get a
going
boat.
between them. Every few minutes, she dips her toes back in the sea and takes what looks like a deep breath, even though she has no lungs to fill.
I did not know SCPs could look like this. Like, I thought SCPs were scary, terrifying, makes you want to cry at night in horror. But
Guys, hear me out.
Exactly.
my mind's opening up to the SCP universe.
Alec is about to have the craziest hear me out of all time. Go ahead.
Let's invest in a giant boat and sail off in the sea.
Okay, Alec,
the
I see where you're
biggest
going with
hurricane
it.
ever.
Alec, we're gonna need to reel you back in. I'm gonna hit you with the fishing line. I'm gonna reel you back in here, okay? Alec, I get what you're saying, but they just went through a horrific experience. They almost died. What if she doesn't save us?
and we still know.
Well, she did save them.
But what if she doesn't save us?
Yeah, we don't know if she's evil or not yet. We don't know if she's gonna do something weird to these guys.
I'm willing to risk
You
it.
don't know yet. You don't know.
She can do something weird. I don't care.
Oh my gosh, guys. Comment down below if you trust this
Offering
SCP.
noiseless
That is a
comfort.
tall glass
Come
of
on,
water.
guys.
Abandoned house just up from the beach. What looks like the mansion of a former millionaire. In apparent fascination, the nymph keeps going over to examine.
Oh, she
the
goes
ornate
right to the
fountain
money,
in
of course.
courtyard. Even in a state
She'll
of
love
disrepair,
you, Alec.
the fountain is
Not
stunning.
really.
She lowers herself gently into the water and disappears under the surface, just as the first
That's
ambulance
interesting.
rounds the corner.
Maybe she doesn't
As
want to
the
be seen by
paramedics
anybody.
wrap the foil blanket around the sailor and walk him to the vehicle, he catches the nymph poking her head out of the surface of the fountain's water.
That's kind of
He's not
creepy.
the only one to see.
Oh no.
Tucked just out of sight near the tree line is
That's
a
not good.
nondescript black sedan
CIA.
with a group of men sitting inside.
Those guys are definitely going to try and capture her and like bring her back to the laboratory to do tests and experiments.
Yeah, I'm always surprised about how like the SCP Foundation, how do they even know where to be at the right time? It's pretty impressive.
Stories. They probably heard stories. You know.
If you heard stories, would you show up like this?
Do you remember in the beginning, the guy talked about how he saw a lady in the water? So it was a known thing, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Because he was like, oh, it's a curse. So I'm sure they've been looking around that area for a while.
It could be.
One of them takes a photograph of the water woman in the fountain, while another talks urgently over the phone. The sailor has barely been in the back of the ambulance for 2 minutes before one of the men from the car approaches him. The man holds an expensive-looking watch in his hand.
That kind of looks like Shy
Excuse
Guy.
me, sir, does this belong to you? The sailor sits up suspiciously. He's about to open his mouth to refute the man when the needle penetrates his thigh
Hey,
and
yo,
the amnestic fills his bloodstream.
Yo!
By the time
What's
the
going
sailor
on?
What are they
arrives
doing?
at the hospital, all his memories of the previous 24 hours
They're
have
like
slipped
Men in
away
Black. They just
into
erase
the
his
abyss.
memory.
Yeah.
The containment team
crazy.
is at work in less than 6 hours, while a group of agents,
Wow.
dressed in scrubs, follow the ambulances to the hospital to ensure
Dressed
all
in
accounts
Adam?
of the ship's
They are
crash
no
have been
joke.
entirely erased. Another team sets to work, cordoning off the beach. A tourist
So
family.
the SCP made a big mistake. She left the ocean and she went into the fountain. So she's stuck in there right now. I don't know. I guess Alex said that she liked the money, so maybe it was that.
And that fountain's probably dirty too. It's an abandoned mansion. It hasn't been cleaned in forever.
Exactly, but you know the ocean's pretty dirty, so I guess that's just how she likes it.
Yeah.
Tourist family, excited about their day at the beach, argue with the disguised agents cordoning off the road. I'm sorry, ma'am, but there's nothing we can do. A shark sighting is a shark sighting. We just can't risk
Shark
it today.
sighting.
Meanwhile,
They're lying.
a steady stream of
Yeah, why would they
construction
need
vehicles
backhoes?
rumbles past, followed by a large Home Depot truck. They all pull
thought
up
Home
outside
Depot
the
trucks were
mansion,
orange.
where a team of agents has the fountain
All this for a
surrounded.
shark.
Tasers and cattle prods at the ready. They grip their weapons at even the slightest ripple of water.
No,
Excavators
don't
get to work
hurt
quickly,
her.
drilling at the ground around the fountain.
Alec, you don't even
cracking
know
through
her.
the paving stones.
Yeah, but it's
And before
mean.
anyone
She
nearby
feels like
has
he
any
does.
clue of what's happening.
Oh, there's
the fountain
pipes.
has
Maybe
been
she went down the
removed,
pipes.
Loaded into the back
Yeah,
of the
good call.
watertight fake
I don't
Home
know,
Depot
Alex.
truck
Thanks.
and has
I don't think
disappeared
they'd
over
mess
the
around like
horizon.
that.
The water nymph refuses to poke her head out of the water the whole way. The world around
I don't
her
know if
is
she's in
dark
there.
and dry.
They got her.
She shakes and rumbles for hours. The beautiful fountain she'd climbed into just a few hours earlier now feels
Why would she
tiny.
do that?
There's barely enough water in here for her to swim in a circle. She'd always observed these strange-looking vehicles from a distance, lifting her eyes up above the waves for a few minutes to watch them crawling along the dark
is why you
roads
never
with
do
their
good
18
things.
wheels. She'd always wondered what was inside all of them, with their colorful
she did it on
paints and
purpose.
strange names. At least she now has some idea of what Home Depot does. Part of their business model evidently involves
She was curious
kidnapping.
at Home Depot.
To stop the panic rising up too high in her chest, the water nymph focuses on stilling the water in the fountain. All of the bumps and turns in the road, she focuses all her energy on holding all the water in place and keeping it level.
I think she has some power that we're not aware of that she's about to pull out right now. Something where she can bend the water in whatever way she wants.
Yeah, it's working on me, whatever her power is.
It could be, but do you guys think that the SCP Foundation did the right thing by capturing and kidnapping her?
Well, it depends.
I think so.
It depends what they do with her, you know? Maybe they give her everything she's ever wanted.
They just gotta find out if she's one of the dangerous ones or not. And then if she's a nice one, then she'll
Yeah,
she'll
if
get
they're
released.
mean to her, then I would say, no, you don't do that, you meanie pants.
How could you even hurt water?
You know? Yeah.
You could electrocute
I guess
it. You
burn it.
could pour it out on the ground.
Imagine
Put
if they
oil in
turn
there,
her.
light
What
it
if,
on
they turn her
fire?
into a
Yeah.
gas and then you?
What?
If the water around her is still, maybe she won't feel so scared. It isn't really working. But at least her
she's
precious
scared.
little amount of fresh water isn't
Alex, she
spilling
needs
out
you
all
now
over
more
the
than ever.
watertight
She's calling
inside
to you,
of
Alec.
the container. She's just about convinced herself that she's used to her cage when it suddenly stops. The rumble sound cuts out, the shaking stops, and voices somewhere outside discuss what to do with her, saying words like containment protocol, initial testing,
Oh,
and
no.
security measures.
She's gonna get
The
tortured.
water nymph dips her head back below the surface of the water as the rear doors open. She's going to make the most of this. That's what she's decided. Having spent all her life underwater, observing the humans from afar, she'd always dreamed of one day meeting one.
This is
There had
almost
been
like Little
moments,
Mermaid.
Sure, times when she'd
Kinda,
wave
yeah.
at a child on the deck of a ferry or guide a ship through the fog, but up close, never. They look funny.
Whoa.
When you see them up close, they're such strange colors, so fleshy
Albert
and hairy.
Firestein.
It's bizarre not being able to see through them. How are they supposed to swim? These humans in particular are even more strange than the others.
That's weird.
Dre-
She seems so calm. I don't know why. Maybe just because she doesn't know?
Yeah, every other SCP that we've seen, pretty much, other than the Tickle Monster, has been like super crazy and like over the top, and they want to kill everything and everybody.
She's kind of just
But she's
curious
just
right
super
now.
chill, yeah.
Yeah, that's a green light.
Dressed in long
Green
white
flag.
coats, always walking
Alec would
around
say.
with clipboards and strange little devices that light
wonder
up
how
and
old
make
she is.
sounds when they poke them. She
Probably-
wonders
she
if
could
they
be
get sick of
centuries
having their
old.
legs
Centuries.
stuck to the ground all the time. What if they see something interesting floating above them?
That's legal.
They can't just swim upwards. They need to get on one of those plane things. This will be fun, getting to meet real people for the first time. She keeps telling herself
Oh,
that
she's, like,
because if she
excited for
doesn't,
this.
it all becomes too scary. They haven't put her back in the sea, a river, or even a pool. They've just kept her
we
in
got
her
a
fountain.
POV
It
from
sits
her.
right
That
in
was
the
awesome.
middle of a brightly lit chamber. 4 white walls, a white
Dang,
ceiling,
that
and a
stinks.
white floor. 1 white door. The
Wow.
lights are always on. The temperature always
It's like
the
a
same.
Mr. Beast video.
For days and days, she just sits in her fountain, alone. Occasionally, one of the humans will come in wearing a big rubber suit. They look totally ridiculous.
Is that even
Taking big,
necessary?
slow steps,
She didn't do
they'll
anything
approach
to
her
them.
fountain.
I
Why
guess,
is he
yeah, they're
moving
just
like
playing
a
with
ballet?
Out
her.
of the water to greet the human,
Yeah,
doing
look,
her
she
best
was
to
waving.
wave like she's seen them do to each other. But the human immediately turned around and ran back out of the chamber.
Oh no, she waved
next
at me,
time,
what do I
she was
do?
slow and
That would,
gentle.
that would so
looked
be
at me.
Alec. That would be Alec. But he'd run away because he's scared to talk to
That
her.
would be new. I do get nervous. I do get nervous and scared.
I'd also
you
run, I'm
know.
not gonna lie.
They say hello, I say goodbye.
You don't
it's
even
about how
speak,
our
you just
conversations
sprint.
go.
I'm Alec!
Stuff.
Gentle,
It's harder than it
raising
looks,
both her
guys.
hands innocently and letting the human approach without doing anything.
Hands
The
up.
human lowered some kind of glass container into the water in her fountain and took some of the water away. He must have been
no.
thirsty. She's seen the humans get like that sometimes. How they're not thirsty all the time, she has no clue.
Yo.
It doesn't look like there's a drop of water anywhere in them,
We're staring right into
except
her
for
eyes.
their eyes. She tries to catch the human's eye as he leaves, but he just walks straight out of her
That guy
chamber,
is terrible.
carrying
Why is
away
that
the
guy
little
so
container
sus?
of water. But this time,
He needs to find a new
she
job
has
if
an
he's that
idea.
scared.
She waits patiently for a few days, waiting for another one of the humans to come and see her.
I want to know what her powers
It's
are.
hard to tell how much time has passed because it's always sunny in here, but it must have been a few days by now. Sure enough, the door opens and a human in another big rubber costume comes in. She rises out of the water
scared.
slowly so as not to scare them and lets her form melt and shift, feeling her body flow into a different shape.
Whoa.
She does her
Oh, she's
best to copy
changing.
the human's big rubber suit. She's
Whoa.
practiced
Whoa.
this for years in the
Whoa.
sea, copying
Hey,
the shapes
yo.
of different humans
Alec
she
doesn't like
sees.
that.
The human stops walking and stares at her. She tries to wave
That's
again.
one of her powers, Adam.
The human
Shapeshifter.
waves back.
That's
Success.
pretty cool.
For almost a minute, they stand there waving at each other. She knows this
minute
is longer
straight.
than most humans would wave at each other, but it's just so exciting she can't help herself. Maybe this will be her first friend.
I wonder if she has any
Imagine
family.
that, having a human friend. The human takes a hesitant
doesn't
step
seem
towards
like it.
her. This is her chance.
Oh gosh, oh
Lifting
gosh,
herself
oh gosh,
up
oh
and out
gosh.
of the water,
He's gonna run.
the nymph steps out of her fountain for the first time. She
This can't be
pauses,
good.
careful not to spook the human. They do scare very easily, but this time, he stays. Better than that, he takes another step towards her, then
Whoa.
another, until they're within touching
Alec,
Something
how do you
bad's
feel
gonna
about
happen.
this?
She can
Something
feel
bad's
the
gonna
water
I think it's gonna be an
beating in her
accident,
chest,
though. I don't think she's
pumping
gonna do it on
excitedly
purpose.
He's gonna
through her
Will
body.
Smith her. He's gonna Will
The
Smith
human
so
her.
has another
friendly.
one of those glass containers in its hand.
No.
It raises the container up slowly for her to look at. She leans in to see why this strange little creature is showing her a piece of glass. She's seen these 1,000 times before in the seas. There's glass and plastic everywhere for her to
This
look
is
at.
not gonna be good.
What's so special about this?
Run!
The human takes a swipe at her. The glass container
No!
strikes the side of her head and extracts a chunk of water. She staggers away, hands raised in fear. What had she done wrong? Why did the human do that to her?
That's messed up.
She
That's
feels
so messed
faint.
up.
Her head swims
I
and not
told
in the
you she'd
usual
get Will
pleasant way.
Smithed.
Her body works hard to redistribute all the water around her body, rebuilding that part of herself
That
in a
wasn't even
split
that much
second.
water.
Oh,
It doesn't
no.
stop the pain or the sudden wave of tiredness.
She's got to
She
get back
stumbles
into the
back
water.
into the fountain and plunges beneath the surface, letting the water merge with her body again.
Okay, we learned a few things. One, she can feel pain. And one, she doesn't have an infinite supply of water when she leaves the source.
You said one, and then you said one again. That's two different
And
points.
also,
Adam.
one, she's super friendly and she doesn't want to hurt any of the human. At least yet. They might push her to hurt them.
But the
And
surface
one,
of the
she's super
fountain
cool.
isn't still. It trembles and shakes as she
You like her
lies
better
at the
with the
bottom
suit on or
in
without,
fear.
Alec?
Why had the human done that to
No
her?
comment.
By the time she has the courage to peek out of the water again, the human is gone. The lights in
Alec,
the
you think
ceiling
you'd like
seem
her better
brighter than
if,
ever.
like, she shapeshifted into Adam?
No comment.
Than ever. The next day is the first time she really misses the sea.
Could've
She
just
would
said
race
no.
from coast to coast, feeling herself getting dragged along in the ocean gyres as she flowed between continents. She would study the rainbow colors of the Great Barrier Reef
That'd be so
before catching a
boring.
current to Venice
Just be
or
stuck by
Jamaica.
yourself.
She'd hug the bottom of cruise ships and dance in and out of the propellers on the backs of cargo ships. But here, in her cell, all she can do is swim around her fountain, round and round in circles. That is, until the humans return. 3 of them come into her room,
no.
each
No.
carrying
They have
strange
zappers.
long objects.
They're definitely
she's
twins.
not sure she's seen those things before, and is desperate for a closer look. But after what happened with the glass the other day,
she's
it
gonna be
doesn't
defensive
seem like
now.
a good idea.
Why are they hurting her?
She still hasn't worked out what she did wrong there, but clearly the human was not happy with her for some reason.
I hope she freaks out and like does some damage. We need to see what power she has other than the shapeshifting. She's
But
got
then they're
some-
gonna
seems like-
kill her.
It seems like right now she could only get so big, right? Like, it would be so cool if she could just absorb all of the water and turn into like a giant Godzilla woman and then just stomp on them and kick them and shove them down her throat and eat them alive.
Maybe she can.
I
We don't know
hope so.
yet. We're gonna find out.
Best to be very gentle with them for the time being, until they're proper friends. The 3 humans have a box with them, full of water. She's so excited to see it, she leaps straight out of the fountain before realizing she needs to be careful. Patiently as
careful,
she can,
please.
she approaches the box and
I can't
touches
believe I'm
it.
rooting for
The
SCP.
humans nod
over
encouragingly.
human.
Her excitement overwhelms her, and she dives right in.
No!
It feels so good
Oh,
to
they
have fresh
got her.
water to explore,
They got
even
her.
if it's just a small tank.
What are you doing?
She barely even notices as they close the lid on her and wheel her into a
She
different room.
is pretty dumb,
A
not gonna
glass
lie.
wall lines the edge of this new chamber. Funny little humans in white coats stand behind it, making notes. She climbs out of her little tank and waves at them. It's a smaller room than her normal one. Why have they brought her
I
in
knew
here?
Alec was about to way
A
back.
slamming noise behind her makes her jump, and she spins around to see the 3 humans have wheeled away her little tanks on wheels, leaving her alone.
How does she
in
have
the
water
room.
hair? That's
She
so
looks
interesting.
around with a little anxiety.
Wait, they took
There's
away her
nowhere
water
to swim in
source.
here. Have they made a mistake? She can't be
You
here
sure about
without
that?
water.
Yeah.
Doing her best to copy human
Oh.
movements, she tries to mime to the people behind the glass that she needs her water.
No.
They don't seem to understand her.
No.
Just start scribbling even more things on their clipboard.
She's so innocent.
It's warm in
Dude, these
here.
guys are
So
cruel.
warm and
naive.
dry. This isn't good.
Her body's getting so
No
skinny.
time at all.
She's
She's
losing
feeling
all
Trying
she's
to
drying out.
evaporate her.
An hour goes by, then another. She's never been out of the water for this
This
long.
is torture.
What are they doing? Don't they understand what
That's
she
messed
is?
up.
Her head starts to feel faint.
They're
She
turning a
slumps down
hero
on the
into a
floor
villain
and
before
turns
our
herself
eyes.
into a ball. Shaped like this, hopefully. She won't be evaporating so fast.
Oh.
Then they'll give her the water back. For hours she sits in a ball,
That's
waiting,
so messed up.
until mercifully, her little tank on wheels returns, and she's taken back to her fountain. They do
Yeah,
the
this is
same to
torture.
her the next day, and the day after that, starving her for hours, then returning her to her fountain.
What test could they possibly be running?
I don't know. I guess they're trying to see just how she reacts to different environments, different people.
Do you think maybe they're collecting the evaporated water and maybe that has healing properties? Or they're selling it online to like...
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's like Twitch mods and stuff like that. It could be.
Like,
It
where do
could
you think
be.
they'd sell that though? Like
are you talking about?
Etsy or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, your guess is as best as mine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can probably find that if you look hard enough.
Top up the water in it occasionally,
You're right.
but other than that, they don't
You're
seem
right.
to be
But if
doing
you do
anything
buy it,
nice
just
for
let
her
me
at
Did you
all.
buy it?
Are they doing this on purpose? Surely
He
not.
bought it.
She's their friend.
He
She's
bought it.
being
Gamer
kind,
bath
doing
water.
all of their
He
weird
just
games even when she doesn't want to. Humans aren't cruel. They wouldn't do that to her. But then she
Yes,
finds
they
herself
will.
in a different situation entirely. They do the same as they've been doing for the previous few days, wheeling her into the testing chamber and making her stand there on her own. But it's colder today. Much colder.
Oh, they're going to freeze
She
her.
tries to explain to them through the glass, rubbing her shoulders
no
and
way.
shivering. But
Nah,
they just
nah,
keep
nah.
making their notes. This isn't good. She can't stand the cold. It's not good
The
for
only thing
her.
worse than the cold is probably
Painful
heat.
crystals start forming on the surface of her skin, stabbing into
Oh my
her
gosh,
and
she's gonna
solidifying
freeze
her
solid.
body. She cries out noiselessly, but the humans keep going until she feels herself losing consciousness.
Oh.
Weeks go by, and with each experiment they do, the water nymph worries more and more that these humans aren't really her friends. They've
Oh, you
started
don't
giving
say.
her mazes, complex plastic structures that she gets forced unceremoniously into, where she has to swim through various pipes and tubes until she can push a
that's
button
pretty
on the
cool.
other side. At first, she was expecting a prize.
I mean, that's
Maybe
messed
this
up.
is why they had her kept here for so long. They needed help solving these puzzles, and their fleshy bodies couldn't fit through the tubes. But nothing happens when she presses the button.
No
They
prize?
just pull a plug and drain
That's
her out of the
so
bottom.
Cruel.
Today, she's had enough. When are they going to put her back in the ocean? She's just going to wait here at the start of the maze until they tell her. It's only fair.
The water in her chest leaps for joy.
How is she still smiling after all of this?
She might be the nicest SCP other than the tickle monster.
Alec?
Alec, how would you save her?
I'd break in, James Bond, the name's Alec, and I'd go in and get her out of there.
Would you bring like maybe a bucket or something
Get
to
a
put her in?
bucket, put her in a bucket.
You should, no, I think you could probably just drink her.
Maybe take a sip out of the bucket.
Take her home, put her in your bathtub, and
Joy, as a human, enters the test chamber and approaches her. She raises out of the water and waves to greet him, just as he lifts the long, strange device in his hand and jabs it
What
into
is
her
up with
chest.
these people?
The
Give it
electricity
up!
shoots all
Why
through
are they
her body
horrible?
And sets her mind ablaze. It takes all her
Don't
strength
cry, Alec.
not to
Look
burst
away.
into 1,000 droplets. Convulsing and crying, she falls
She's about to
backwards into
unlock
the
some
maze.
crazy move, I'm
The
telling
human
you.
brandishes the weapon at her
I hope
again.
so.
She has nowhere to go but into the maze. She solves it in a split second, but as she presses the button, she feels a sinking feeling settling over her. What if they don't want to let her out? It's all
Time
her
for
fault.
revenge.
What was she thinking? Her one shot at making friends, and she'd blown it. She sits crying in her fountain, feeling her tears flow into the water around her and back into her
How did
body.
she cry?
It was
Just
the
made of
acid.
water.
She hates acid, and always has. She'd swam near a factory
Aw.
once and got a dose of
Pollution.
it. It hurt, more than anything she'd ever felt before. It would flow into her chest and sit there, burning and burning. She can still feel it now. So when the humans in the rubber suits had poured some into her fountains, she'd lost her temper, slamming into them
Let's
with all her
go!
force. For months,
It's about
they'd been
time!
hitting her, jabbing her and exhausting her. But they're
Fight
her
back,
friends,
girl!
right? And you shouldn't hurt your friends. You definitely shouldn't kill your friends. Shouldn't rip open their rubber suits and force yourself down their throats, drowning them in their own bodies. Her fountain's
I
red
told you
with
she's
blood
powerful.
and burns from the acid. And it's all her fault. What had she done wrong to make them treat her like this?
Oh my gosh.
Why couldn't they just be friends? After a few weeks, a group of humans come in and clean up the mess, refilling her fountain with clean water. She doesn't lift her head above the surface. They install a pipe above her fountain that drip feeds water onto her. Drip, drip, drip. And just like that, she's no longer seen as human. Drip, drip, drip. The lights burn white. The door stays closed. Drip, drip, drip. The water nymph sits in her.
Could remix that into a dope song.
Adam, this woman is going through absolutely the worst time ever, and you're thinking about remixing.
It reminded
Drip?
It reminded me of the song from Enchanted. Sorry, Encanto.
I don't know what to say to
Like
that.
a drip, drip, drip.
Her fountain. Drip, drip, drip.
Come on, that would go hard.
After a year, she stops crying. A year
Someone
after
needs to
that,
remix that
she
song
gives
and
up
send it to
on
me.
thinking too.
Drip, drip, drip.
3 years
Empty
of
the
near
clip, clip,
silence
clip.
pass, with only the sound of dripping water from the pipe, until the door to her chamber opens.
As soon as it
Something
opens,
flutters
she's
in
gotta
her
go.
chest. She lifts her head out of the water. Gleaming steel scissors glide effortlessly through the sheet of red material, slicing through as if nothing was there.
What are they
The
cutting?
blood red fabric parts
They're
to
making the
either
red
side.
carpet.
A
It's
pair
the
of hands
Emmys.
pick up one of the pieces and hold it up into the air. The man admires his handiwork before draping the cloth on a dress form and pinning it in place. Although there are many tables in the large room with sewing machines and mannequins next to them, they're all empty. The man works all alone in the big room.
Early predictions. I think this is going to be a Frankenstein situation where he's going to make this beautiful woman SCP creature.
Oh, so you think that this SCP is going to be man-created?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Interesting.
It's an early
I
prediction.
like that.
And it is
Good
impossible
prediction.
not to notice that he's an incredibly handsome man, too. So good looking that no matter your preferences, you can't help but stop and take notice of his perfect facial features, his slim, fit physique, his lithe, dexterous hands. He brushes a strand of dirty blonde hair away from his vibrant blue eyes and takes a pin out of his mouth before adjusting the fabric just a millimeter more before sticking it in place.
Alec?
I have another prediction. He is going to become the SCP.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to put one of the dresses on and then, boom, it's going to warp him into an SCP and he's going to turn crazy.
Okay, that one doesn't.
I have another prediction. I think this guy, like Alec is saying, maybe is the SCP, but I also think that this is one of the most dangerous SCPs. He's just giving me like a creepy vibe, and I have a feeling that he's probably going around killing people, and then maybe, I don't know, he's like a weirdo serial killer, and he's like making dresses for their dead bodies.
Make sure you guys are commenting down below what you think.
Really specific, Jack.
Jack.
Really, really
Jack,
specific.
you might need to see somebody.
The man steps away from the dress form and admires his work. There. Absolutely perfect. There's no doubt that this will be the closing look of the
It's a really
upcoming
slim
fashion
waist.
show. Another masterpiece. Just like him.
That's a little
But that
revealing.
doesn't mean that he's finished.
There's still much to be done, and he goes back to work at his table, sewing bits of fabric together to create
never
embellishments
trust
for the
anybody that works
opulent
by
couture
themselves.
gown.
Especially in a
He's so
basement
focused
setting.
on his new design that he doesn't notice the fashion house's operating manager in the hall outside of the workroom. The manager points through the glass window in the door and tells the 2 police officers
the
with
police
him
are already there.
that this is the man they're looking for.
Oh, Jack, I think
There's
you're
been
right.
a number of tragic and mysterious crimes involving
Oh!
people connected to this
How did
fashion
you know?
company.
Jack, you're a
Police have
genius.
finally
my
closed in on
God.
a suspect. Well, not the police exactly, but 2 SCP Foundation agents posing as police officers. The Foundation became suspicious after learning that there had been several missing persons, murders, and mental breakdowns, all of which involved people connected to this one company. And even more
Oh,
specifically,
this is getting
they were
weird.
all connected to one man.
It's
They
There
fell
was
for
plenty
his
of
good
evidence
looks.
that something more than just regular criminal activity was happening here.
I did too.
Something strange was happening. Something anomalous. One of the police officers nods at his partner before gesturing for the manager to leave. It's always better not to have civilians present during a containment.
Oh my gosh.
The incredibly handsome man still hasn't noticed his guests in the hall, remaining
He's so
completely
handsome.
absorbed
This guy
in his
mentions
work.
it every other
And
time,
he doesn't even
how
look up
beautiful
when the
this
2
guy
agents
is.
burst into the room, both with guns drawn, not taking any chances. Freeze! Drop your weapon!
Guys, I have a weird feeling that somehow he's gonna talk his way out of this situation, or they're gonna think that he's so beautiful that it could never be him.
Is that his superpower? He puts everybody in a trance like Jigglypuff?
They all have some like magical, weird, otherworldly ability, and if this guy is the SCP, like Alex said, then he has to have some really cool ability.
He's definitely the SCP, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, he's got me in some sort of trance. I don't even know what's going on.
I can't stop watching this video.
I'm locked in.
One of the agents shouts. The beautiful man doesn't respond and just continues snipping away at fabric with his scissors. I said freeze! He commands again. And this time, the handsome man at least appears to have heard them, finally stopping his work. He slowly looks up with his piercing eyes to gaze at the men who have intruded
Light blue,
into
my
his
favorite
creative
color.
workspace. Drop your weapon now, the agent tells him. The man looks over at his hand, which still holds the large pair of scissors.
I think I'd
and
shoot him by
smiles.
now. I'm terrified.
He gently places the scissors down on the table, careful not to let them touch the expensive cloth that is rolled out before him. Now put your hands up! This time, there's no response, and the man grips the edge of the
Why is
table,
he smiling?
It's
and
getting
stares
creepy.
into the eyes of the agents.
You know
First
something
one,
we don't.
then the other.
Hmm.
Hands
He's
up, or
about
we'll
to
be
wink.
forced to shoot! The smile slowly leaves the handsome man's face.
Oh my god, that's so creepy.
Will you excuse me for one moment? He says,
What?
though with no hint in his voice that it's actually a request. The agents seem unsure of what to do. Both of them appear taken aback and confused by his nonchalant
Don't do it!
attitude.
Don't trust him!
The
Shoot
handsome
him!
man turns away from the agents and quickly steps behind a dressing screen that's been
There's
set
gotta
up
be a
near his
secret
work
exit
table.
behind there.
As he walks
Oh my god, he's
behind
gonna
it,
turn
They
to
just
the
let him
beautiful
he doesn't
woman.
break his stride at all. He simply passes behind the screen
gonna
for
turn to the
mere
beautiful
seconds
woman.
and steps out on the other side.
What?
Only once he steps out, it isn't him.
That is
He's
the
a
hottest
shapeshifter.
woman.
The man that emerges
Yeah, I
from
think
behind
you're
the
right,
screen
Alec.
is a completely different person. Where once he was slim, graceful, clean-shaven, and
It's a
dressed in a fine
What
suit,
the heck?
now he is heavy in muscle, like a professional football
My
player
mind is
with a
blown.
thick beard,
That's actually
dressed
him.
as if he's a member of a SWAT team. Before the agents can even react to the bizarre metamorphosis, the large man charges them and begins attacking.
Shoot!
He snaps
Shoot!
the neck of one and plunges the scissors he snatched off the
Shoot!
table
Shoot!
into the other's neck.
Oh,
There's
gosh!
More SCP
Oh, my
containment
gosh!
specialists. These ones dressed in tactical gear with
I think
no
they have
attempt made
backup.
to disguise themselves as everyday
you
police,
kidding me?
flood into the room and open fire.
Yeah.
But the man who looks like a
Please.
Navy SEAL picks up the fallen agent's guns and begins firing both at the same time.
There is no way he wins a
outguns
1v5
and
like
outmaneuvers
that.
the agents,
This guy's
effortlessly
insane.
rolling behind cover while constantly firing,
Headshot,
taking out
headshot.
agent after agent. Screams fill the air,
God.
both
That's
from the dying
crazy.
SCP agents as well as the civilians who are struck through the walls by the onslaught, including the
no.
manager, who had snuck back to the door window to watch what he thought
I
would be
mean,
the snobby,
aw.
handsome man being taken into custody. The window behind the special ops soldier explodes, and two SCP
Oh, they got
agents
him.
will
They got
fall
him.
through,
Okay, good,
catching
good,
him by
good.
surprise and
We don't
knocking him
even
to
wait.
the
We're
ground.
not even sure if this is him.
Adam, come on, it has to be
It's
this
gotta
guy.
be him. What do you
talking
mean?
about? There's nobody else in the room but them three.
He could have had somebody tied up back there, and then when he went back behind the scenes, he threw this guy out. Then there's a secret entrance. I mean, secret exit that he left.
So you think he hired this guy as like a bodyguard?
Yes, that could be
I
a
don't know,
1,000 IQ
Adam.
play. We don't
It's
know
a stretch.
how smart this guy is.
I honestly think that this man is the SCP and that all of the things that he has changed into are his victims. Like this guy was one of his victims. So now he killed him, so now he can shapeshift into him. And he has all of his abilities. That is my prediction.
Wait, which one's Alec? I don't know who to look at.
I'm Alec. Hi.
I heard your voice, but you didn't wait.
Down.
It takes even more agents rushing in to hold the man down
are
as he
confusing
struggles
me.
and screams like a wild animal, breaking one of their jaws for good measure before they're finally able to subdue him and
can't
confine
keep him
him with
contained.
heavy-duty straps.
Their
When all
only
is
job
said
is
and
to
done,
secure, contain, and
17
protect, and they
agents
can't
and
do
10
two of them.
civilians have lost their lives. But the anomaly has finally been
Well,
contained.
they did it.
Once
We
it
don't
is
know if
taken
that's
to a
him. I'm
secured
telling you, we
location,
don't know.
It is given a new designation,
It has to be.
SCP-056. But the
Oh,
site staff
okay,
soon
it's
give
him.
it a new nickname, calling it simply a beautiful person. SCP-056 is one of the most deceptive and one of the most dangerous anomalies known to the SCP Foundation. It is a being whose size, gender, and appearance can all vary in an instant, and which will change in response to its environment. The form it has most commonly taken while in containment resembles a man who appears to be in his mid-20s. His exact looks will vary slightly, but he will always be what could be described as incredibly handsome, at least by
he looks
traditional
just like
societal
me.
Do
standards.
you think that first character was his original form? Like what he was born with?
I don't think so.
Or you think it's some sort of
No.
alien or something?
He was probably born super ugly, and he was really insecure, and so he did everything in his power to change his form to make himself look really beautiful.
If you could have this power, Alec, would you?
Sure.
But you could never change back to your original form.
Ooh, probably not then.
Okay. Yeah, you're too beautiful now. I don't know how you
I
get
wonder-
Thank you.
prettier.
I wonder what this SCP is going to do now that it's been captured, because it didn't even seem that worried about getting captured, but now that it is, I don't know, I have a feeling it's going to act really, really weird.
I have an idea. I think that he is going to turn into the most beautiful woman in the entire world, and he's going to subdue all of the guards and escape.
They
I
should
think
send
he
a
might.
blind person in there so that they can't even see what they look like, and then they won't even care.
They
Well-
can't see, but they can feel, they can touch.
They gotta tie them up, and then they can only talk. No touching, no looking.
Tie-up might be like one of that dude's kinks.
Standards. His clothes will change as well to be a style similar to those of other people around him, though they will always be of a higher quality and more aesthetically pleasing than anyone nearby is wearing. While that appears to be SCP-056's preferred form, it's far from its only one. In addition to the young man, it has also been observed taking on the appearance of several others, including a woman with a striking resemblance to Hollywood actress Scarlett Johansson, a form it took when walking past a group of a younger female staff, a male bodybuilder who could bench press over 250 kilograms, which was 30 kilograms more than the strongest security guard stationed at the
something wrong.
Foundation
Rock
site.
Johnson.
That's
It
the
took the
right
form
for
of
the
a female
SCP.
doctor who was
Easter
measured
egg
as
there.
having an IQ score 30 points higher than any on-site researchers, as well as non-human forms, like a large, well-groomed Labrador
This guy
retriever
could
when he was
change his
exposed to
brain
another
chemistry to be
researcher's
smarter.
dog. And
Wait, so Jack, you were right. Every time that he forms into another person, he gets all of their abilities. Like, he can just turn into a super strong person, and then he actually becomes super strong.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that's what happened when he turned into the Navy SEAL. Like, he gained his abilities to headshot.
He didn't have to kill them in order to gain their abilities. He just has to, like, think of them, and then he can transform into them.
It'd be
Which is
dreamy.
even more dangerous.
That's even more
and
powerful.
He
an
could transform
extremely
into
aesthetically
Alec, and then he
pleasing
probably would
couch
lose all of
when
his
left
memories.
alone in its own containment chamber.
What if he
These
transformed
changes
into
from one
God?
form to another occur whenever people
think he has
lose
to see
focus
them
on the
first to be able to
subject,
transform
something
into
that
them.
seems to happen when new people are exposed to SCP-056. And once they lose focus, it's
Heyo.
able to change in appearance virtually instantaneously. Attempts to film the transformation have resulted in the recording equipment exhibiting the same effect, seemingly losing focus, and being unable to
I'm
see
losing
exactly
focus.
what
It's
happens
working.
when
Oh, interesting.
The camera,
SCP-056
or me,
changes
lost
from one
focus.
form to another. Its clothing will
I'm
change
losing
along with
focus.
its bodily form, though so
That's a
far
large
it hasn't
man.
been observed manifesting weapons or other tools. Great efforts have been made to determine
He turned into a
SCP-056's original form,
The heck?
though so far, these have all been met with failure.
That's pretty
When
great.
placed within an empty concrete cell and placed under constant video surveillance, the cameras experienced the same loss of focus that others did, and then were met with a rather surprising figure left in the room.
I wonder if he can just transform into like something as small as an ant and just walk out.
It seems like he's only transforming into people right now.
What the heck was the photo of the couch?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Comment down below.
SCP-056 had taken the form of a video camera,
Oh?
Yes,
similar to the
okay!
one being used
You
to
were right,
record
Adam.
it, though a slightly more advanced and
Wait,
expensive
oh
model.
my god.
But-
Wait, that's actually so funny. So it turned into a better version of their cameras, just to show that it's better than them.
He just wants to be the best in the room, no matter what.
Exactly. It wants to make other people feel inadequate and like less good about themselves.
Attempts were made to discover its true form, this time without direct observation equipment, with researchers instead making use of passive scans that could detect changes to life forms. When they left SCP-056 alone and monitored it using these tools, what they found was nothing. There was no detectable body temperature,
It's all an
heartbeat,
illusion.
or even
What the
weight.
freak?
It
Maybe it's
appears
just a
that when not
spirit.
observed,
a ghost.
SCP-056
simply ceased to be.
You might be right.
Those who have personal contact with SCP-056 often report that the anomalous entity makes them feel substandard or jealous, as if they can't measure up to it, yet at the same time will seem to seek its approval. This extends to SCP security staff, who will express a desire to follow its commands, while researchers will try to argue with it, something that usually results in them leaving its containment cell feeling as though they were outwitted by its intelligence. And SCP-056's expert communication abilities seem not to be limited by complex subjects or language barriers. Research has shown it to be fluent in at least 200 different dialects,
This might
and
be
it
the
has
scariest
exhibited an expert
SCP that
level
we've
of
seen
knowledge
yet.
in such varied topics as fashion,
dangerous.
automobiles,
Yeah,
theoretical
it's so
science,
smart,
sports,
and it's,
and a
like,
multitude of
almost
others,
realistic.
all of which it will usually show a greater knowledge of than the person it is conversing
I wonder
with.
if it could transform
And
into a
despite
nuke.
leaving the conversations feeling dejected about their own abilities, those who talk to it will almost always express a desire to speak with SCP-056 again.
Adam, if you were trapped in a room with this SCP, what would you guys talk about?
Just like our love for nature.
Alec?
I don't know. This SCP reminds me a lot about AI because he can just he's taking all the knowledge of everybody in the
Iverson?
world. No, artificial intelligence.
Oh!
He's taking the knowledge of everyone in the world like a hive mind, and then that's why he's smarter than everybody because he knows what everyone else knows. So he's pretty much AI.
I'd probably just try to bully it and then see if like I could just make it think that it's uglier than me, even though it's not. Just like call it ugly and yo, you're so stupid, you idiot, and then maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Your forehead's bigger than mine.
I swear. And then his forehead actually like grows a little bit, and then he's so proud of it. But actually, I reverse psychologied him, and he looks ugly now.
That's actually genius.
Jack,
You are so smart, Jack.
I
Maybe
wish I
am
had your
just
IQ, dude.
SCP.
You're a genius.
No way, you're too ugly.
Oh, yeah, true. I would just eat
Can't
dirt.
resist being
Let me
made to
just-
feel inadequate by it. A number of tests
Dwayne The
were
Rock
then
Johnson
performed
in
to
my face
discover
cam.
just what form
I put it in my face, too.
SCP-056 would take when presented with various situations, and the results were rather interesting. In the first, a male Class D personnel was given a knife and told to try and attack SCP-056.
That's not gonna work.
056 quickly took the form of a young, fit man who was able to effortlessly disarm the
Oh my
attacking D-Class
gosh.
and kill
I would
him with the
transform
knife
into Jackie
instead.
Chan and just
In another test, a female
Karate.
D-Class entered its cell not with a weapon, but with a bottle of expensive wine. They were met with SCP-056 in the form of a young, beautiful woman who accepted the wine, but upon trying it, spit it out in the D-Class's face and sent them away. Next, researchers
rude.
sent two D-Classes in at the same time, one male and one female, with no specific orders at all. SCP-056 appeared as a beautiful woman in a well-tailored business suit, who proceeded to examine both the D-Classes, pointing out their each and every physical flaw before
no.
sending them two on their way.
That's so
Researchers
messed
then
up.
tried sending 10 Class D personnel into the cell,
What's Class
all of
D?
whom were male and who had expressed
So Class D personnel, for those of you guys that don't know, are like prisoners or like just bad people that the SCP collects, and then they're like the test dummies of the SCP
Oh wow,
world.
that's messed up. So they're just little guinea pigs.
Somebody has to do it, you know?
I guess. Are they people that murdered other people?
Yeah, they're
Like,
really bad, people that
Okay.
like, you know, you would think deserve it, but sometimes maybe not.
for females. SCP-056 appeared as an especially beautiful female in a low-cut red dress. 056 didn't interact with the group in any way, but after 10 minutes, the D-Classes began to look uncomfortable. Soon, an all-out brawl broke out between the D-Classes as they violently assaulted each other, apparently for SCP-056's approval. 056 seemed to watch the melee with pleasure for several minutes before calling an end to it
It's
and
basically
sending
like
them
an
all out.
Instagram model.
A member of staff then volunteered to be tested
Alec,
with
you good?
SCP-056.
Release, Alec,
a level
release!
4 personnel who was regarded as being especially
that
beautiful
was
herself.
My new
She entered
favorite SCP.
SCP-056's cell, where the anomaly took the form of a similarly
This
beautiful,
SCP's awesome.
professional-looking woman, and the two proceeded to have a conversation, discussing various advanced personnel management techniques. The discussion seemed amiable, but after 90 minutes, the staff member appeared to become infuriated with SCP-056 and quickly left the room.
SCP-506
While no
is
cross-tests
too good.
with other SCPs have yet to be performed, when asked about other anomalies,
Tickle Monster. Tickle Monster.
SCP-056
It's the only
shows
counter.
a rare instance of vulnerability, expressing hatred towards them, and even occasionally,
Ew.
fear.
I'm gonna throw up.
SCP-056 has been relatively benign in its time in SCP containment, seemingly content to spend its time around Foundation staff. It's been allowed to have a cell of its own choosing, as well as pick its own furnishings, which have
Oh, I
tended
thought that
towards
was-
expensive and fashionable decor.
That was just different
Security
morphs.
staff assigned to guard it are equipped with high-powered tranquilizers, and any staff that exhibit mental irregularities after extended exposure to SCP-056
That's how I would react.
must
called
undergo
me
immediate
ugly!
psychological examination.
It has frequently asked for access to the internet, and when asked why it desires that, SCP-056 responded that the Foundation was unable to provide it with enough sycophants, and that it wanted the whole world to know its face. Needless to say, its request for internet access was denied, and the anomaly, which has been classified as Euclid, continues to be securely cut off from the general public and remains in Foundation containment. A group of friends are driving down the highway late at night. They're on their way home from a concert, and after the long night of dancing and partying, all of them are feeling quite tired. The radio is turned off, and after so much loud music, the silence is refreshing. No one is talking at all, and in fact, the driver notices that both his girlfriend sitting next to him, as well as his friend in the back seat, have fallen asleep.
It seems like they had a horrible time at the concert. The driver tries to make sure
that he doesn't do the same as the car moves down the long
That's
stretch
actually
of
the worst.
empty highway.
When you have to drive home and you're tired and everyone else falls
though.
asleep.
Oh yeah, they say actually it's more dangerous to drive tired than drive drunk. Just saying, just saying. Do not drive tired, kids or adults.
I don't think they can drive.
You're right.
He can feel the weight of sleep starting to press on him. He turns the radio on at a low volume, but that only staves off the drowsiness for a moment.
Hey.
He can't fight the approach of sleep any longer.
No!
And his eyes
stay awake!
Wait, what's the SCP?
Stay awake!
His foot presses down slightly more.
You'll find out, Adam.
Wait, maybe this is a good SCP that's gonna save their life.
Oh no, Oh no, Adam, it is not saving their lives. Trust me. This is bad.
Marking the edge of
they are in big time trouble.
The tires dip off the road into the dirt, and the sudden change causes the driver to jerk back away.
Okay, good. He's awake.
He quickly swerves the car back onto the road.
Just slam the brakes. Just hit the brakes. Slow down. Slow down.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Is everything okay?
No, he's fine. He's good.
The driver tells them that he just swerved to avoid an animal in the road. That's right. Nothing to be worried about. They can go back to sleep.
No, not good save. Why would you not lie to them?
Or
why are they trying to go back to sleep?
The driver spots something. Lights have
appeared
that? In his rearview mirror.
Oh, no, he's gonna get pulled over. That's gotta be a
It's
cop.
just another car. No,
he didn't
it's
notice
not.
the
Another
car
car
pulling out or speeding up behind him.
That's gotta be a cop.
He must have missed it when he was dozing off.
No, he's gonna get a ticket.
His heart is still racing from when he drifted off the road.
What's
he's
the
trying to
SCP?
regain his composure, but it's about to get a whole lot harder, because when he looks in the mirror again, he sees that the telltale
I told you it was the cops. I knew it. I knew it.
Lit up
I knew it too, Adam. I knew. I was trying to mess with you.
Oh no, the driver says out loud.
I'm pretty good at this.
Everyone is awake now and aware of the cop behind
Just
them.
pull over.
They
Don't
grow
be
nervous
silly.
and start freaking out.
Just
Not
pull
all
over.
the activities they had partaken in at the concert were, strictly speaking, technically legal in this state.
Uh-oh.
What do we do?
They're taking that
The driver
Fortnite juice.
asks. You've got to pull over, says his girlfriend. The cop car's sirens come on. This is serious. But then something strange happens.
Is he gonna pull over? He's still driving pretty
coming
fast.
over the radio. It's too quiet to hear, but when the driver turns up the volume, the message comes through loud and clear. It's a gruff voice that keeps repeating the same phrase over and over. You better run. How is this message coming over the radio?
No, Adam. No, Adam. No, Adam. Nope. 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 I don't like that at all. I do not like that at all. This is getting creepier, creepier by the second. Adam's gone. Adam left. Adam is running. They said, you better run. Adam ran. Is he gonna come back? Good call. That's actually a good call. Bundle up, Adam. If you thought it's creepy now, it only gets worse.
I'm getting scared.
What would you do, Adam? Would you try to speed away if you heard that in your radio?
I only do Bluetooth.
I can't ask this guy a question and expect a serious answer ever.
No. But
What are
the
you, in
passenger in the back
1940?
seat agrees with
Radio.
the voice. They've got to try and run. They have to get out of here.
Guy's got a weird nose.
The driver's girlfriend is screaming to pull over.
Oh, okay.
my
The
gosh,
cop car
that does not
speeds
help
up
anything.
And is right behind them now, almost on their bumper. Its lights
Oh my
flashing
gosh, he is
and
right
sirens
behind him.
blaring.
He's
Just pull over, it's a cop.
What do? Should
I think
he
that was
pull
just a weird
over?
coincidence.
Should he try to run?
Definitely don't try and run.
Everyone
You're
is
gonna get
yelling.
shot.
He starts to push down on the accelerator.
Why is she
then
just
thinks
screaming?
better of it. There's no way this old car can outrun a cop. Finally, he makes
Just
the
pull
decision to
over.
brake and
You
starts
broke
to
the
pull the
law.
car to the
Oh,
side
he
of
did
the
it.
road.
Here we go.
The police car comes
That's
to a stop
crazy. They're in
behind
the
them.
middle of nowhere.
The sirens are off, but the bright lights are almost
That does not look
blinding.
like a cop car.
They sit in the car and await
I think
their
it's
fate.
dirty.
I don't know if
But
it is, Adam.
nothing
I don't
happens.
think that is a cop
The
car.
car is just sitting there
That can't be
behind
the SCP, right?
After what feels like a long while,
Alec,
I don't know,
the door of
Adam.
the cop car
Stop.
finally opens.
Stop.
I don't know, Adam.
You shut
The
your
three
mouth.
passengers watch
That cannot be an
silently
SCP.
as a highway patrol officer steps out
I actually
and
can't
begins
watch
to
this.
approach
Crazy.
their car. The driver tells everyone to relax, that this is going to be just fine. But the passenger in the back starts to panic.
freaking out.
He can't get arrested. If he does, it will mean that he loses his scholarship. He'll get kicked out of school. His whole life will be over. The highway patrol officer reaches the car. Despite it being late at night, he's wearing
SCP.
dark aviator sunglasses that cover half of his face. He stands in front of the door to the car and waits. The driver, feeling nervous and afraid, rolls down his window.
This can't be the SCP because there's never been a human SCP before, ever. I've never seen a human SCP, so there's a 0% chance that this is SCP.
Adam, there's the first for everything. SCPs are so smart, they can literally be whatever they want. And if you think about it, being a humanoid SCP is genius because you blend right in.
It kind of looks like you.
No, it doesn't.
Comment down below.
The police officer doesn't move or react, though. He just
Okay, that's
keeps
creepy.
standing next
That's
to
Okay,
the
that
patrolman.
guy looks like you. Sorry.
Now you might want to
Good
floor
evening,
it.
officer.
I would
The
be
driver
terrified.
says. No response.
Floor it.
The driver turns and looks at
Get
his
out of
girlfriend in
there!
the front seat, but all she can do is shrug.
Look at that guy
He
third
turns
wheeling in
back
the
to
back.
the highway patrolman. Did we do something wrong? There's another long pause. But then the patrolman finally reacts. He bends over and leans in close.
Is he going in for a
sticking his
smoochie?
head practically through the open
What
window.
is he doing?
This might be
putting
a nice
his tight-lipped
SCP.
face
Yeah,
right next
what
to
is
the
going
driver's.
on?
Do you want my license and registration? The driver asks. The patrolman doesn't respond.
Oh
He
my
reaches
gosh.
up and slowly grabs the side of his dark aviator sunglasses.
I have a feeling they're not going to be
Pulls them
eyeballs.
down, and the driver finds himself staring
gosh.
into a pair
gosh.
of bright red
What the
glowing
heck?
eyes.
Floor it!
Run!
Everyone in the car starts to scream as the thing standing in front of them opens its own mouth to reveal
Bro! I told you that wasn't a human. I told you no SCP's a human. No SCP's a human. No
horrifying
SCP's a
void
human.
in its face that screams right back at them. As you may have already deduced.
Oh my
this was no normal
gosh!
traffic-
What the heck? Is this like Shy Guy's cousin? He looks just like Shy Guy with his big mouth.
How is he able to look like a human though? That's the thing. That scares the crap out of me.
I don't know.
The thing with Shy Guy is he's not able to look like a human. Like he turned into Shy Guy and he's Shy Guy forever. This guy, how's he able to drive? Who gave him a license?
I don't know, but I think that we're gonna get all the answers to your questions right now.
Traffic stop, and certainly not a normal highway patrol officer.
This looks like an
No,
alien.
The entity that this group of young adults encountered that evening was one that dozens before them had the
I
same
think they're
misfortune
dead.
of running into,
I think
and
they're
one that
dead.
the SCP Foundation is actively trying to stop from engaging in its frightening and dangerous behavior. This is SCP-973.
Wait, you think that the kids that were driving are dead? Is that what you're saying?
Yes!
Oh no. Oh no, Adam.
Wait, they get taken to prison or something?
SCP-973 is
Is
not
SCP
one,
prison?
but actually
Maybe.
two separate
Maybe he's a good
entities.
officer.
The
Wait,
first,
whoa.
designated SCP-973-1, is a police cruiser that appears to be a model similar
What?
to those used by actual state
Transformers?
troopers during the early 1970s.
No.
And its condition is much like you would expect for a
Transformers?
well-used, nearly
That dude is
50-year-old
definitely a
vehicle,
Transformer.
with much of it being in an advanced state of disrepair.
Could
Eyewitness
it
accounts of
drive by itself?
SCP-973-1
Yeah.
have described the police
They're
car
two
as
separate
having
SCPs
numerous
that work
dents on
together.
the doors and hood, cracks in the windshield, multiple rust spots, and a rear bumper that looks to be held on with duct tape. The vehicle's driver and sole occupant has been designated SCP-973-2. This humanoid figure has an appearance that resembles a Caucasian male in his late 40s. It is dressed in the state trooper uniform that, like 973-1, also looks to have come from the early 1970s. And eyewitnesses have described him as being slightly overweight, balding, and sporting a handlebar mustache.
No, he's balding. He's not balding. He's just bald.
I was gonna say he's built like Elon Musk, but bald.
But bald Elon Musk.
Both the
I like
anomalous
that.
car and its driver will appear at night in a specific location along a particular U.S. highway.
What a jerk! He just
It
pulls
is
people
unknown
over
exactly
and then
what
yells
will
at them.
cause SCP-973 to show up on this road, but Foundation researchers have hypothesized that its manifestation may be triggered when a vehicle accelerates over a certain speed.
Oh, crap.
You may think you're safe then if you stay below a certain speed, but unfortunately,
never mind.
you'd be wrong.
Wait, so Adam, maybe you're right. Maybe he actually is a good SCP because he's just pulling people over that are going over the speed limit.
Well,
he's pulling people over that are
the
breaking
guy that got
law.
pulled over didn't break the speed limit. He drove off of the runway where he was allowed to drive. He almost, you see, this is the road here,
Yeah, he went into the shoulder.
and he did the shoulder.
And he was like falling asleep, which is even more dangerous than speeding.
You might be right. This SCP could be good.
That's what you said. I'm saying what you said could be right.
Oh,
and now you're
I
saying
did
that
say
I
that.
said that.
Okay, but we have to figure out. The big question is, what does he do with them after he arrests them?
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to
think
determine
It's
whether he's
unknown
good or not.
exactly what speed limit infraction will lead to SCP-973's appearance, with reports ranging from 35 miles per hour all the way to 70. But when it does occur, the driver will find that they are now a target. SCP-973 will materialize roughly half a kilometer behind the targeted
Materialize?
vehicle
It just pops
and
up
will
there?
approach them at a high rate of speed. SCP-973-1 sirens will turn on and its lights will flash, as it also somehow broadcasts a message into the targeted car that is picked up on the car's
How does it
radio,
do that?
a message that urges the driver to run, often accompanied by several expletives. In most cases, the targeted vehicle will abide by the instructions over the radio and begin to flee, though it's unlikely that this is due to any mimetic effect. Rather, it would seem that most run out of pure terror. SCP-973 will then pursue
would you
the
run or
targeted
would you
car,
pull
leading
over?
to a high-speed chase.
I don't know. I think I would
no matter
pull
how
over.
fast the targeted car is, though, the SCP-973-1 police cruiser will always be faster.
Wow.
And it typically takes no more than 6 minutes for them to be overtaken.
6 minutes is a long time.
SCP-973 seems to have no qualms about
What if it's like a
ramming into the
Ferrari?
fleeing car,
To be, like,
which likely
racing for
accounts
6
for the
minutes is a
extreme
long
damage
time.
present on the patrol car. While
There's
it
no way
is
that car's
unclear
going that
exactly
fast.
what happens once 973 forces the targeted
Here we
vehicle
go.
to
Here we
stop, either through their own choice or by being rammed
are
off
the
the
answers
road,
that we need.
the results are quite disturbing.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
The vehicle that fled will later be located somewhere near SCP-973's spawning location, usually within roughly 6 kilometers of the road.
6 kilometers
Whether the
away?
vehicles that
How
are
does
found
that-
that
how does
far
he do
from the
that?
road drove there in a panic or were somehow transported there by anomalous means isn't clear. What is
So they don't even know.
is that the occupants of the cars met a truly grisly fate.
No!
Their bodies will show signs of extreme violence on the side, including evisceration.
He's bad!
and
He's
some have
bad!
been so
Confirmed,
badly maimed
confirmed,
and mangled
confirmed!
That visual
He's really
identification
bad.
was impossible.
All they did
The
was
vehicles themselves
swerve
are
off the road
badly
a little
damaged,
bit.
showing
Really,
signs of
really
impact
bad
from
SCP.
another
Did not
vehicle,
deserve that.
and severe burn damage is often present in the
Oh
interior.
my.
So
Okay, I think Smokey or SCP-973 has laser vision.
He's
That's
got
the
some
only
sort of
explanation.
vision. I don't know. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know, to be honest.
Freeze! That's what I would do. I would reverse it. I would act like I'm a cop.
I don't think that would work, Adam. You don't think these people are trying to fight back? You think they just take it?
That dude didn't even try and drive away.
Good point.
So
actually.
far, over 34 individuals and 19 vehicles
Wow.
have been designated as victims of SCP-973, though it is likely that the true number
Okay.
is much, much higher.
Why don't they just shut down
Perhaps
the road?
most terrifying of all is that some of the victims survived. The Foundation has recovered 5 individuals from sites
How?
of SCP-973 attacks, who, in addition to
I
their
need to hear
gruesome
these
physical
stories.
injuries, also suffer from varying levels of ongoing mental trauma. But why not just
gosh.
destroy the road that
Constipation.
SCP-973 appears on, you ask? Well, the Foundation
Please.
had this same idea, and in 1983, the section of highway affected by
Oh, that's what I was saying, like, just close the road
Easy
down.
solution.
in an attempt to stop it from manifesting.
No way.
This attempt failed, though. All this led to was
No.
SCP-973 changing its location, where it immediately began engaging in the same deadly behavior.
Oh,
Numerous attempts have also been made to try and capture both 973-1 and -2. In one such event, several teams of SCP Foundation containment specialists were dispatched to its section of highway with the mission to subdue and contain the anomaly.
this should be easy.
Okay.
After
Yeah, this is
multiple
good.
attempts to
Easy
get
capture.
SCP-973
Let's go,
to
boys.
appear by driving down the highway at various
I trust the
speeds,
military.
a car carrying several agents was finally successful, and they spotted the flashing
Nice.
red and blue lights of 973-1 behind them.
I would just get like a giant helicopter and with a magnet on it, and I put the magnet on top of that police car and just literally pick it up and then drive it to the SCP base and put it in a huge cage.
Adam, you are actually so smart. I know that we tell you that you're so dumb sometimes, but sometimes you're also really smart, and I think that was one of the smartest things you've ever said.
What? For real?
Great job. Yeah, Adam, I really mean it.
Whoa. Can I be on the bottom right side of the screen now?
No.
Oh.
Isn't that where you are always?
I think that's where you are.
Am I? No, I'm in the top left.
Oh yeah, I am in the bottom right.
Okay, remember how I said you literally say the dumbest things? That was one of the smarter things you said, and it was still dumb. I
As the
can't ever
message
give you a
telling them to
compliment.
run began playing over the radio. With no further warnings, the anomalous police car closed in on them, even faster than the agents were expecting, and immediately
booty bump.
began ramming into
Booty
their
bump.
car. A van filled with additional containment
Here we
specialists
go,
was
boys, come on.
dispatched to the area to help. And when
You
they
can't
reached
lose
the
to
area
one
that
guy
the
in
GPS
a car.
tracker on the pursuit
They
car
are
led
cocked
them
and
to,
loaded.
They found that they were too late.
Oh.
SCP-973
Oh!
had pushed the agent's
Ew, so
car
he eats
far
them,
off
Adam.
the road,
Slender Man.
He eats them.
ruthlessly tearing their
Oh
bodies
my
apart. The
lord.
arriving containment team
Shoot!
immediately
There we
began
go.
firing
Please shoot
at
him, shoot him, shoot him,
973
shoot him,
in an
shoot him,
attempt
shoot him,
to
shoot
save
him.
their fellow Foundation agents.
I have a feeling
Okay,
that's
all
not
right, you got him, you got him.
appeared to cause
Wait.
some injuries to 973-2.
He
showing
seems
that
fine
it
to
is
me.
perhaps vulnerable to less
What?
damage, just like the 973-1
That looks more like
vehicle
ketchup than
is.
blood.
He's
In a
immune to
post-mission
bullets.
interview, one of the agents described SCP-973's new appearance. His eyes were red, and his mouth, it was just a black hole.
Oh
no
my
teeth, no
gosh.
tongue, just a hole.
You gotta run.
No other reports would come from this incident, though, as this agent was the only survivor. SCP-973 killed the other 9 agents and fled the scene.
This
While
SCP
it
is
is believed
crazy.
that the Foundation team was able to wound the anomalous creature, it was neither contained nor incapacitated in any
Oh
real
my gosh.
sense.
This might be the scariest SCP ever.
Incident occurred just 9
I'm
days
telling you,
later.
the helicopter, or just drop a bomb, a big bomb,
to seemingly
and blow
appear
that thing
in a
up.
location,
That will
and the difficulty it has
hopefully do
shown
it.
in being contained has gotten it
How
a
does it
well-earned
teleport?
Euclid classification.
Is that bad?
The ru-
What's Euclid? Is that the highest?
Euclid is like the tier that means the SCP will attack you if provoked, or like if it can. That's like the second worst tier. Ketter's the worst tier. Ketter's the tier where it like will destroy everyone and anything at all times as much as it can.
Am I making this up? I thought pineapple was the scariest or like the most dangerous SCPs. Pineapple. Is it pineapple?
I really didn't think you could get dumber.
Well, my helicopter idea, right?
That was a good
Let's go
idea.
back to that.
You should just stop having ideas after that, though. It's,
Okay, I should
you peaked.
probably. Okay, I'm gonna turn my brain off for the rest of this. Can we come up with a safe word?
Yeah, my safe word is shut up. Press play.
Okay, yes, sir.
Roughly 60 kilometers of highway on which it is known to appear is under satellite surveillance at all times, and all traffic between 10 p.m. and 4:30 a.m. is diverted along a non-highway detour route, by force if necessary. Unfortunately for the SCP Foundation and the general highway-using populace, these security protocols have necessitated frequent updates. Because while the area that SCP-973 engages in its predatory behavior on is well known, both the time of day during which it will appear and the area it seems to affect
They just gotta blow up
are
that entire
expanding.
state.